What's going on? It's your dog Artman Boxing, and we're back with another boxing conversation. I know we back. We running it again. We running it again. We gonna keep it running, man. I ain't scared. I ain't never ran. I ain't never will. Nah, real shit though. Um, we hustling because I'm almost at 4,000 watch hours. Can you believe that? 4,000 watch hours? Can you believe that people are watching me for 4,000 hours? What? I'm just a guy. So let me show off the hoodie though. This shit fire. I ain't gonna lie, this shit fire. Boy, I'm not even a Canelo fan like that. And this is fire. Let me let everybody know we are back live again, dude. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Let's see. Hold on. Yep. Not real shit though. I got a little cold, but I'm still working. That's how we do it, man. We the grind don't fucking stop. It said finally. Now, shout out to everybody in the chat though. Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz is what I wanted to talk about because a lot of people have been, talking about this fight, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on this. I think it's going to be a banger if it does happen. For some odd reason, I know, Ryan Garcia pulls out of fights. He's always pump faking, and he does a lot of skipping around and driving and all that bullshit. But honestly, believe it, I think he's gonna fight him because it's a perfect comeback fight if you ask me. I'm telling you, if he steps in the ring with Isaac Cruz, all that stuff about him, being depressed and all that bullshit, people are gonna forget all about that because if he goes in there and stops the guy that Tank didn't stop, then that's big, man. It's really big. Not real shit. But yeah, it's big, man. Nothing happened. Hold on, I'm just sharing this link right now to my dogs. Let them know that we are on here live. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I honestly don't know who I got. Hey, yeah. Shout out to you. Everybody's hitting me up now. Shout out to you. Oh, y'all give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. But yeah, Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz. I really don't know who I got in that fight because first of all, I haven't seen Ryan Garcia fight in a long time. Matter of fact, it's going upon 1 year. This is going to be the 1 year mark of the last time Ryan Garcia fought. So I'm not sure. I really don't know. And Isaac Cruz, he actually did a lot better than I expected. Not saying that I thought he was going to go in there and get washed. I mean, when you go in there and tank, of course you think the guy's going to get knocked out. But I thought he was going to do pretty good for himself and then get knocked out. But I didn't think he was going to go all 12. I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. So he showed that, he got that grit. And what, he only got one L? Say, hey, Art, man, you see Floyd coming back in February? Yeah, I like that shit. I like it. I like that idea of him fighting on the. I like the idea of him fighting on the what you call it again, the helipad in Dubai. Because that's a lot of money right there, dude. A lot of y'all favorite fighters wish they could do some shit like that. They trust me. There's people that's talking shit that, oh my god, I can't believe Floyd is doing that, all that bullshit. But a lot of your favorite fighters wish they were doing that shit. You know why? Because that's a lot of money right there. You talk about the dude you fighting, dad is a billionaire. He got 3 Bs. He don't just got 1 B. He got 3 of them things. And that's who Floyd's about to fight. His junior. Oh man. Man, oh man. Dude, that's a lot of money. Do you think Ryan Power is overrated? No, I don't think it's overrated. I think he got some real life power. I don't think he has like Javante Davis power, but he got some pop in his punches because look how big he is in that damn weight class. But I'm not even sure if he can still make that weight class. To be honest, I'd rather see Javante Davis versus Tank at 140. I mean Javante Davis versus Ryan Garcia. That will be a great. That will be gonna happen with his weight. I don't think he can make weight. Dude, it's been long. Man, way too long. Say you think Cruz will be a world champion. Dude, with 130 situation just got me thinking like how to hold the belt hostage. And if he goes to Australia, a whole bunch of hey man, I gotta stay in quarantine in Australia, mate. So I can't leave. That I can't fight. The belt's gotta stay here in Australia, mate. Yeah, we can't leave Australia. I can see some shit like that happening. I really can. Because these dudes full of it. They don't want to fight Devin Haney. So you freezing? Oh shit. Oops, sorry about that. The fuck? Yeah, I don't know what that was. YouTube was hating on me for a quick second. But yeah, dude, fight you want to see next year. Fight I want to see this year, or 2023. I'm thinking you saying this year, but uh, I want to see Javante Davis versus Josh Taylor. That's a fight I want to see. I want to see Canelo versus Andre at 168, or Canelo versus Benavidez at 168. That's what I want to see, to be honest. And then I want to see Errol Spence versus Bud. What's going on, brother D Hive?
Excuse
What's going
me.
on, man?
How's it going? What's up?
Said David versus Charlo at 168.
All right, let's do it. Josh Taylor whoops Canelo.
Polo, you keep calling for that fight. You might as well promote that shit.
Josh, I don't see Josh Taylor whooping no Canelo. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I want to see Charlo versus Plant at 168.
Yeah, they was talking about making that. That sounds good. Not to mention David already got to fight fucking Lemieux, which he's about to get the gang of credit for. It's funny because
That would be a
people
decent scrap, man.
exactly people shitting on Lemieux because of his history,
Hold on,
and
you kind of low.
oh, I am
Yeah,
better now.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, people shitting on Lemieux because of his history, and I'm like, yeah, that was at 160, but going up in weight, might be some different shit if he can get in close. But I still have David winning the fight, but I think he can make it a little bit more interesting, especially considering how Gabriel kind of shook him up a little bit.
He did shook him up. He did. and he had to run that shit right back. But I don't
Oh,
know, man. Charlo, like, he got to show and prove. And I don't like this long layoff from these guys, though. I really don't. I get it. Sometimes a long layoff is needed, but not too damn fucking long. Shit.
nah,
We're
that's
supposed to
cap.
know who you fighting right about now. You're supposed to be
Luis
making
or
a fight. What? When's the last time he fought? What, June?
Charlo.
Charlo's supposed to be having a fight like what? In March, to be
Oh,
honest.
he keep crying about fucking Canelo, and Canelo ain't even think about him. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
He
But
not thinking
Luis,
about his ass at all.
but Luis Ortiz did not duck Hrgovic. Luis Ortiz confirmed that he had a broken hand, and the timeline to be able to fight over the IBF mandatory spot does not actually fit the Hrgovic fight. So that let's not spread the duck talk. That's already been confirmed.
And
What's
then
good,
I already see
family?
the UK talking. Mate, you see this? The UK, he's not really a boogeyman. He's scared of Harakovich. Who the fuck is
Was
that
it? But
guy,
weren't
man?
the
Shit.
UK the one that started that boogeyman narrative?
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because they claim everybody ducking Hrgovic, bro. Whooping Hrgovic's ass gets people what? He's not even the number one for the IBF. That's why I asked. I'm like, why is he the final boss for the IDF Mando slot when he's not even number one himself? And that question never got answered. So I'm like, all right, cool.
See, they don't answer you when they know it's bullshit. They don't even try to
And
make up no fucking weird ass explanation. They just stay silent.
and I wasn't even trying to argue. I was legitimately asking a question from a place of ignorance. I was just asking why exactly does Luis Ortiz have to fight an IBF eliminator when he just fought one with Charles Martin and Charles Martin was ranked higher in the IBF than Hrgovic ever was? Why is Hrgovic the final boss for the number one slot? I
They
don't
trying to give
understand it.
him they trying to give him that Ryan Garcia diet. Eliminator after eliminator.
I mean, shit. It's just like, how come Luis Ortiz ain't no? I mean, I have no problem with Luis Ortiz fighting Hrgovic. That's a good fight, and Hrgovic could easily lose because he has not shown any separation besides age. But I'm just like, why is he the number one? Why do people have to fight him for the number one slot when he was ranked below Martin? Oh no, I'm not angry. I was just putting that out there. But I'm still curious. Like, I need an answer for that. He's ranked below Martin, so why is he the final boss for the number one slot? Like I'm just confused. Like I don't even get it.
Well, that's one of the reasons I put that meme out, man. Because these niggas just spread information. They don't know
Yeah,
nothing
like
about nothing. They
Maybe
just be
somebody
talking.
ducking.
like people think whenever I ask a question, I'm looking to argue. Like sometimes I'm legitimately trying to figure some shit out. Like I ain't know this nigga broke his hand until he said some shit. I was about to be like, I I was getting ready to be the first one. Like, oh nigga, I know you didn't duck Hrgovic, but I had to wait for a second to make sure, and then all the facts came in, and I was like, oh okay, cool. But I'm just trying to figure some shit out.
It is what it is, man.
Oh, what's
Did
up,
y'all see
PGH?
what's good, PGH? What's good? Yes, did y'all see Ryan Garcia going back and forth about Cruz and Oscar put out that tweet?
Hell no, I don't follow neither one of those bozos.
I don't follow him either, but I saw them tweets. Ryan, let's nigga lying. Ryan was like, yeah, I signed the contract. This da 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 da. After you call this nigga Cruz a C-level fighter, I'm not giving you no credit for that. If you beat the C-level fighter, you said it yourself that he's a C-level. Like all he's doing is trying to clout chase off Tank's career. That's all he's been doing since he come up. He said he wanted to fight Tank for about 2 years. He finally get the chance. Nigga pull out negotiations and make up this bullshit Pacquiao fight.
Right.
Anybody with a brain knew that he wasn't fighting Pacquiao.
Right. And the thing about it is we can't go rating Cruz super high just because Tank struggled with him. That's like if we all hop on Cambosa's dick right now because he whooped Tiafimo ass and we were just talking shit about how Tiafimo ain't the goods. So we all got to keep that in perspective. I'm not saying Cruz is garbage, but I'm not getting ready to rate him like fucking top three because Tank struggled with him. Like that's not Tank just had an off night. And
I
I don't and like go ahead.
I said I think two Cruz is top 10, but like with Ryan saying that he dug a hole for himself. I think that's a good fight. I don't think Ryan's gonna beat Cruz. I think Cruz will knock him out. But first of all, he's not gonna fight Cruz. Second of all, you like a lot of these fighters, they do this thing, and no, not even the fighters. A lot of fans of these fighters. They do something where they shit on the opponent, and then when they beat the opponent, they want to prop these dudes up like they were just next thing to God. Like y'all can't do that. Y'all were just sitting on him. Like they shitted on Plant until Plant fought. I kept trying to tell people Plant's gonna put up a better fight than y'all think. And he did. And now people are just trying to say that, oh, Plant was this and Plant was that. You're the same guys that are saying Plant wasn't shit. And that Plant was getting get stopped early and all this other stuff. Like, stop doing that. If y'all want y'all fighters to get credit, y'all shouldn't do that.
Well, I don't really like whenever we're talking about Canelo victims, I don't even get into that because everyone Canelo fights, no matter how they were, they're all apparently permanently broken. Even though Abney Yildirim fought the same year he fought Canelo, like he fought again and fucking won. But anyways, like
But you
I don't
know,
even talk about them.
Canelo doesn't even do that. His fans do that.
Right.
You rarely
Yeah.
see fighters do that, and they do it for a reason. One, because they respect their skills, and two, it's just like it makes them look bad if you're fighting this dude that ain't on your level, that ain't shit. You know, like it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. But motherfucker, people don't think, they can't comprehend. So they dig them holes for themselves, man. So if he fights Cruz, he has to. I have to believe. I'll believe it when I see it. First of all, when he steps in the ring, they do the ring walk, and then they touch gloves. But if he beats Cruz, then it's just like, oh well, you just said he was a C-level fighter. First of all, you tried to fight him after calling him a C-level fighter, and then you beat him. Okay, fight somebody
My
else.
my thing is, if you whoop Cruz ass cleaner than Tank, there should be no reason why Tank shouldn't be able to get that fight next. That's all I'm trying to say. If you get in there with Cruz and you whoop his ass cleaner than Tank did, there should be no excuse as to why Tank can't get the fight next. There should be nothing.
Yeah, they were scheduled to. They were in negotiations, so don't duck out of negotiations twice. Talking about your mental health and your dream and this and that. Man, this dude is such a fraud, man. And you got dudes trying to compare Ryan Garcia pulling out to Spence pulling out to Ugas fight. I don't know if you saw that under my tweet. That's why I put that tweet out. Like,
Did
y'all not
Spence
slick.
pull out the did Spence pull out of a Ugas fight? Because
I
initially
mean,
it was Spence
my being
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah, the Pacquiao fight,
Oh, okay, okay. I
yeah, the
was like, who the
Pacquiao
fuck
fight.
said that shit?
Mm, a guy that's never had a history of pulling out two unfortunate accidents, you know, happen in his career versus a dude that pulls out of fights on a regular basis.
And also, let me speak on that real quick with the Spence situation. It makes no sense because Spence would be withdrawing from his highest career payday ever with Manny fucking Pacquiao. Not to mention, if you win, you get credit for retiring and probably almost killing Pacquiao. And if you lose, you lost to a legend. That's a win-win fucking scenario. Why would he pull out of that? It's not like he was fighting Keith Thurman or some damn body where if you get beat, it's like shit, man. Pacquiao whooped on this nigga. And Pacquiao, oh no, it's a perfect situation. You lost to a legend, or you beat a older legend who should have been retired already. So and it's a career high payday. So that shit don't make no sense. When people say, oh he ducked, like why? It's a win-win no matter if he wins or loses. It's a perfect situation. Why the fuck would he duck? Not to mention if Pacquiao did manage to beat him, he would have zero problem getting any fights. So it's like what the fuck. This shit, that narrative just doesn't make any fucking sense from a strategic standpoint.
And these are the people that believe that Ryan Garcia was suffering from mental health.
I mean, I believe he was suffering from mental health, but the thing is, I mean, you still got to box if you're talking all this shit. If you claim you're a professional boxer, everybody has mental health shit. Fucking Floyd was fucking had to fight before he was in jail, and Mike Tyson had to fight before or after. It's like everybody goes through shit, man. It's not just you, but you're not clarifying. You're not saying you're scared of boxing. You're just talking a bunch of big shit.
God
Like
damn, this nigga need a haircut. Oh my god.
it just is what it is. Like, Ortiz will lose. Why does it matter? He will never win a world champion. Fight the Euro boxer and lose. Damn. So you think Hergovic just smashes Ortiz? Okay. you think
Hergovic,
shit? You think shit is sweet? Okay, cool.
Yeah, he smashes, man. What is Luis Ortiz proof, man? Martin heard him. You think I'm telling you, bro? You try to put money up. I'll make this quick because I'm at work. I took a little, but nah. I mean, Ortiz. What is Ortiz gonna do, bro? He's just gonna be back to upcoming contender. I mean, I give Martin respect and I give him respect, but he's not gonna win a world title. What world title? Who is he gonna beat? Tyson Fury?
I wasn't talking about a world title. I was talking about him fighting Hergovic. Him fighting for a world title and losing doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, it doesn't look it. No, but the thing is, I heard that was because Martin turned the offer down to fight him for that final spot.
he fought Ortiz, so Ortiz has to see him to get that final spot. I know it doesn't make sense, but I don't know. I don't got Ortiz winning him. I got Herkovich stopping him.
No, I know Martin turned down the spot because Martin initially was supposed to be in negotiations with Ruiz, but then Ruiz was all of a sudden thinking about Wilder, so that's why that shit went left, and he didn't want to fight Hergovic either. But I hope we can get the Ortiz v
He got
Hergovic fight. I think
surgery
it's
too this year, though.
Ruiz
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
on what?
Yeah, I think he got surgery after that. Or he got a badass on his knee.
Oh, I didn't. He didn't post about knee issues. I don't know. That's interesting.
He
That
posted
shit.
about his surgery, but anyways, we're not. But I got Cruz stopping Ryan, man. Honest to God, I used to have decent respect for Ryan, but I just can't stand that motherfucker, man. He talks too much.
Facts, Polo.
He's like the gold. He's like Oscar the lawyer back in the day, but except without like the the balls, and he doesn't have that style. I mean, he has skills,
Nah,
but
no,
like
you
Ryan,
can't, you can't even compare him to Oscar because Oscar was whooping motherfuckers. Oscar
And
was
Oscar fought every damn body.
he fought
Oscar,
everybody.
yeah, Oscar and Marquez didn't duck no damn smoke. They were smoke machines. They fought everybody.
Yeah, Oscar wasn't no bitch as it comes to a fighter. Ryan is just one thing I can't stand about Ryan is he talks too much. He talks way too much and he fights so little. He talked all this trash about Tank. He was on Mike Tyson's podcast saying he was gonna fight Tank. He told Mike to his face that he was gonna fight Tank, and then they get the negotiations going and you put out the negotiations. Get the fuck out of here, man.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If he does fight Cruz and he stops him, that is a statement, bro. I'm just saying that if he stops him,
It's gonna be a
that's a big
statement,
ass
but at the
statement.
same time, like how you gonna call somebody a C-level fighter and then you're fighting that C-level fighter? That doesn't make any
And the
sense.
reason too with the facts, and I also was gonna comment with the Plant situation. They were saying that because people that were picking with Plant was basically, I mean, Plant's not trash, but come on now, bro. He's not beating Canelo. When a lot of the fans are saying he's trash, it's like he's not gonna be the one to beat. A lot of people were hoping that Plant was gonna, be the man, but it wasn't. It was just, I mean, the only
Well,
way I can see it being
my
boxing, but
standpoint
he wasn't
was
beating Canelo. He got knocked out, and the fight was gonna keep going. I'm telling you, bro. If the fight would have not been stopped, Plant would have gotten some serious damage done, bro. Like his career would have been hit a 360. If the fight could have continued, he was already down. There was gonna be one more knockdown. That would have been a 10-7 round in the final round, bro. It would have been bad. So
That's
I don't know who
fine,
was
but if
that's
that's the
fine, but
case, then let it happen.
yeah, that's the same thing I said with Porter. Let it
Yeah,
happen. And one thing,
yeah.
Polo, I was saying,
and then
I
when
was
boxing have
saying,
died,
I
how
was
Oh
many
just
my god!
saying
boxers
that
have died though
Now
because
he's
of weight
talking about if
stoppage
boxers
or
died. I thought it
you
wasn't a
never
big
know.
deal.
And one thing is that Canelo never. Have you ever seen Canelo disrespect one of his opponents, Polo?
He disrespected Jacobs.
Oh yeah, he did talk about Jacob's mother.
He disrespected the
He
fuck out of Jacobs.
Jacobs. He talked about Jacob's mother, man. I would have whooped. I would have, man. That's why they didn't want to
What did he
translate it
talk
because
about Jacob's mom? I'm
Oh,
tripping.
you
he
hear about
said
that? He said
he
it in
said it in
Spanish.
Spanish, and the dude didn't want
Yeah,
to translate it.
he was like "chinga tu madre,"
Madre.
No,
and I
well,
think
but
that
bro, that's unnecessary. That's here to say basically means fuck you. Like that's what it means in
Come
Spanish,
on, man.
and that's what any
ma
attorney.
They
Bro,
didn't
it
want
madre
doesn't
mean
mean that. And
they didn't
it
want to
means fuck
madre
translate
you.
that
means
for a
mother,
reason.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
That
but that doesn't say
they didn't want to
necessary.
translate that for a reason, Polo. Come on.
Yeah, bro. And the
No,
thing is,
but people don't use
I
it
don't
into
care if he
like.
called Danny Jacobs a motherfucker. I'm just like, don't get mad when somebody call you a motherfucker. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Well,
but
besides that,
I
I've
understand
never
about
really
that. I mean,
seen him say that somebody's trash. Besides, well, Andrade, but that's
Yeah,
neither
he
here
said
nor there.
Andre's trash.
Damn, I really gotta think. Who else did he call trash?
No, I think Andre is the only one he said was like hot garbage. Like he said Andre's fucking horrible.
That's an
If
excuse,
he think
man.
Andre
Oh, that's so
horrible,
funny.
what do you think Yildirim was?
Exactly.
And it's funny because people
Future
keep
was a
talking about
mandatory though, man. Remember,
people.
homie?
That what he wasn't
He
called
was
to
a
be the
mandatory.
mandatory.
Even with
He wasn't
Benavidez.
called. He was not called to be the
Yes, he was,
mandatory.
bro. He
He
was,
was not.
bro.
He was just the number one.
When
He was in the
Benavidez
number
lost
one
the title, he
spot.
was bro.
He was the number one
He
for
was a
Benavidez.
yes,
He wasn't
he was
called
a
to be the. He was just
mandatory,
number one.
bro.
He was
He
just
had to
number
get
one,
the
just like Sean Porter
bro. He was
was
a mandatory,
before
bro.
they
After
mandated that
Benavidez
fight.
lost the title,
Sean Porter
bro.
was number
After
one
he
in the
lost the title, he was
WBO.
the
He was not the
mandatory,
mandatory until they mandated the
bro. He
fight.
got the mandatory, bro. Bro, and they
Okay.
managed the fight. He made it happen. Benavidez after that
And
Angulo
how is he
fight
the
was gonna fight
mandatory
a
and
year
he's
ago,
coming? He was
and
coming off a
Canelo lost.
Alan, you're not gonna convince anybody. I know, I understand what you're saying, but the truth of the matter is, all I ask people is this: when is the last time that the WBC has needed a 32-person council to approve a mandatory to get a title shot off of a loss?
Bro, he was in the rankings as a mandatory, bro.
Right.
And
It doesn't
if you check the
happen
dates,
exactly.
if you check
The only other
dates,
time that a fighter has gotten a title shot off of a loss is Lomachenko, and we know that was politic like crazy. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why I don't even bring that shit up no more.
Yeah, Polo,
bro,
you
but
know
it's
it's
the truth, though.
politics, man. Don't try to
You're
act like
not
the
you're not gonna
WBC ain't on that
you're not
shit
gonna
with
convince
Canelo,
him.
man.
You're not gonna convince him, bro.
But you asked, he said he was the mandatory, bro. He was the number one spot. Whether if he
He
lost,
was
he was
okay.
mandatory. He took care of it. But yeah,
Yeah,
bro, like I
you're
said,
never gonna
bro.
convince him. Like for example, when you tell them that the only reason why he's able to go up via the WBC and challenge another WBC champion is because of the franchise, you're never gonna convince him. It doesn't matter.
That's
They're,
that is
they're not gonna
facts.
accept
Only
any of
for the
that.
WBC. Only for the WBC. He can't do that for the IBF. He can't do that for the WBO. He can't do that for the
You
only
can
the
do it through the
WBC. That's correct.
WBO, but that's just no. You can do it through the WBO.
Yeah,
That's
he
all.
can.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah,
I
but you can't do
I
that.
don't
So
even
prove
discuss
it
that
to
no
us,
more
bro.
because it's a pointless argument. Like there are multiple articles saying that Canelo selected Yildirim for a number of different reasons, and that's cool. I just keep it real like that. That's
And he
fine.
was literally uh, broke the contract with the zone because they didn't approve the Yildirim fight at first.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
That's
true.
documented. It's not our
yo,
conjecture.
the same way Triple
Show the
G.
proof.
This
Where does it say that? I've heard the reason.
They did. That's the reason why he was in
No,
that
I heard that it
lawsuit.
was because they weren't paying him what the.
They were okay.
No, I don't think so, bro.
exactly. That's the
I read
point.
something else.
They didn't want to pay him a lot of money to fight fucking Yildirim because Yildirim is an expensive nobody, and the fight lasted 3 fucking rounds. You spent a grip on a fight that lasted 3 rounds that ain't got no pay per view.
The dude was his sparring partner as well. The dude was his sparring partner as well. So
That's a fuck ton of wasted money, bro. Even getting J Balvin to do the music video probably cost more than the fucking damn fight. Like,
Anyway,
bro,
anyway,
that's
hey, before I'll make it quick though because we're talking about cruising, right? But now that we're talking, what are some fights you want to see this year? Name 3
for who?
for any fighter. Like, what fighter do you want to see this year? Realistically,
Realistically, I want to see Frank Martin and El Rayo. I want to see
yep.
Devin Haney and hold up, Devin Haney and Kev Bussy for undisputed. Who else? I want to see Spence versus Crawford, but I'm gonna keep that out of it. So let me think.
I'm looking forward to Stanionis versus Butayev. To be honest, that shit gonna be a fucking bloodbath. That shit gonna get real.
For real.
I can't think of a number 3. No, I want to see Stephen Fulton
Benavidez.
versus MJ.
Go ahead, bro.
So I want to
MJ?
see Stephen Fulton versus MJ. Yep, for undisputed.
Yeah, he deserves that undisputed match. Yep. I want to see either Charlo versus Benavidez or Canelo, and William Cepeda versus Jojo Diaz.
Wait, you
That'd
don't
be
want to see
good.
Canelo versus Makabu?
Hey, bro, he's chasing history, bro. He beats him. Now, I don't mind seeing
Oh
the
my
fight
fucking
because
god.
that's that under.
Man.
He wants to be the first one to slaughter an African wild boar in the boxing ring. That's his. Oh my goodness.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I don't think Canelo's fighting that guy.
Who's he gonna fight?
Well, he
I
has
say
to
Charlo
fight.
for
He has to
some
fight his
reason.
man though.
Who's
I don't
his
think
man
he's
though?
fighting that guy because the public backlash is just too much, bro. The people can see right through
He
it,
cleared
bro.
out the division. He cleared out the division. He's
Like
going
you
to
literally
it's
won
gonna happen.
all the belts at 168, and you're not gonna fight the number one contender who was a champion that's undefeated. It's David Benavidez,
He's the
bro.
number. Oh, okay,
You
were gonna say the number
immediately,
one
and
contender.
what's so crazy is how the hell you immediately pick Makabu without even Makabu having a fight. Like Makabu's not even available to fight you. How did you pick him right away?
Hey,
He
but
didn't even give that
y'all,
time that shit to breathe. Like he announced him fighting Makabu like within like a week and a half.
and you notice how all of a sudden Joe Smith Jr. said, "I prefer undisputed to Canelo." Because he knows if Macabuti fall through, his ass is next on the chopping block. Because Canelo now has a WBO,
Yep.
and
Bro,
you
I
know what
saw
that
him in his
means.
last fight.
Joe Smith Jr. is the weakest link Joe Smith Jr. is the weakest link out of the champions at 175. So if he can't get McAbooty or whoever the fuck in the ring, he gonna come for that ass. And Joe Smith Jr. already know that. So as opposed to walking into a guaranteed L, he gonna try to unify some shit. So if Canelo does come for him, he could, he can get a little bit more bread before he get broke off in the ring.
But
So,
Joe Smith Jr. he knocked out B-Hop.
That nigga.
I can hear it now.
I like Joe Smith Jr. and everything, but he don't even beat better Biv.
He's gonna get fucking he beat,
demolished.
Yeah, I don't know what. Now you already discrediting him, Art Man. You're gonna discredit some of his.
What talking about? I'm giving Joe Smith Jr. credit for being smart.
No, I'm talking about Art Man.
Oh.
What you say?
No, I said you're already trying to discredit when Canelo beats him. We're gonna be like, oh no, I mean he has some good victories, but you're not seeing who he beat. He beat
Come on, man.
Alvarez.
Look, if Canelo fights Andre, I promise you, bro, you would not hear a peep. If he, bro, I told people what? If he fights one of them dudes and beat him, I'll get no boxing, no life tatted on me. It's Spanish.
No, you don't have to do that. Don't do that to yourself, bro. Just split respect.
I get that shit tatted.
Bro, I'm trying to tell
you know why I'm saying shit like that? Because I know Canelo not gonna fight no Andre.
Bro, or Charlo. You think he won't fight Charlo?
He won't fight Charlo?
Yeah,
he probably. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't even think
he'll take Charlo's ass down to Mexico. He will. Out of the two of them, he fight Charlo.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll fight Charlo before he'll fight Andrade.
Yeah.
And then he'll fight Andre. No, I'm telling you.
He'll fight Charlo before he fight Andre.
He wasn't shit. Bro, you're gonna be like he wasn't shit. He went to around to Montiel.
Man, ain't nobody gonna do that. Stop it, man.
No, and the thing is,
don't do that.
We don't
do that. Art Man,
we don't even say that.
Art Man wasn't even fucking with Andre, bro. He was with Charlo. Now all of a sudden he's like, damn, he beat Jacobs, he beat Plant. Now okay, I'm gonna ride with Andre. When he beats Charlo and Andre, y'all gonna fight somebody else. Y'all gonna hop on better be like, oh, he has to fight the
Dude,
Russian.
Of course, I was rooting for Danny Jacobs because Danny Jacobs is a Black American. But let's be real. I understood who Danny Jacobs was, a guy who's been knocked out before. He's not no Andre or Charlo.
Bro, but doesn't matter. Bro,
Danny Jacobs never Danny Jacobs.
Bro, I can literally
after that
turn on my
knockout,
Xbox One and fucking use Danny Jacobs on Fight Night.
He beat, bro. Listen.
Look, that's how old Danny Jacobs is in this boxing game. I can literally plug up my Xbox and pick Danny Jacobs with the fucking French braids.
Man, you muted, bro. Why does that matter, bro? He's only a year younger. He's only a year older than Danny Jacobs, but he's old though.
Oh,
but he's old though. He's only a year older than Boo Boo Andre. He's only a year older than, so he's old now. So that's the excuse. He's old now, right? Okay,
in boxing,
who said he was old?
After getting knocked out.
I didn't say he was old.
I never said he was old. Because let's be real,
bro, it doesn't matter about getting
he was putting some hands on Canelo's in those later rounds.
Yeah, he did, but I'm saying I give him respect. Yeah, he's better than the Charlo. I'm telling you.
No, he ain't better than
He's not better
than Jamal Charlo, bro. Stop it.
In my opinion, yes.
Jamal Charlo knocked him the fuck out.
Look at Charlo versus Derevchenko and look at Danny Jacobs versus Derevchenko.
Exactly.
Bro, I can guarantee
Danny Jacobs was in that bitch struggling.
He went to Brooklyn to call Danny Jacobs out for No, listen. He went to Jamal Charlo went to Brooklyn to call Danny Jacobs out on a fight. You know what Jacob said? Charlo said, "I'll drop my fight, you drop yours." Jacob said, "I'm touching M's." He said, "I'm touching M's." And all these niggas was like, "Oh, he son Charlo, man. He son Big Charlo, man. Little Charlo, Small Charlo." The Charlo
he was touching M's at that time. He was making.
So what? What that's supposed to mean? You touching M's, you don't fight somebody. You don't want to fight somebody just because you touching M's. Come on.
My thing is, I just don't understand why he fucking left the division. Wait, what?
Because he couldn't make 160 anymore. He couldn't make 160 anymore. But he clearly said, "I can't make 160." So he went to 160, fought a champion. He fought Rosado. That was like, damn, we saw. But other than that, like I said, Jacobs.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought up Rosado. I am so glad you brought up Rosado Now let's compare.
But bro,
So,
Sato has
oh wait,
better record
what's
than
what's the
Boo Boo.
problem?
Boo Boo
What's
is
the
not
problem?
Hold up,
a
hold up now.
champion.
Hold up.
Bro,
What's the
listen,
problem?
listen.
Bro, hold up. Why you having a seizure? Calm down.
And then bring up
All
the
I was gonna
Montiel.
say
Like, all
was,
I know, bro, is Jacob
he won't let me
versus
talk now.
Montiel. Bro, I was at the
He
Juan
won't let me
Montiel
talk
fight.
now.
The fans legitimately thought he died when, bro, I saw Juan Montiel. I felt bad for the kid. Bro, they was gonna start a donation because we thought this man died in the ring when him would get knocked him out. This man had legitimately a
Bro,
seizure.
hold. Okay, I get all that. I understand Montiel, but I'm glad you brought up Rosado. So let's review the Rosado situation. We're looking at a man with 10 plus losses, coming up in weight. I believe he had 4 knockout losses at the time, and people to this day believe that Danny Jacobs moving up in weight, a stronger, bigger version of Danny Jacobs, who people already accused of being damn near light heavyweight when he fought Triple G at 160.
No, they said
That
cruiserweight.
Oh, cruiserweight. I apologize. Thank you, Alan. That man was in there fucking struggling and arguably lost to 10L fucking Rosado. But then when Charlo has about 30 seconds of struggle against fucking Montiel and arguably
30
won 10
seconds
rounds
of
to 2,
struggle. 30
arguably run
seconds
10
of struggle. 30 seconds.
which rounds
Charlo
did
fucking
Charlo
won
lose?
every round of that damn
Wh-
Montiel
Which
fight,
which
bro.
which round did
Bro,
Charlo lose?
but bro,
He threw
the
1,000
last few
punches on
rounds
that
he was getting
motherfucker,
taken up.
man.
You can't
Literally, which rounds did he lose?
listen, and then Montiel landed 100 punches, bro. You can't say that if
100
Canelo
punches
went
to
12
how many
rounds with
punches,
Montiel,
Polo?
what would you guys be
100
doing?
punches to how many
You'll be
punches?
like, oh, Canelo.
Polo, how
If
many punches
Canelo
did
went 12
Charlo
rounds with
land?
Rocky Field in Europe, is Montiel better than
Dude,
Rocky in
Come on
Europe?
now.
cuz
I don't
You
think
know
so.
Canelo would not go there.
Charlo's little brother
Montiel.
stopped Rosado. Charlo Jr. fucking stopped Rosado.
No,
Danny
he didn't.
Jacobs
They
damn
went
near
12.
lost.
No, they didn't. They went 12.
Yes, he
They
did.
went 12. They went 12. They went the full
He,
decision.
he wasn't one
They
of the
went the full
stoppages.
decision. He didn't
He
stop
wasn't
him.
one of the
They
stoppages.
went.
And he beat
No, he wasn't the one stopping.
He beat Rosado before Jacobs
Here we
beat
go,
him.
bro. He went the full.
I'm
He did
looking
not
it up. Hold
know.
up.
Look it up.
Oh shit,
You did not.
Jamel Charlo did get a UD. My bad. I apologize. He got a
How you doing?
UD. He got a UD, whereas Danny Jacobs almost fucking lost.
You notice how guys like that, guys with
Danny
resumes
Jacobs
like
almost
that,
lost.
it's because people know they can
Nigga,
whoop their
Rosado
ass.
lost to Creed, nigga.
Bro,
He
Rosado
did
lost
lose
to
to Creed.
David Lemieux, bro.
Do they
Rosado
count?
lost to
Do they
David
count that
Lemieux.
Creed loss as an L2?
Like, bro,
I don't know.
Peter Quillen knocked out Rosado, and Danny Jacobs knocked out Peter Quillen, bruh. Like, I'm so glad you brought up the Rosado thing because that neutralizes the Montiel discussion, bruh. Like, we don't even need to be
People
talking
think
about
fucking
Montiel.
Jacobs lost to fucking Rosado,
Bro,
man.
I'm
Come
saying,
on now.
bro, let's make
Rosado,
let's
what's his
make
name?
Montiel
Danny
versus
Jacobs is
Canelo,
talking
bro.
all big shit.
You know what?
Don't nobody want
Canelo
to see
wants
that
to make
shit,
an
man.
upcoming fight. Let's
You
say
know
Montiel
what?
versus
Canelo don't want to fight
bro.
no
Let's make
Mexican
that shit
fighters. He don't
happen.
want to
Let's
fight
make
no
that shit
Mexican
happen.
fighters,
Wait,
man.
Montiel versus who?
Canelo.
As an
Canelo ain't gonna
upcoming
fight
fight.
Montiel. He said, I
That's
just want to
up
fight my
to
countryman.
that's up to Canelo. Let him fight Montiel. I don't give a shit who Canelo fights anymore. I stopped caring after fucking Rocky Fielding. I was like, this nigga can do whatever. He do whatever. I don't care. I'm not invested.
Yeah,
But
he's an
I care
inside,
about,
bro.
you
He's
know
an
who I
inside.
do care about who
Without
fights
Canelo,
next?
bro.
I care
Without
about who
Canelo,
Earl
bro.
Spence
Without
fights
Canelo,
next.
Wait,
I care about
Polo.
who
Let me
Earl
ask
Spence
that's
you,
fight
what's up.
next.
Like I said,
Polo. When was the last
let's
time
go.
Canelo was in a 50-50
Go ahead, bro.
fight?
oh shit,
It's been a while,
don't
bro.
ask him
Because
that.
he's showing separation. The 50-50
When was
fight
the last
was
time he was
either
in a
Triple G or
50-50 fight?
Lara.
Let's be
After that,
real.
it's been against Triple G, number one. And
Triple
number
G.
two, I'll
And
give
how
him number
long
two.
ago
The
was
Triple
that?
G fight. But bro, you were saying plan was
That
this,
shit
plan
damn near
was that,
7
bro.
years
Like, come
ago.
on, don't switch. Now you said 50-50, bro. 7 years ago, Triple G happened 7 years ago.
And you
No, it
saw what
didn't.
happened
I
in
said
that
it's
fight.
damn near 7 years ago. You know, I'm
You
throwing
saw
little
what
extras
happened in
on it,
that
but the
fight.
shit was old, nigga.
Man,
It's
like
when
I told you,
HBO was
bro.
still around. And
Bro,
how long HBO been out of the business?
3 years.
Since 2018, right?
3 years.
Since like 2018. So 2018, 2019, 2021, 22. 5 years?
Yo. But yeah, but like I said,
Shit,
bro, I
dude.
want to see the Charlo.
So
I want
that
to see the
tells you,
Charlo.
and I used to think to myself after he beat Triple G, I was like, damn, where does Canelo go from here? Who does he fight
And it's just
next?
like the conversation. Every time you bring it to Canelo versus Andrade, somebody moves it to fucking Charlo versus Andrade. Man, stop that weak ass shit, man.
No,
What I want to know about the Andre situation is at first people were saying that he gonna duck Janabek, but then people were saying that he's ducking Benavidez but not moving up to 168. Now he's talking about moving up. Which one is it? Is he ducking Janabek or is he ducking Benavidez? I'm fucking confused, bro.
He's both,
listen,
nigga, because
but
he's
is he gonna
black.
fight Benavidez? Hey, listen.
I'm
Whatever
confused,
suits the
bro.
narrative.
Like, I don't understand.
Yo, listen. I'm not saying he's ducking Benavidez, but he's not gonna fight Benavidez at 168. He'll probably fight for the WBO title or vacant, but he ain't fighting Benavidez at 168.
You know
Well,
what's
he's not
crazy
fighting.
though?
He's
You know
not
what's
fighting him
crazy?
first. He got to get the strap though.
You know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
Dudes in Andre's weight class didn't want to fight him, and they still don't want to fight him. Dudes on Andre's stable don't want to fight him, and they still want to fight him. And you know what the dudes
Yeah,
on
but
his
Chris, you
stable
don't
say?
remember-
The broadcasters on his stable say,
What?
"Well, he should go fight Charlo. Him and Charlo. Charlo and him can fight.
He's a
You know, two
joke,
niggas
yeah.
fighting.
Hey,
And Andre
just
when
called him
out for
Demetrius
that
Andre-
shit.
Listen.
Facts.
Remember
Andre
when
just called him out for that.
Demetrius Andre didn't want to fight Lara? They didn't want to fight a prime Lara. Who ended up fighting a prime Lara, if I remember? Who ended up, a 23-year-old ended up fighting Lara? Who was that? And when Boo said, I want to fight him, so you got to
The
Who got
guy-
beat by
the-
Laura? The guy that got beat by Laura.
Nothing. He had
Well,
no
no.
title.
Well,
He ain't
you
no
guys always
championship star.
you guys always
No,
talk
he
about you guys always talk
Lara-
about promotional. You guys always talk about promotional differences, but Canelo was signed to Golden Boy at the time, was he not?
Yeah, with Showtime, and Boo Boo was he with Showtime? Because what happened was, remember after 2014, he left Showtime and went with HBO for a little bit. Because originally he was with HBO, but there was that conflict with Chavez, and they didn't want to. So then he went to Showtime, and then after Showtime left, he went with HBO. And wasn't Boo Boo who was? Because remember he fought Kirkland and then he went for that middleweight strap, and then he defended. So I didn't even know about Boo Boo until later on. I knew who
Right.
Kirkland was, but I didn't know. Who
And I'm
Boo Boo was
glad
like that.
and I'm glad you
Until
brought
they-
up I'm glad you brought up the Kirkland situation because at that time when he fought Kirkland specifically, because that Kirkland fight happened at 155, and there was one title holder in which he could have easily stripped of that belt at 154, but he fought Kirkland instead. And we're talking about the same guy. We're talking about Andre.
Yeah, so it's been years now, dude.
He could have easily took that strap off
then he
Andre.
We're going on
Cotto.
years
Easily.
since Canelo's have.
Then, yeah. Then he fought Cotto, the one with
He fought Kirkland. So who did Kirkland fight to get a Canelo fight? He's never been a champion in his life.
He fought the state.
You know, he got knocked out by Ashita, that Japanese bum that
Kirkland got slaughtered. Kirkland got slaughtered in one round by a complete nobody that had the same credentials as Nakatani before he fought anybody. And then Canelo's like, "Oh hell yeah, that right there, that's prime. That's prime."
That was a fight for
right
Canelo.
there.
That was a fight for Canelo. You know, Canelo wanted all that
Somebody
smoke
was
with
like, somebody
the
was
dog.
like, yeah,
James
Canelo's
Kirkland.
not scared of black people. He fought
The
Kirkland.
killer James Kirkland. You know,
And
pound for pound number 2 James Kirkland.
Right.
Hey, would you say
Kirkland.
D-Hop
No,
when they
but
show the
where-
casuals, the
where-
highlights
where
of
did that
Canelo,
rumor-
they show the
listen.
Kirkland as the offense, and they show the
And then they show
Jacobs
Jacobs as the defense. That one scene where he slipped in 80,000 jabs.
Man, hey,
Keep it 100 Polo.
that
If-
Oh,
the
nigga.
propaganda from Canelo be funny as hell.
Yep.
Do you
They'll show
think
Canelo knocking out like Amir Khan and
Yeah, but that was
Kirkland
great
and say, "Oh
defense.
my
Listen.
God, he's vicious."
No, that was great defense. I guess Jacobs, was that not great defense or not?
No,
But
that was
phenomenal
fantastic defense. No one said it wasn't good defense, but this
you know,
nigga
this every
Jacobs
time
threw
they
50
no,
jabs.
listen, this is what they do. This is what they do. Every time they talk about the Jacobs fight, they show that clip. Every time they talk about the Pacquiao and Thurman fight, they show that Thurman getting knocked down.
Wait, what propaganda?
What is Jacob? That he's scared of black fighters. Like, who started that? Like I'm just
Oh
saying.
no, I never said he was
Canelo
scared of black
Well,
folks.
I mean,
I
like,
don't
let's
think
be
he was.
real.
I like
That was
Canelo,
something
but
else.
Yeah, I like
I just
Canelo
don't
as
like when
well.
they call him the best fighter in the world, bro. That
He's
it
not.
kind of irks
Like I
me
said,
when I
bro,
see
he
other
beats-
great
when he beats
fighters out
Charlo,
there.
Bro,
Canelo is not the best fighter in the world.
Right now, what other like? Yes, he is.
Bud
bro.
has
Yes,
more
he is.
claim.
I'm
Buzz
sorry.
has more
In
claim to
pay-per-view
that than
numbers, he
Canelo
is,
does.
Bro, listen. Nah, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Ultimately, a couple years ago, like 2017, I would have been like, yeah. But I mean, since he got a welter, I'm sorry. Before that Sean Porter win, bro, he wasn't damn near.
Wait,
like,
hold
bro,
up. So if Canelo is the best fighter in the world versus pay-per-view numbers, back in 2016, motherfuckers were saying Chocolatito was the best fighter in the world, and that nigga hasn't sold shit. So what the fuck? So what you talking about pay-per-view numbers?
bro, but he has a good ass resume though. You gotta know your like.
Oh, so now it's different. We're talking
You got
about
the best, bro. No, but I'm saying we're talking about right now. Canelo is the man. Like without Canelo, but be honest, bro, boxing would not be where it's at. Nobody would be talking about boxing. I'm not trying to sound, but
Well,
bro,
without
that's not
people were
true.
talking
man.
about people were talking about
We got Jake
boxing
Paul.
from
We
no,
got
people were talking
Jake.
about boxing between when Canelo lost to Mayweather and before he signed to fight Triple G1. Boxing was fine. And him and his fans were pretty much underground because he hadn't had a marquee win. So boxing was straight, bro. That's false.
I swear, Canelo's name just popped out of nowhere when that Triple G fight came about.
Literally, nobody was talking about Canelo. Absolutely nobody. Fucking nobody. He was fighting Kirkland, Angulo, Liam Smith, like nobody cared. And then he fought Triple G. All of a sudden, he and the thing is, he didn't even get back into like pound for pound top 5 contention until he fought Triple G the second time. That's when all of a sudden he became this global superstar. But after the Mayweather era, nobody gave a shit. That's just the truth. Nobody gave a shit.
So if pay-per-view numbers, you know that states who the best fighter in the world is.
Then if that's the case, then the best fighter in the world should probably be Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I was gonna say Deontay Wilder would be the best fighter in the world based off pay-per-view numbers.
Or Logan Paul or Jake Paul, or Logan Paul, because when him and Mayweather fought, they did over 1 million. So that's why I don't like that argument, because Chocolatito haven't sold shit, and he was pound for pound number one.
Nigga, Chocolatito, bro. I couldn't even imagine me throwing a party.
Well, the
I'm
thing
like, man, I'm
about
about
it
to invite some
is like
bitches
I
over.
like Inoue and
I'm about
stuff
to
like the
invite some
fighter, but
bitches over.
I'm gonna
We
say
about to
this.
watch the Strato fight. Me and Chocolatito fight. Ain't nobody gonna come to that shit, dude. I'm
Don't
keeping
nobody
it real.
like the
Watch
best
show
the
fighter
out
in
nigga
the
for
fight
Jake.
world should
for the
not.
fifth time.
The best fighter in the world should not be under 126 pounds. Like, let's be real. No matter how much, like, who cares? You know, don't nobody want to see no 12-year-old boys in the ring fight. No disrespect. I like anyway and shit, but let's be real. Like the pound for pound best fighter is under 122 pounds. Like, come on now. That's
And
not
well,
going. That's not going to bring the sport forward, in my opinion.
the thing to me is that the pound for pound to me is someone who is still going to be able to whoop everyone's ass no matter what division they're in. I think that Inoue only has so far to go up. I think that people, so yeah, I think that once he goes up in weight, he's gonna have issues, especially with boxers who happen to be punchers as well. He struggled with Donaire. Donaire landed a grazing left hook. He needed to go to the hospital repair orbital. Like, imagine Inoue going up and like fighting a fucking Tank or even a Shakur.
Stevens. Oh Lord.
Even a
Fucking
Stephen Fulton. I think
well,
Stephen Fulton will beat his ass.
That's a losable fight for Fulton. He got some shit to work on and figure that shit out.
Yeah,
But
he do.
yeah, that's a losable fight. I'm not saying he's going to lose. That's just a very losable fight if he gets in there fucking around like he did with his last two ops. But yeah, I think that Inoue tops out at 126 max. After that, you're gonna get your ass whooped, boy. Like Inoue
And
versus
that's what
like
I consider pound for pound too, because some fighters can't do that. Like you couldn't even imagine Lomachenko fighting at
above
140.
one. Yeah, he gets starched at 140.
he barely hanging at 135. He can barely hang there.
To
So
me,
how is he pound for
a
pound when
style.
guys like Ward literally went up to fought Kovalev? A Kovalev that means something, not saying that a shamed Kovalev that Canelo fought.
Right. And Ward, and the thing is, Ward is so big. If he stayed fighting, that nigga could have went up to cruiserweight and made some noise.
Facts.
He had an injury.
Well, yeah, and also mentally, he was just tired of boxing. He was tired of the training camps. He was tired of the risk. He just wanted to get out early because he was sick of this shit.
Tired of getting disrespected.
Yeah, right, and the politics, the HBO politics, right? Yeah, so he just said fuck it. He just said fuck it. He already beat the most dangerous nigga and barely get any respect for it. So he's like, what the fuck would I continue?
Oh, he lost that fight. Come on, guys. Those are low blows. Come on, guys. Those are low blows.
And then he came back and finished him, and then still didn't get no respect. So he's like, you know what? Fuck boxing. I'm straight.
Salute
like
to Larry Merchant. Hey, that would be some funny shit. What if that really was Larry Merchant?
Is he still alive, bro? Where's that dude been? Is he been still alive?
He should be dead by now, to be honest.
I know.
That's barbaric, man.
This nigga lived long enough to see a white heavyweight champion. I know he happy.
Right.
I hope he croaks before that chance.
Shit.
Let me see if Larry Merchant.
He's like 90 something, right?
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
bro,
this
they
nigga
make
is
it.
alive. Are you serious?
Yeah, you
Man,
see him on
him and Bob,
PBC
bro,
couch?
I'm telling you, bro,
Hell
I'm a
no. I
live.
thought he was
If
been dead.
Yeah, that was
if
some
a
bullshit.
Bob Arum is
PBC, fuck
100,
PBC
it's
for
still
that.
running top rank. Man, Bob Arum needs
Oh,
to
oh,
retire. Just sell that shit to somebody. To Carlos Slimmer's
well, no, it's
starting
gonna go
top
to
rank.
his like stepson or some shit. Todd the
Somebody,
Buck.
I'll be petty as hell if he sells it.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up if he does. That's bullshit.
He'll be like, "Here, Carlos Slim, you want top rank? Here you go. Here's the keys."
Imagine he sells it to like Canelo or some shit.
I feel
That'd
like
be
Top Rank
hilarious.
should have somebody young in this in controlling that.
Canelo
They
got
don't
a
know.
fuck ton of money. You think that's impossible? He
No,
can
he'll
easily
get
buy
it.
Top
He'll
Rank.
get it.
I bet you he do
And
a
he
better
can
job
sign.
than Bob Arum. Let's be real.
Oh, he
Yeah,
gonna
bro,
have all those
no,
motherfuckers
no, bro.
on
He's gonna
juice
get
training
the
camp.
what's that dude? Ellis's brother at 140 cent whole sign him. I think he might
Rashidi Ellis.
he might fuck around. Yeah, he's a beast. He's really tight with Canelo. Canelo might fuck
He,
around and sign him.
he's a beast that can't get no fights.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He ain't
Under
fighting
Golden
shit.
Boy, under Golden Boy, they ain't giving him nothing.
He ain't fighting shit.
No, but it's not even that. It just feels like a lot of promotions don't want to work with Golden Boy, bro. That's what I've been hearing from people that they just nobody wants to do business with De La Hoya like that. Like it's a problem. It's De La Hoya. It's just because it's
That's because
Golden
of the
Boy.
bullshit he pulled with Al Heyman trying to sue him for no reason. People know
He
Oscar is a
took his
little
fights.
bitch.
Man, I don't know, man. That dude be on some shit.
Yeah, if anything, he needs to sell Golden Boy and get Golden Boy under a proper leadership. Shit.
He on
Right.
coke. That's
Cause
what he on.
yeah, because fucking Rashidi Ellis should have been fought Virgil Ortiz Jr.
For
Win or
real.
lose, win
No,
or
but what
lose,
they were gonna
and
do
they
is,
both should
bro,
have more
he could have.
fights.
No, he could have fucking around and had three welterweight champions: Blair Cobbs, him, Virgil Ortiz, bro. I don't know you're not a
Yeah,
fan of. I fuck with Blair Cobbs, but I mean, come on, man. You got three welterweights that can make some noise. Have Blair Cobbs pick up that regular belt. Have Rashidi
Blair Cobbs is
Ellis go to
31
IB.
years old.
I don't have an
Man,
issue with Blair Cobbs. I just people
man, let
talking
the
about
man
how
have fun,
Boots
bro. These
ducking them,
characters like
and I'm like I want Boots to fight Blair Cobbs, but the thing is, once Boots demolishes Blair Cobbs, he's not gonna get no credit for it. People gonna say he fought
let the
nobody.
man be
I know,
great
but it's
for it.
gonna
He
be a
went to
fun
call them
fight.
out. Yeah,
For
he's
how long it's
entertaining,
gonna
bro.
last? 4 fucking rounds?
What
Yeah.
if Blair Cobbs gives Boots a tough fight and it's a close ass fight? You never know,
Man,
Cut
man.
it
you
That's
don't
out.
believe.
boxing.
You don't believe that, bro.
Yeah, he
Stop.
already
You don't
beat it.
believe
He
that.
already beat his ass in sparring as a child. Like
Yeah,
him
he
and his
was like
father
Man, I don't know. I
both.
haven't seen
16
it.
and Blair was like 21,
And
Yeah,
something
bro.
like
we
that.
That's
thought we thought Tank was gonna
Who?
kill Cruz, and what happened? Like I said,
whoa. I didn't
Man,
think
you
Tank was gonna
Wait,
kill
wait, wait,
Cruz. I
wait,
just thought he
wait,
was
wait,
gonna stop
wait.
him.
You said what?
Blair Cobbs. Oh yeah, Boots and his father attested that when Boots was a child in sparring, he beat the shit out of Blair Cobbs till Blair Cobbs quit.
Blair Cobbs was a grown. He was like my age, around my age. So
bro, what's
Oh, I
crazy?
everything.
You
thought you
gotta
said
know his
that Blair
story,
beat
bro. That
Boots in
dude lived in
sparring.
New
I was like,
Mexico.
oh shit, then that's
He
more than
actually
enough reason
sparred
for the guys to
Canelo.
fight.
He trained at the same gym Canelo started at.
Bro,
You
Blair
know who
Cobbs
told
almost
you
got
that?
stopped by a nobody, bro. He got
Who
dropped
was
on
a
his ass
nobody?
and damn near stopped by a nobody.
Who?
Some
What
dude he fought
fight?
on DAZN. I don't know his fucking name.
Nah, I remember he fought Alexis. With that dude that gets past the Ron Solomon, the fought Virgil, the fought Rocha. I remember he fought him. That was pretty like
No, I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, let
yeah.
me see.
Tell me,
Do
bro.
you
I'll
think Blair
watch it.
Cobbs can beat Boots Polo? Do you
I'm
think
not
so?
saying he can beat him, but I want to see the fight, bro. Let the man have fun, bro. We need people like that in
I wouldn't
boxing.
mind the fight, but like,
But like I
is
said, bro, it's
Boots gonna get
boxing.
credit for it?
But I mean, bro,
Hell
he called him out. He
no.
answered it. Mogia got called out by Rosado. Does he get credit for Rosado? No, nobody gives him. I
He
mean,
got a
he got
fuck ton
called,
of credit for Rosado, which made me mad
but
personally.
he
He got too much credit for
shit.
Rosario. Let's be real.
Nah, he
He
called
got
him out,
he
but
got a
Rosado,
lot
bro,
of fucking credit for Rosado, bro.
Rosado apparently was coming from from an Olympic medalist. I mean, I don't care what y'all say. Winning an Olympic medal is not easy. A bum doesn't win an Olympic medal
Well,
unless
Rigondeaux
one
won
of
the
us
gold
goes
medal,
out
and
there.
he doesn't get the
Yeah,
same press as Lomachenko.
because
So
bro,
he
he's not
didn't get.
entertaining, bro. Who wants to pay to see a fight? No, like, bro, you saw the shit.
Man, like Rigondeaux was a beast back in the day,
He
man.
has
You
talent,
can't
yeah,
say
he has.
that.
But bro, come on, bro. He doesn't
He
have the
didn't come
chance
out
to
the
be
Oh,
that
game with that
certified,
type of
bro.
press
When he
that
comes to
Lomachenko got.
Villalobos. Stephen Villalobos is the guy who damn near stopped Blair Cobbs.
I'm
There
gonna
we
watch
go.
the fight, bro. I got the zone, but like I said, bro, like he knocked out an Olympic medalist, in the middleweight division, and he thought he was ready for Mogia. Mogia proved that. And what I hate about it, they act like it was a close fight. It was damn near not a close. That's that Golden Boy shit, like the Mexico versus like, bro. That shit was not a close fight at all, bro. If you look at the stats, Rosado won some rounds, but it was not like they're trying to make it seem like it was a Tyson Fury versus Wilder type of fight.
I'm not hating on Blair Cobb. I just think he ain't shit
No,
when
I'm
we
talking
talking about
about
boots.
Renato Munguia, man. That shit was not a close fight. I thought
Oh
it was
no,
gonna lose.
Munguia watched him, but that's not an
Yeah, damn near
accomplishment.
almost.
Like, Munguia watched him, but that's not an
Asado.
accomplishment. He's been washed. He's been washed by a bunch of different people. So he got washed by Selecki, some fucking Andre leftovers.
Facts, Cowardnello.
Oh yeah.
Virgil Ortiz will get dominated by Boots.
Yeah, Virgil Ortiz get stopped.
You think so?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know so.
yeah.
We said that, like I
I'm
said,
confident.
boxing, anything can happen. Like I said, bro.
I'm
Virgil
confident
Ortiz
in
doesn't
Boots.
move his head.
I mean, like I said, I wonder who he's gonna train with. I have a feeling, bro, it is gonna be Eddie Reynoso because he's following them. I just feel like he's waiting or he's seeing his options. I think he's gonna go
He's
with
waiting
Eddie
for the pets
Reynoso,
to
bro.
cycle out his system so he can announce it.
Man, here we go with the excuses
Oh
again,
shit,
man. Here we
Virgil
go.
Ortiz. You
Yeah,
think Virgil
here
Ortiz
we
on
go
that
with
shit?
this. Yeah, bro. Like I said, bro.
If he joins the
Keep
juice
Bennett
crew, then
Boots.
yeah.
Keep. Here we go again.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
You know, bro. So, bro, but I'm glad he let Robert Garcia because at that point, bro, with Robert Garcia, he wasn't gonna get too far. But you know that, like his fighters only get their sort of love. The only ones I've seen that get somewhere. It's kind of hard, bro. I mean, Jose Ramirez was a unified champion, but he lost to Dutch Taylor. Like, have you noticed that with Robert Garcia fighters, they only exceed to a certain point?
It's just because I don't think that Robert Garcia himself can add enough defensive tactics and punch diversity to their game to where they can succeed at the highest level. I think I'm not going to say he's one dimensional, but he only has success with certain fighters, and then after that, they kind of fall off once they upgrade their competition. So him moving to Reynoso is a good idea.
The only ones I've seen is Mikey Garcia, and I'm trying to see that I've seen a short separation. Mikey, Jose Ramirez was one, but Mikey Garcia and who else? That fuck, I can't remember his name, but it was Mikey Garcia, and I can't remember his name. Fuck.
Yeah, too many people in Robert Garcia's stable have a
That's the
career
thing, bro. When he left,
like Brandon Rios. Like too many
yeah,
of his fighters end up like that.
yeah, that's the thing. He has too many damn fighters too, bro. He doesn't have like he lets
Yeah,
it
he has like
fucking be. That's
100
the
fucking fighters in that damn gym.
for no reason, bro. He should.
That's crazy.
And also, what I think it is too is that Virgil Ortiz didn't like the fact that Robert Garcia didn't back him up to go to that fight when he had it in the same day with the other dude, that fought the
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, he didn't like
Virgil
that.
Ortiz Jr., he doesn't need that much corner advice, especially for who he's fighting now. He doesn't need to make that many adjustments. Like, I didn't see anybody that he fought really posing a threat to him. Like, I think
Robert Garcia, he did an interview where he said, "I can see why they picked Reynoso because he has all the Mets committee." Did you see that interview where Robert Garcia wasn't tripping? He kind of said that he knows why they left because
what did Robert Garcia say about Reynoso?
he said that
he said he
Reynoso has
understands
all
why
the
Virgil
media.
picked
He
him.
wants that, Virgil Ortiz. He wants, Virgil Ortiz to get that star power level like Canelo, and that's facts, bro. Because Canelo does have all the media and stuff,
And he
like
wants that political support. That the Canelo political power is unrivaled.
Yo, Art man, you see what I send you?
Nah, what you sent me?
Look, and I bet you it was like, let me take a picture. Like, Canelo, can I take a picture? Look what I send you, bro. Look who it is.
Send it to me on
Canelo?
Facebook.
I just did. Yeah, look at the picture. Who is it? I bet you.
Was it
I bet
lame
you
ass
$100.
Charlo or somebody?
No,
Ah,
listen.
shit.
I bet you damn well he was like, can I take a picture?
Don't say
Can I
nothing.
take a
I'm gonna share it on the screen. Hold on.
It's probably Charlo or
It's
something.
probably both Charlo. I might have seen that
$100
picture before.
bro. He didn't ask
They're
him
both
about a fight.
fucking cornballs.
He didn't ask him, let's set up a fight. I bet you 100 he asked for a picture.
Oh shit, it's Morel.
Oh, Morel?
Look how big Morel looks compared to Canelo, bro.
Give him few. He gonna be ready for
What
Canelo,
the
man.
Bro, my dude was
Nah, I
not
don't think
lying
so,
when he
bro.
said
I
Morel
respect-
looks like a
I
cruiserweight.
like Morel's skills, but I don't think he'll be ready for Canelo. I see him.
Morel knows he ain't fighting Canelo. That's why he's just over here sucking dick. He's like, well, shit, I ain't getting the fight, so I might as well suck a little dick.
Well, why would he get, bro? He's only had 5 fights. By the time he's ready for Canelo, Canelo's gonna be
Because
off the
he's
court.
the mandatory for Canelo on his,
How is
or
he
he
the
has
mandatory?
he
That's
could
the
put
thing,
himself
bro.
in position to fight
he can't,
Canelo
bro.
if he really
If he
wanted
wants
to.
to, he would have
But
done it,
they
bro.
ain't gonna
He
make
knows
that
he's
happen.
not gonna get. How is he the mandatory, bro? He has that regular. So that means he has that. Whoever Canelo's mandatory is his mandatory. Then, if you want to put it like that.
No, that doesn't make any actual sense. The WBA regular title is the only person who gets to challenge directly for the WBA Super.
But he's not gonna do that until like later on in his career.
He's not going to do that because he knows he's not getting the fight, no matter what he
You
does.
think he'll be ready for Canelo if he fights or not? If he says, "I want to challenge Canelo right now," you think he'll be ready?
Well, that's the thing. Canelo, like you guys always say, is a once in a generation fighter, right?
Yep.
Nobody's ever going to be ready for Canelo. There is no sparring for Canelo. There is no training for Canelo. You just have to go in there and see how you do. It doesn't matter if you have 5 fights or you have 50. Canelo is his
To be
own
honest, bro, the
individual
only dude
fighter.
I can see that beats Canelo, and I know I'm gonna get some back is Better Beef and Surdo. I think those are the only two that can beat Canelo, bro. I'm gonna keep
Well,
it. I
that's
don't think
fine.
Better Beef
Y'all
is.
say that's fine. Y'all say that everybody like he whoops everyone's ass, but then he's only fighting people in which we know he's going to whoop their ass. So, that's cool. I don't care. I mean, I didn't. I know that a David Morrell fight ain't happening, but the whole 5 fights or whether he's ready argument, it's not gonna matter. Like you can't prepare for someone like Canelo. You just have to go in there and fight him.
Legendary, man. That fight will happen.
No, I don't even want to see that 168 to be honest. If Canelo went up to 175 and vacated, I think that'd be a dope fight for Morrell. Because Morrell came down from 175.
I think he fights David Benavidez, though. I think he fights David Benavidez, bro. I fuck around think they might make that shit happen in the next
I hope he
year.
does fight Benavidez. I think Morrell Jr. get on his ass.
Who do you got on that one? Man, who do you got one? Who do you got on that one?
Who do I got on what?
Benavidez or
On
Morrell?
who? David Morrell versus Benavidez.
Your man.
I got David Morrell.
Benavidez
I
versus
think
Morrell.
his boxing abilities is too good, but I want to see him touched. Paused.
Yep.
I want to see that man get touched.
I think David Monroe can take
By
as
what?
well.
Like,
Versus
nah, real shit.
Benavidez.
I really want to. Sometimes I want to see fight. That's why I want them to fight, have tough mandatories and shit, because I want to see how they
That's
react to guys who's
a
going to put
perfect.
pressure on them.
hey, what happens if you announce and you hear?
Wait, what?
You said
But I have a question though. Did you say that?
you
Hey,
cut it.
bro,
You cut it
remember
in
you're
and
the
out,
one that said
Polo.
it. You don't see it yet, not yet. And you're like, I don't see Merle being the guy right now. Did you change your mind, or what made you? Because like I don't. Yo, yo, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I started. Remember you said that I don't see Merle being that guy yet.
I see. I could see him being. I could see him being that guy at 168,
Wait,
maybe
which
even
dude?
175. Morrell.
Morrell beating who?
Like
No, being
anybody,
that
like
guy
being the
like
one
that.
being the yeah,
I can tell. I feel like
like
he'll beat anybody.
Oh, you mean like dominating the division? Yeah, you put him
Yeah.
in any division north of 160, he could be that guy.
so you can see him doing well against Better Beef.
Yeah, I can see him outboxing Better Biev. Better Biev is incredibly hittable. His only point of separation is his power.
Power facts.
I don't know. I don't. Hey, Artman, is Artman on?
Yeah, I'm on.
Did you hear what I said? Remember, you were like, I don't think Merle's that guy. And then after, what made you change your mind? And you still think he's not that guy?
He made me change my mind in that Fox fight.
Yeah. So you see him going to 175, doing damage to Better Beef, to Surdo, to Bilbo, to all those
I
guys.
think he
Canelo.
stopped playing too.
He'll definitely stop fucking Zerto, dog.
You
He'll
think he'll
stop.
stop
Yeah, he'll
Surdo?
stop playing.
He'll stop Zerto for sure. That's not even a
Artman,
fucking
you think
question.
that?
I think.
Artman, you think Merle
Hey,
stops Surdo?
Polo. I think Canelo will beat Better Beef.
Yeah, me too.
If he goes in there with the game plan, but if he goes in there like he needs to
The
box
game.
him or
Yeah, if he
something like
goes in
that.
there with the game plan, you sure? Yeah.
What do you mean, sure the game plan? I mean, like, bro, if he doesn't go on the ropes, he boxes, yeah. But if he goes in there and trades like a
That's
Triple
part of the
G,
game plan. All right.
Canelo is
what
a
do you
far
mean?
superior boxer to Better Biev. I don't even understand why this is
No,
He
an
that's what
is.
I'm
argument.
saying. If he goes with the game plan to like not trade and stay on the ropes like Brown did, yeah, he definitely beats him. But
Canelo's a
at the same
smarter
point,
fighter than that to just go in there and try to trade with him. Let's be real. Like people think
Yeah,
I don't like Canelo. I like Canelo. He's a good fighter. I just don't think he's the best in the world. And I think
who
he
do you
gets
think
too
is the
many
best in the
passes.
world?
Uh, Errol
Uh,
Spence.
how
I
many
think he's the
divisions does
best
he
in the
win
world.
up? The thing they look at too is how many unified belts does he won in divisions? How many ways? That's what I mean. Spence been a champion at like 2 or 3 divisions, yeah, but I don't think he's the best. He's probably up there like top five because you got to look at he does sell pay per view as well. But other than
Not
that,
even just
I
his
don't
pay
think
per
he's the
views. I
best.
feel like his style, he's too technically sound. Like his style could dominate a lot of fighters in those other divisions. Like I feel like his style is he ain't perfect, but it's very fundamentally sound, and he throws a lot of jabs, a lot of body punches. He has a great work rate, and he could break some of these dudes down if he was in, a different division. Let's say he was
Yeah,
a natural 175 pounder with that type of style. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
if Better Biev doesn't get a stoppage on Canelo, he's not winning the fight. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that's what I think too.
The only
Honestly, I
Canelo
think
is like, go ahead, go ahead.
Canelo might fuck around and stop Better B. That's my opinion.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
see
think
it too. Like if he tires him and stuff, like if he like because like I said, we
Just
seen
constant
him
body
like.
shots.
yeah,
Better
that's
Biev
all.
doesn't protect his body at all.
But would you guys give credit if he beats Better Beef?
Of course,
Yeah, I give him credit. I give him
I
credit for all. I give him credit for all his dubs. It's just these are people that I knew he was going to walk through. It's my only
But
issue.
which of the
that's
guys
yeah,
do you don't
I
think is the
agree.
market? Which guys do you guys think give him the toughest fight? That's the thing, though. That like to be honest, bro, I can see why argument. I don't think Charlo gives him a tough fight. I can see why you guys think Boo Boo and David, but Charlo, I'm not gonna put Charlo in that list.
No,
I
and
used
this
to think I used to think Charlo would give him a tough fight. I don't know now. I think
well,
Andre
this
gives
is
him a tough
The
fight.
thing is with these guys, bro, is they go in there and they see the crowd, they see the atmosphere, they give Canelo too much respect. And it's just
That's
like you said,
exactly what I
Canelo.
said,
And then
Polo.
when they see the power, the body shot, the adjuster, like with Caleb Plant, he felt the power. You saw that, Plant was getting tired and like everybody called it. He's gonna get tired in the later rounds and get stopped. You gotta stop. He did better than I expected, but these guys are just like, damn, I'm going against Canelo. I'm going against all like the atmosphere. They get nervous. Like
That's what
that's what
happened
I'm
with
saying.
Caleb Smith.
well. The thing
Yeah.
about it is that people, a lot of Canelo's fans keep thinking that boxing is divided by height classes. It's not. It's divided by weight classes, and weight classes absolutely matter. Like for
Yep.
example, if Canelo had fought Amir Khan at welterweight, that might have been some different shit. But instead, he fought him at 155, to where the situation was all kinds of different. It's the same as if Canelo had fought
I think he would
Mayweather
have gone
at
longer,
well,
but he would have knocked
If he fought Mayweather at
okay,
he fought Mayweather
like,
at like
like
147, like say
160.
140, it would have been a different fight. He would have Mayweather would have stopped him.
and
If that's
also
what
and
if it was a
also
younger
if he would have fought Mayweather at a higher weight class like 168 or some shit, then Canelo would have the advantage. So that goes both ways. So it depends on the situation. Now, do I think that Andrade and Charlo beat Canelo at 160? Yes. Any higher than that, doubtful.
I don't
I agree. It's very
think
doubtful for me
so.
Yeah. And
because
also at 168, I think
I
Benavidez gives him a challenge but doesn't beat him, and I think Morel could beat him.
I agree.
Yeah.
Benavidez he has the work rate, but he has a lot of holes in his defense.
Yeah, he just throws a lot of punches, and his power's been exposed multiple times. He couldn't drop dudes from 154. He had to get a referee stoppage. He didn't drop him not once. But and also at 175, I mean, again, Canelo is like Tyson Fury right now as far as where his career is. The only way to get a clean W over him is to knock him the fuck unconscious to where he doesn't get up.
Yep.
That's the only way to do it. So if he sees a decision, he's going to win the fight. So it's kind of just if you can survive, you'll take an L or you'll just get knocked out.
And
So
I give him credit for Charlo, Andrade, Bivol, Better Beef. I gave him credit for Plant. I give him credit for Calvin Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, even though I don't rate those guys very highly. But
I don't give him credit for those fucking clowns. They hadn't done jack shit, and I knew he was gonna run through them.
I knew he was gonna run through them though. Like I knew he was gonna knock Billy Joe out. I knew he's gonna just walk through Calvin Smith. And but it's like I feel like Bivol will give him a tough fight. I feel like Better Beef will give him a tough fight. I feel like he can just outbox Better Beef. I don't know about Bivol. If he can outbox Bivol, he can might knock Bivol out, but
Yeah, he could probably stop Bivol. But the thing about it is again, you just gotta like I said, even Canelo's fans know that you're not winning a decision no matter how good you do. So the only way to beat him is to sleep him. And Better Biev and probably maybe Morrell are the only people that have that ability, and probably like someone like Brandon Glanton, like a complete nobody in Brandon Glanton,
Yeah,
or F
it'd have to be
or F.A.
somebody that
Pochi.
nobody knows, nobody would think of. They're good, but you just haven't heard of them. You know?
Yeah, you got to be able to put enough fire on Canelo to stop him. That's the same reason why Reynoso, when talking about Usyk, they were like, "Oh hell no, yeah, because Usyk will beat your fucking ass, boy."
Yeah, Usyk will beat this. He will box his fucking ears off. He will school that man.
No, Usyk wouldn't need to box him. Usyk would just jump on his ass and stop him in probably 8 rounds. Usyk is just simply too big and too powerful for Canelo. Even coming down the way, he'll beat the shit out of Canelo.
He's
It
too
wouldn't even. It
technical.
wouldn't.
He's too
Yeah, it
technical
wouldn't.
for Canelo.
Niggas
It
will make
wouldn't
that
even.
wait for that check.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be competitive. If Usyk got all the belts, well, no, if Usyk beats Joshua again, and he had the heavyweight division on hold to come down to cruiserweight, and he fought Canelo, I don't even think that should be competitive. To be honest, it would be bad.
Damn, D Hive. It's like that.
Also, I
Yeah,
look at I look at styles of fighters. Like that's how I rate fighters. Like it's like pound for pound. If you look at the style of this fighter, if they go up into any weight class, can they beat any fighter? That's why I rate Earl Spence and I rate Bud Crawford so high because if you look at their styles, they could go up in weight and dominate. In my opinion.
right. And the thing
Some of
is,
these fighters can't. That's scary to them.
Usyk gives Canelo all the problems Lara gave him, but add speed and add literal heavyweight power.
Yep.
This shit is over, bro.
And add no respect.
Oh hell yeah!
That's
Usyk don't give a fuck. He'll be like Triple G, but moving forward at your ass. Imagine a Triple G version of Lara with more power and speed. That's the ultimate nightmare.
Yep. That's why he's trying to get. That's why he said we got Frank Sanchez for that.
Canelo got
And
some good matchmakers. I tell
good
you that.
luck. Frank Sanchez versus Usyk.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's gonna go over well. Fucking Sanchez, like, don't get me wrong, I still like Frank Sanchez. I'm not flip flopping. But when I saw him loading up on Hammer and Hammer was smiling, I was like, nigga, if you, I was like,
That's
if
what I
you
was
don't,
like, yo, it's not a good look.
yeah, this is terrible. I was like, bro, if
You
you
should
don't
just
put
run
some,
off into the sunset with that Jabba win for the to close out the year.
I was like, bro, if you don't put some fire on this man, he was fucking his big ass, his big gorilla looking ass was loading up on every shot, and Hammer's out of shape ass, built like a fucking mini fridge, was just laughing, was like, oh my god, you ain't nothing like what they said you were. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be hard for him to get some respect. But my thing is though, with that in mind, Frank Sanchez should not struggle getting fights. If he's a heavyweight with no power, he should have no problem getting fights. That's all I'm trying to say.
Man, we were supposed to be talking about Ryan Garcia, but he ain't even got shit to keep up with. His ass is like,
He ain't even fighting nobody. Shit.
yeah. Hey, did you
For us
hear?
to talk about.
Did you hear what Isaac Cruz pop said?
Yeah, I heard that
Yeah,
say.
Yeah,
they
That's
he
said
said,
that
that's
hell
they'll.
yeah. He
that's
said, dude, I'm putting in a contract. If he back out this fight, he owes some money.
that's
Yeah,
I like
reasonable.
that type of talk.
that's fair because
That's super reasonable.
yeah, that's fair because that's all he does is pull out shit. He should have pulled out his baby mama.
And they want to use that mental health excuse. Well, this is what comes with that mental health excuse, nigga. Stipulations in the contract.
Yeah, I'm shit. I mean, if that's the case, then if we can use Ryan Garcia's mental health nonsense, then ain't nobody ducking nobody. Everybody just psychologically fucked up, man.
I mean, because ain't everybody fucked up in boxing psychologically?
Yeah, right. Too many punches to the head. Everybody got to have a fight with crippling anxiety before they can get some legitimate smoke. So ain't nobody ducking nothing. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that part.
yeah. It's just weird. It's just weird. And he keeps calling people out though. He never talks about his mental health struggles, and he never told us what exactly he was going through. He never told us he was getting treatment. He never alluded to anything that he was going to
Man,
do
this shit
different.
keeps kicking me out, bro.
Huh?
I said it keeps kicking me out. It's not you, but I think it's my connection.
Oh, I thought you said I was kicking you. I was like to say that. Yeah, how you doing all that?
Wait, you actually have the power to do that, bro?
Yeah,
Makes sense now.
that's what I be trying to tell y'all. It says I can only allow 6 people in the room.
No, you good for it, bro. But man, y'all really want to see Usyk just come? Come on, bro. He's used Canelo's name. He knows damn well he's not coming down the way. He just stop club chasing, bro. If he wanted,
You
if
think
he wanted to,
you think Usyk won't?
no, he's not gonna come down the way, bro. He's gonna be in a shit. Like I said, bro,
Okay.
Canelo. If he fought Usyk, it's respect, man. He did that. Like I said, bro. He gives him a. I guarantee you, Canelo will give him a better fight than Wilder would give Usyk.
Oh, this
Bro, Mark, if Wilder fought
bruh.
Usyk, bro, that would be a
Hey,
boxing
this why I
lesson.
fuck with Polo. He always be
If
having
y'all
me
thought
rolling,
Fury
bro.
was bad, I'm telling you, Usyk versus Wilder. I know y'all were celebrating. You're like, yeah, we're gonna get undisputed. Usyk Wilder, that shit backfire. I'm telling you, you thought Fury versus Wilder was bad. Usyk will give Wilder a boxing lesson.
Hell no.
Let
Do you
me
okay?
no
Hey,
that's
Okay.
remember, I want to
Polo,
see Usyk.
Polo.
I
I
want to see
respect your
Usyk.
opinion. I respect your
No, I
opinion, but
like Wilder, bro. I'm just saying
do
he
you
knocks out
recall
Joshua.
watching the AJ versus Usyk fight, right?
I watched it live, bro. He was
You
Wilder beats
know
Joshua.
Usyk,
Wilder beats Joshua.
even though
Wilder
Joshua
knocks
looked
out
like a
Joshua.
jackass in that fight, you do know he did hurt Usyk, right? With a right hand.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Right? Now
Wilder
come on,
knocks
hold
out
on, let me go
Joshua.
on. Now, do you think, honestly, in your whole heart of hearts, do you think that Usyk can take a right hand punch from Wilder? The same
If it
punch
lands,
that had the ripples in Fury's back in his neck? You think he
it
could take
depends how
that?
it lands, bro. But I'm telling you, bro. If
It depends on
See,
how it
there
Hell
they
lands.
see that's that
hell
bullshit
no.
boy. There
bro,
they go.
like I
Hey,
said, bro. Listen, if it lands,
Fury's a
I'm
good
telling you,
boxer,
bro.
and look how that shit landed
No,
just right.
bro,
Perfect.
bro.
The shots that knocked down Fury
First,
put Usyk into a
bro,
fucking coma, dog.
Cobra.
I remember when he beat Joshua. Y'all were like, Wilder versus Usyk next, make it happen. You know that shit backfired.
I still want that fight. What you talking about?
Facts.
You talking about it backfire? Yeah, because he fought a 7-foot giant coke
Fucking
ogre.
ogre.
What the fuck
Bro,
you
why
talking
did
about?
The
he?
I
I
fuck?
still
didn't
want
get the
that fight.
fattest, bro. Bro, I was gonna bet
I'll take
like,
Wilder versus Usyk tomorrow.
but Wilder, but something told me like, man, this shit's gonna play out. But man, it's because he didn't make the. I feel like if it happens again, he needs to get a different coach. But Wilder does knock out Joshua. They know it, bro. That's why we never got Joshua versus Wilder. They know that shit
But
was gonna
since
be.
you said all that shit about Usyk, if Canelo ever take his cinnamon ass to that weird weight class, so called Bridger weight,
Which
you know
way?
who you know who he need to be fighting in.
Right.
If Canelo ever touch Bridger weight, you know who he needs to be fighting. He need to go see Wilder.
Yep. Make it happen.
And
Yep, 100%.
that'll be the last day he'll ever fight.
We said, what happens if Wilder doesn't land that shot though? He's pretty. What
He
happens if
always
Wilder don't
lands
throw?
this shot.
Wait. You say you want to see Canelo versus Wilder?
No, he said he got to see Wilder. I'm like, yep, make it happen. I said I want to see this shit. If he's up there, make it happen. And then Wilder
Yeah, if
doesn't land
Canelo
that shot.
Boy, if Canelo fought Wilder, bro, that shit wouldn't even what?
if Canelo fought Wilder, I'll take back everything I ever said about Canelo.
That's
I
No,
swear.
ultimate
listen,
respect. That's
right, let's
ultimate
think. We're
respect.
just talking. We're talking. He fights Wilder, right? Wilder doesn't land that shot the whole fight. Like Canelo just times it. He gives him a boxing like say he can't catch Canelo at all.
See,
What should I
that's
say?
all y'all bank on. Oh, what if Wilder
That's
can't land
cool.
the right hand? You know, Wilder has hurt
That's
people with other
cool.
punches as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just like they think Tank is just a left uppercut. That's cool. That's cool. Let it
Yeah,
be all that.
what punch did Wilder knock Ortiz out with in the first fight?
But bro,
Shit, was that
Last time
a
I checked, it
but
was an
here's the thing
uppercut.
though. Here's the thing though.
oh, it wasn't
Canelo
an
was
uppercut?
Silos.
Yeah,
No,
it
it
was an
was like
uppercut. That was the
no,
last
it was a
blow, and then the
jab.
ref
No,
stand up
no, it
over
was
him and was
the
like, "Hell
second
no,
fight
this
was a
shit's over."
jab. The second fight was a straight jab.
No, the second fight was a straight right, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. He timed it like he timed it correctly, and then first fight was an uppercut. That first fight, man, I don't know. I know you guys were worried. I was like, damn, I've never seen Wilder like this when he fought Ortiz the first time.
I mean,
No,
it's a boxing match. Like if Ortiz was to win, I'd be like, cool, Ortiz won, and they run it back or whatever. Like it's no big thing to me. But as far as being worried, well, it's boxing.
yeah, but I never seen Ortiz get hurt like that. I mean, Wilder get hurt like that. I mean, to be honest, bro, Wilder was just running through all his opponents, bro. Anybody that he put it was just getting knocked the fuck out or getting.
Well, he went to a decision with Stavern that first time, and then he had
Oh
to come
yeah.
back and finish
No,
his
yeah,
ass
and
off.
that's a yeah. That's the Vern dude was. I don't know whatever that dude is doing, man. I don't know how he became a heavyweight champion.
He stopped. He did better. He did better against the younger Areola than Ruiz did.
Shit, but come on, bro. Riola came in
He
shape
stopped.
for that fight.
He stopped Areola. Fucking Ruiz came in and was looking like some bullshit.
Yeah, that is true.
He took a year of proper diet and exercise and came back looking worse. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Shit, we'll see the next
That's
fight.
bad. That the whole world know that you training hard just to motherfucking look terrible, worse.
That
I
means
mean,
your
what did
punch
he say?
resistance isn't shit.
I mean, he won still. You need, I mean, arguably, like, what rounds you get besides a knockout to Torilla? Like, don't act like Torilla made it. I mean, he made it interesting, but then Reese took control of it and was winning every damn round. It wasn't no
Yeah,
like. I
I
I
gave
can't.
I gave I gave Areola 4 rounds with the potential for 5.
Yeah, I respect that. I respect that. Cause then, but I don't know, bro. We gotta see what Reese does next, man. Cause I feel like it's just that fame. Joshua got him and stuff like that. Joshua fight.
I'm trying to get that Ruiz Wilder shit. Fuck it.
Shit, I'm trying to say, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, because Trevor Bryan is busy. Tyson Fury don't know what he doing with this WBA purse bid
You want to see
bullshit.
Wilder versus
I mean
Trevor
WBC.
Bryan?
No, well, he was gonna fight him for the WBA Reggie for to fight to be mandatory for Usyk.
Oh yeah, it's facts. But I'm saying we're gonna see the showdown between the next great American heavyweight, Trevor Bryan, right?
No, it wasn't gonna be a showdown. It was just gonna be Wilder beating up some dude to be Mando for Usyk. That's just
Yeah.
it wasn't
But
gonna
when
be a
is Trevor
showdown.
Bryan? Hey, he's undefeated though, bro. He's next on line, bro. He's the
Yeah,
next
he's
big
fought,
thing.
he's just some dude who's been hiding under Don King fighting nobody. His best win is fucking Bermain Stavern.
But
No,
Don
nobody said
King.
Trevor Bryan was good, bro. It's just a stepping stone back into championship contention. Nobody said Trevor Bryan was good. We
Hey,
just said
Don
that
King.
Wilder's using him as a stepping stone to get to Usyk.
Hey, Don King's the goat, man. Shout out to Don King. That's the true G right there.
His ass always got a hold of some damn heavyweight belt.
Yep. He made it
I
to
don't
the
know how
White
the
House,
fuck.
bro. You know he killed somebody and made it to the White House, bro. That's a real G right there.
Well, the motherfucker owed him some money, so I would have shot the nigga too.
No, he's gangster. That's why I respect. I fuck with Don King, even though he's a
Nigga,
bit.
they don't niggas don't play about their money, man.
Now, Don King was a gangster. He didn't give a fuck. He called it how it is.
I mean, I didn't like how he treated certain fighters, of course, but
Yeah,
I
he
don't
did
even talk
Chavez dirty,
about.
but I mean, he put Chavez. You know, he helped Chavez out, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, he did what he did, but he put Chavez out there. He gave Chavez some, love. So yeah, and like I
Chavez
said,
was
bro, he
Don
became
King's fighter.
yeah,
at one
What?
point, yeah.
yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He made a lot of people a lot of money, but I don't really talk about the shooting or whatever because motherfucker owed him money. You should have paid up. It's that
No, I'm
simple.
not using that bet. I'm just saying he's a gangster. Cause like, when are you ever gonna see someone that killed somebody make it to the White House? I'm saying like he's a gangster. He got in the White House.
Man, plenty of people in the White House have murdered people. You just ain't heard about the shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Don King
The
said it.
fuck is you
I'm not
talking
gonna
about?
quote, bro. You made a quote. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm trying to find where he said it. Like, he's gangster, bro. Don King is the truth. That's Macaboo's manager, or he's promoted by Macaboo.
Yeah, he promotes
Yeah,
Macaboody.
and
Yeah,
that's
he said.
exactly why. That's exactly why I think he getting that Canelo fight because Don King want that fucking bread.
Don King is like, "We'll make it happen only in America."
It don't matter where it is. It's fucking Macabooty getting slept.
What's your thoughts on Don King, our man?
Um, he's a smart dude for being able to make was it George Foreman and Muhammad Ali happen
Tito
with zero
Trinidad de
down
Loya.
with other people's money. That's very smart.
Yeah, I remember you said Bob Arum was robbing. I'm like, shit, you must have not heard of Don King then.
No, that's what people say. People, that's the thing. People talk about Don King. They don't talk about Bob Arum. Everybody loves Bob. What's his name? Bob Arum. They-
Say
Don
everybody
King
love
put on
Bob
some.
Arum.
Yep,
Yeah.
Don King put on some great fights as
No, when
well.
you
Yeah,
said that he be robbing fighters, I'm like, shit, you must have not heard of Don King then.
I'm the one that said Don King was robbing some fighters.
No, our man made a post and said Bob Aaron was robbing fighters, and I said, shit, you must have heard of Don King then.
They both did it. They both robbed fighters, and and I'm not praising either one of them for it.
Yeah.
Man, he gave us the
What
Oscar
what
de
fight
la
should I paint up right now that y'all like? That's a classic
That
fight.
that already happened. Oh,
Eric Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera, bro. I've been asking for that.
Nah. What about Marquez
Oh,
versus
man,
Pacquiao?
I see how it
he
is.
said nah.
Nah.
I see how it is.
What about Marquez knocking Pacquiao out?
Yeah,
Oh
bro, that's
damn,
overplayed. Yeah,
that's a good
do it,
one.
bro. Yeah, that's a good win.
You
Damn, you
think
just don't
that you
like
think that shit will
Pacquiao.
sell?
Hell
Y'all
yeah,
think it'll
bro.
sell?
So, but nah,
I mean, you
actually, to
might
be
get
honest,
some
bro,
Filipino death threats, but
yeah,
Probably.
nah, I think
the fucking
I think a couple years ago, man, it's because people are starting to. I mean, it's a classic, like, but like it's the new era, bro. You gotta target the new boxing fans, like, you know. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't because like people are starting to forget about that knockout. Like people
Yeah, they
forget
started to
about
forget, huh?
that is true. And then when Marcus be talking, down on Canelo, they throw Marcus and be like, "Fuck you," and
Oh yeah, they throw
yeah,
him under the bus. You're right.
yeah. So I
they
don't
throw
know how.
everybody under the bus. We'll talk about. They
No,
threw
it's not
Morales
true.
under the bus.
No, they
They
didn't.
threw Morales
Morales
under the.
defended, bro.
Yeah,
Morales defended Canelo. Did you hear what he said? He said, "Man, they were arguing and stuff on the." He said, "Why are you mad? Because this dude came up and you didn't. Like he did something you couldn't do. Like he didn't. He basically, he said something kind of offensive to Canelo. Like you just, you know, obviously, if you look at Canelo and look at Marcus, what does one look like and what.
no, I mean at first he was one of the main ones that was
Yeah, he
agreeing with
was, and then
Marquez, and then he backpedaled because he realized he was getting death threats and shit in the inbox. Like you're not even a real Mexican, you motherfucker. Just like when Jojo Diaz picked Plant to win over Canelo,
I saw that.
motherfuckers turned
I
on his
saw
ass
that
super
Jojo
Yeah,
fast.
Diaz.
they turned on his ass real quick.
They were
I
like,
mean,
man, fuck y'all. I hope Haney knocks you smooth out. I'm like, oh god
yep,
damn.
Damn, I thought it
yep.
wasn't about race though.
That shit was funny because people was like, "You turning your back on La Raza, man,"
But
and
but
I'm like,
listen
"See,
though, Canelo was on the verge of
it's real."
making history though. Come on now, if Canelo already like Canelo already did undisputed, like he was making history. So I see where people are coming from, like
But
in the
five
four
other
pillar.
people already did that shit.
No, but I'm talking about with Latinos. What other Latino did that in the four
Oh,
pillar
okay, yeah, yeah,
in
he's
that
he's the
division
first Latino.
yeah, in that division. So like, and what do you mean five other people? I mean, yeah, they did it, but I mean, he was the first Latino in that division. So I mean, it is history. And if you go
That's
by,
yeah,
It's,
that's a double
it's, it's,
whammy.
it's history for y'all, I guess. I don't know.
history for y'all. Oh, it's like that history for y'all, huh?
I'm
I
just
mean, Castaño. Hey,
saying.
listen, Castaño would have been the first, but we would have seen how that shit turned out.
Man,
So,
Castano did not win that fight. Stop it.
man, get out of here, bro. You're being by
He didn't
bro.
win that fight.
Castaño won the fight, bro. Even
He did
Artman
not
knows
win
it.
that
Artman
fight.
was like,
What are you
yes, he
talking about?
did.
He didn't win
Artman,
that fight.
bro. What did
I
No,
Artman
he
said
did
do?
I
not.
said Charlo looked like shit, but I don't think Castaño did enough to win.
No, he did enough to win, bro. I
No, he
had,
did
if
not.
you could ask Artman who I was going for, I can even screenshot what I was saying when
Yeah,
I
you
called
said it
Castaño.
for Polo. You said you were going for
And I lost some fucking money.
Mel.
My homie said it was his draw, and like I said, and then I signed up. Yeah, Castaño won that shit, bro. I was like, damn, we're gonna get our first undisputed. It'll be Castaño, and then it turned out. No, it benefited me that they draw because Canelo took it. But I'm saying in all history, it would have been Castaño. But
Yeah, it
we'll see
benefited
in
you.
the
It sure
rematch.
did benefit you. It sure did
Yep,
benefit you. That
yep.
yep.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't
That's why I
tripping, but
was
I'm
so mad, man. That made me so mad because it's like, man, that's your history, Bill. You over here fucking around, listening to your
Yeah,
wife instead of listening to your fucking coach. You
that
don't
was a
worry,
doing
bro. Don't
fancy
very
worry.
shit.
that was a
But I
very
think with
winnable situation that Charlo fucked off.
No, we'll see in the rematch. If he knocks up Castaño or makes a statement, then respect. No, I wanted Charlo to win, bro. I just was like, damn, Castaño did. I mean, he showed us because I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Castaño don't really have a style. Like he has a one style doesn't change. And then when he showed me, I was like, damn, he came out there to win. But we'll see in this rematch, bro. Because what happens if it's closer than the first one?
He's
Then
knocking
hey,
Castano out. He's
then we
knocking
then
Castano
we
out
can
this time.
we'll say we'll say that there's some funny business going on on the rivalry side of things, but until that
What do you mean
happens, we just got
rivalry?
to see.
Oh, rivalry?
Because you said what happens if it's closer than the last one, then Castano should win if it's closer.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to bet some money, but I'm like, damn, we'll see how Castaño comes in.
Castano about to get his ass knocked the fuck out
Exactly. That's what I said. Or he knocked.
Shit.
Mel was gonna knock him the
because
fuck
it's
out
not
this
about
time.
what the fuck Castano can
Who's
do
gonna knock
better.
him
Is
out?
is
Who's
what the
About
gonna
fuck
what?
Charlo about to do.
Jermell Charlo will
Because
knock
we've seen the
Castano
best of
out.
Castano.
Shit. All
He
right,
just
bro.
can't
So,
get sick. Not gonna get his ass knocked the fuck
You gonna get laid the fuck out, man.
Nah, real
Oh,
shit. And
God.
I respect Castano. It's not like I don't respect him or
what
anything
if
like
Yeah.
it's
that. I
backlash?
think
I'm
he's
just
trash.
saying. What if like a sign goes in there and pulls like a Valdez on Bill Chair? Like, be honest, realistic. What if
What,
Bill Chair?
Valdez versus Burchell? Oh, come on, bro. Give fucking Charlo some respect.
No, I like.
What
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. I was good with
what
him. I
the
was
He
fuck?
said
like,
Charlo go did like
bro, what
Valdez, be
happened?
like
Like
Burchell.
Burchell.
What
Yeah, what
happened
the
to the
fuck?
Burchell like that? What happened to the church? Like, what would you say on that?
I'd be like, let's do some drug testing because we also know
Yeah.
what happened to Burchell. Bro,
Yo, I was like so
Burchell got
disappointed.
fucking stopped in the first round by a nobody. That ain't Charlo, bro.
But no, that was bullshit, bro. That fight was
You gotta hit. You
flat
gotta
up.
hit Charlo
Bro,
with some
watch the
shit.
match.
You gotta hit Charlo with some shit to knock him out, man. I'm just gonna say that. You gotta have some fucking
Yeah,
power, like some Joe
yeah.
Cohen or Julian Jackson power to hear that.
This this man almost broke fucking Burchell's neck doing a backpedal. Like, man, fuck no.
He almost killed Burchell. I was like, God damn! And then you find out he's on peds, man.
Yeah,
If
it
I
was like,
was Burchell, I
it
would have
all
been
makes
fucking
sense.
furious. I would have been so angry, bro. You know, this man was on peds, and then ain't nobody trying to say, "Oh, justice for no Burchell." Ain't nobody talking about no Burchell or nothing like that, man. That's crazy. Oh, fuck.
Man, that shit was crazy. He knocked the fucking snot of that dude's fucking nose, man. I was like, shit.
And fucking
And I was getting ready.
Valdez
And
ain't
you know
no
what's so fucked
power.
up? I was getting ready to draw Valdez painting, and then I was like, hold on, something ain't right. Something told me not to finish that shit. Come to find out, this nigga out here doing all types of shit, man. T, come on, bro. T. I done had some tea before, but I ain't having no tea like that.
Not no
Yeah,
fucking herbal tea like that, man.
yeah, yeah. It's just everyone would be taking these things if that was really what caused it. Like if tea and tacos was really the secret to super strength, everybody would be taking it.
This nigga said that it's like equivalent to drinking 4 Red Bulls.
Do you know how much? Do
I'm
you know
not
how
no
much?
scientist, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be drinking no 4 Red Bulls, and I wouldn't even advise that. How would you even know what that's like?
You just made some shit up, man.
Oh my fuck, my goddamn.
Dude, you know what I mean? Think about sometimes the shit that be going on in boxing. Could you imagine if that shit would happen in basketball or some shit? Everything would be breaking news, like literally, like what the fuck? Basketball player caught with phentermine in his system. Oh, the commission says it's like 4 Red Bulls. Can you imagine that shit? TMZ would be talking about that shit. Everybody would be talking. That should be on the Shade Room. Yeah, you know, LeBron James had that phentermine in his system, and he blamed it on the herbal tea. Niggas be making memes, all types of shit.
That's like blaming, like, you get caught for peds, like, oh man, this fried chicken, there was something in this fried chicken, man.
Yeah, some in it.
Something in the collard greens, man, and it had me fucked up. It had me feeling a little extra, you know.
My dude Alex Alberto G says, "Can I get the panel thoughts on Floyd versus Money Kicks in
Who?
Dubai, man?" Yeah, it's not a bad. I mean, I don't know who the fuck Money Kicks is. I ain't gonna say
I
it's a
don't
bad
know.
fight. When it comes to the money part, it's not a bad fight, most definitely,
Yeah, he gonna make some
because the
motherfucking
pops got
money.
3 billion. The pop Money Kicks pop. What does Pop say? He said, "What's 50 grand to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me, please? Because that's 3 billion that he got. And I'm pretty sure he about to break Floyd off with a good 80 piece. What y'all think?
He
Floyd,
gonna make some money.
he making this money, dude, but he gotta watch out too because he's making that type of money that can change generations, multiple families' generations. You gotta be careful.
Yep.
Hold on, I'm over here editing my website and shit. But yeah, Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz. I hope that fight does get signed because that's something I want to see for the young guy. It's getting lame now making all these jokes about him. Like, finally, could we actually get this guy in the ring so we can say something about it?
Yep.
Said, be careful for what, Art, man? I said, just be careful because that type of money, bro, living in this country, the history to black folks having a lot of influence and money, sometimes it puts a target on your back, especially if you're making the type of money that can change generations.
Yep. If you're doing something that can change generations, they're gonna shut it down.
They're gonna shut it down. It's just fucked up, man. It really is.
You know what blows me though? You know, motherfuckers that don't live in this country that are not black, like they keep trying to talk about shit like that we experience. They don't pertain to you. That's not your place to talk. Shut your fucking mouth. And don't
He
sit up
try,
here and tell me
they try
how
to
to
tell you
react to that.
what oppression are you going through, mate? What are you going through, mate?
Yeah, Mike, what oppression are you going through, Mike?
And I'm
Like
like,
man,
what oppression am I going through? Dude, my fucking you think my family created this last name? Where do you think this shit came from? Slavery, motherfucker. So don't tell me about what the fuck is going on. Am I being oppressed or whatever? Like, this is crazy shit. And man, I don't blame them. Probably because that fucking you see that breakfast they over there eating. That shit looks awful.
scrambles our fucking brains,
Scrambled eggs and boiled fucking pig nuts.
and beans and shit, fucking eggs and beans, like nasty ass
This
beans, like
shit, eggs and beans, bro. Really? That shit's disgusting.
whatever the fuck they be eating. They be snorting coke up there too. So
Right. And you see that cokehead back at me and shit, trying to at me and shit. I'm like, bro, this nigga's a literal crackhead. Like, bro, you are a literal crackhead. Like, just get out of my
that's
mentions, man.
that's fucking crazy. I did not know that, man. That's crazy.
You didn't know that he was a crackhead, bro?
I did not until y'all told
This
me.
this nigga posted a whole 8 ball on Twitter, bro. I was like, whoa, this nigga's wild. I didn't know he was like that. Nah, real
Nigga,
shit. I was like, man. For those
him
who's
and
tuning in who don't know what we're talking about this UK fan who's a dope fiend and he's always calling us out on some bullshit. I don't
trying to
know.
call us racist and shit.
Yeah.
That shit is so fucking crazy. Man, these niggas don't know the first thing about racism. They couldn't discuss it with you.
Wait, be careful for what? What happened?
Damn, Beehive, you late?
Yeah, no, I had to step away for a second. My dog was tripping. Anyways, but wait, be careful for what? What happened?
Nah, we was talking about because Floyd Mayweather's making a lot of money, but we were talking about what happens when you make that type of money, like the type of eyes that you get on you.
Oh, what the fuck you mean? The nigga retired. Nigga fucking
Nigga, I'm
Floyd,
not
dude.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the eyes of those people who don't want you to
Yeah.
touch that type of paper.
Oh
Because
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, he fighting on a fucking helipad in Dubai, right?
Yep.
Oh shit, Floyd, nigga. You better fight with a parachute, nigga.
He's hit that fight with a parachute.
Yeah, bro. I don't want them. I mean, Floyd is a fucking asshole, but so are a lot of rich people. I don't want Floyd to get got, bro. Like I wasn't even comfortable. I wasn't even comfortable with Floyd going to that WBC convention in Mexico, to be quite honest.
In Mexico.
Yeah, I didn't even want to go to that.
Yeah, I don't trust that shit. Like,
Why is that?
bro, like you're making too much money, bro. You're not making just like 5 million,
What? Hey,
10
what
million, nigga. You
happened?
making
You
like
didn't want to
hundreds
go
of millions, bro.
for the WBC?
Yeah, I didn't want him to go down there to Mexico.
Right, you go to Mexico next, them
What?
cartel boys pull up. The same one that told Plant to
What were they?
chill out.
Hey, you're making theories now, Art, man. Man, you making theories,
Uh-huh.
but man,
Yeah,
you
you
ain't
know
gonna
what
do
I'm talking
nothing to him.
about.
Man. I don't know what you're talking about.
you know them characters that be around Canelo Alvarez.
Oh my God,
Man,
Alan, your
something.
Twitter post about Virgil Ortiz, exactly. Exactly. These niggas got the game backwards, bro. These niggas really like they got the game exactly backwards, Alan.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, because
Yeah.
Dribble made this post and said if Virgil was black, he wouldn't get this sort of disrespect. Y'all got my boy fucked up. I put false. Blair Cobbs is black, and I don't give a fuck about his weak ass. Allen put right on top of mine. He said if Virgil was black, he'd get even more disrespect. Yes, he
You
would. You
think
think,
so?
bro? They're giving Virgil Ortiz credit for a fucking a 16K 14 or 16 or 18 KO streak or whatever. Wilder was on a 40 KO streak and gets nothing but disrespect today.
Man, that is true though. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's just like I said, bro. It's the competition, and like he was already a champion. But I know what you're talking about. I think with Vergis, because like he was a prospect, slowly turning into a contender. Now he's a
Has
contender so far.
Virgil
But
has Virgil knocked out any undefeated ops?
I
yeah, he
like Virgil
has.
though. I like Virgil, but it's true. Like you got people saying that Boots ain't fighting nobody. Virgil has the better competition when it's like they're pretty much the
No,
same
I
neck and
think
neck
it's
in
about the
competition.
same. Yeah, but I feel like it depends on because I don't know, man. If you look at the resume, I don't know if it's like you can even compare it because they
Well,
both fought a
let me
champion at
ask you this, Polo.
140. Hmm.
Who do you think will fight? Who would you think will fight Jerron Ennis over Virgil Ortiz? Who do you think they would pick to fight, Boots or Virgil?
Neither.
I say people would pick Virgil
No,
before they
they
pick
would. They
Boots.
wouldn't want to fight. Nah, they would. They wouldn't
They
want to
they
fight
wouldn't want to,
Virgil.
that they wouldn't want that fight to happen. They would keep saying Boots need to fight somebody. Boots need to fight
Man,
somebody.
who's
Boots
so
need to
bro?
fight
Make it
somebody.
happen, bro. Like I said, why does
I'm
it
not
two?
talking
Why do you
about
want
you,
to see
bro.
two
I'm not talking
contenders
about
fight
you.
each other? No, no.
And now that's
That's what
not
I'm
what I
just
mean.
saying.
I mean like
Like they're
if
both
I
like.
like
Why
if you
did you
get
want them
like
before they get a title?
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you were a fighter, who do you think people would be in line to fight, Virgil or Boots?
I said,
I think they would be
to
in
be
line to
honest, I
fight
think
Virgil.
no, in my opinion, I don't think neither. Because, like I said, neither. It's a big ass risk fight. They're both knockout artists. They're definitely not going to want to fight. I don't think anybody wants to fight Virgil or fucking Boots. Man, Boots is the most skillful fighter, but I think Virgil has the. I think Virgil and Boots would be a good fight down the line. I don't know why. Like, why would they fight now? What would they get out of it? It would just be two contenders fighting. Like people didn't ask for
But
De La Hoya to Trinidad
some
right
some
away.
people
That fight got
some
made later
people
on.
Because that's a good win on Boots' resume, and it's gonna age like fine wine and show how good Boots really is. Not
that's
to
the thing
mention,
though. People say people are afraid to lose their O, but then we talk about prospects fighting, and it's like, well, that's a good fight down the line. Let's marinate that fight. And then in the
yeah,
same breath,
the
y'all
fights
say
never
y'all
get
hate
fucking
marinating
made.
fights.
But why have you
Y'all
not
say
seen a
Yeah,
y'all
big pay per view? Like look at De La Hoya versus Tito Trinidad. People didn't fight, people were want, but then they made it years later. That fight could have happened because De La Hoya wasn't a smaller weight class, but you want to give big pay per view fights. I think down the line that'll be a big ass
these
pay per view
these
fight.
these dudes can fight multiple times, but the thing is, they're around the same age. They're both uninjured. They're both undefeated. That's a mega fight with or without belts. And then when one of them gets a belt, they can fight again.
Facts, that is true. That is true. But I don't
Like
know
you
how
make
they're
it seem
gonna.
like these niggas can only fight one time and it's over. They can fight again.
Yeah, but how is that fight? What platform is that fight gonna happen on? Because like I said, bro, here where the cross promotions come in play. Boots is not gonna go to the zone, and Virgil's not gonna go to Showtime. Didn't we
Well,
go over this? Like,
that's not true because Boots fights on Showtime, but he signed independently with the Cameron Duncan, I believe. So he could fight anywhere. He's not signed with PBC.
yeah, I know he's a Showtime fighter.
Yeah, so he doesn't exclusively have to fight on show. He can go to the zone if the fight was going to be made.
Like I said, I'll see. I'll be down to see it. Like I said, probably down the line. But like I said, I don't. Either or is the best man win. But that would be a good ass fight.
Man, nobody fucking with Boots at welterweight right now. That's not a champion.
Yeah, I can arguably agree with you, bro, that you made this statement. Like
Who's fucking with him now? Really?
that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, unless there's some out of nowhere prospect that comes out of nowhere and just because like I said, that's has happened before.
Boots kind of came out of nowhere to me too.
Yeah, I knew who
When
Boots
did
was, but nobody rated him highly until like I told people about Boots, and then until they saw him against Lippin, they're like, damn, he's serious.
Lipinets was easy. That was too easy.
Man, that used to be your favorite fighter, right?
Who, Lipinets?
11 Nets. No, I'm talking about our man, 11 Nets and Andy Reese.
Hell no.
Nah, remember when we were arguing about who had the better stable when people would call you, you know what, the people, and you're like, I like,
I don't recall this. You
no, because
probably
you were
do.
like, name American fighter that's not that you like that's not American. You said Lebanese.
Oh, you said
Lipinets
who
was
I like
with
that?
Joe
Yeah, I
Gucci.
did. Yeah, I did say I like Lebanese. You're right.
I like Lipinets too, but I knew he wasn't beating no fucking boots.
Shit.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I don't think anybody that's not a champion is fucking with Boots. I think Boots will beat Ugas and Crawford. I think him and Spence is a
Ugas.
toss up.
Nah, I don't think he can beat Crawford, bro. I don't. I'm honestly don't. I think that's be a good fight, but I don't know if he's ready for that level.
No,
I
we
don't even
would just
think he
have to
beats
see though.
Ugas. We'll wait. Yeah, we'll see though. But I said after he leaves, he'll pick up a belt. But like you said, bro, like we'll see down the line. But we got to see this Ugas fight because, like I said, bro, Ugas is motivated. I see he's over here trying to get the Latino fan base. They are banned. You should see what Ugas is posting, man. He's trying to get the Rasta to support him.
I know. That's what I was saying, man. Is this a black versus black fight, or is this a Black
I
American
mean, bro,
versus Cuban?
There's Afro Latino, there's Afro Mexicans. I mean, like you
Tell
said, like.
Latinos that they seem to forget that shit.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's the thing that they don't understand. That there's just people don't understand. You understand? A lot of people are not educated. They haven't been like, there's Afro like, bro. There's legitimate black Mexicans in Mexico. Just people don't, seem to get that.
Hey, this attorney, John Ironhofer, who talks about boxing, this nigga said Hergovic has fought Alan Babic levels of opposition. Yep. Yep. And people
Yo,
talk
but
about,
what do you
oh,
think, bro? He's trying to get to the roster support, or what do you think? Because he's over here saying like, I'm with the best fighter in the world, the best. You saw that? He's trying to get the roster.
I don't
wait,
give a
who's trying
fuck
to
who
get
he trying who
who's
support he
who's
trying
Ugas,
to
trying to get the
get. That ain't.
Russo?
Ugas,
Oh,
I
Ugas.
don't give a
Ugas?
fuck who support he trying to get. That ain't gonna help him when he in there with the
That
truth.
Shit.
yeah, he speaks Spanish, so he trying to get them to not hate him because they were I forgot who was hating him. I think when he was fighting Abel Ramos, niggas was talking shit. So he he was because he got like a majority decision over Abel Ramos, so motherfuckers might have been talking shit. But yeah, Cubans always try to play that angle. Why do you think Frank Sanchez is sticking so close to Canelo? Like
What
they
were you
don't
saying,
want
bro?
to. I said Cubans always try to play that angle. Why do you think that Frank Sanchez is sticking so close to Canelo? They don't want to be black, but they look so damn black they can't help it.
I thought
I
Ugas was
mean,
a
like,
nigga when I first before he opened his mouth. I thought Ugas was a nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well,
no,
he is genetically.
Well,
He
he
just
is, but
speaks
but
Spanish.
like I thought he was like from. I thought he was FBA or something
Oh no, it's shit. No, there ain't
before
not
he
that
opened
many
his mouth.
FBA's
Yeah,
getting alopecia and shit.
that's true.
You thought he was FBA? Yeah.
Like before he opened his
yo,
mouth.
what's
Before
up?
he
I
opened his
was gonna
mouth.
ask you, what's FBA?
Like I
So
saw.
what's the difference between FBA and like? That's the thing I was gonna say. I don't really want to get, but what's FBA, bro? What's FBA? So I want to answer that because you told me that Macabuti is an FBA.
It's what it means is like foundational Black American. That means
So
you are a
American.
descend. You're a descendant of slavery. Like for an
Okay.
example, like Wilder, he's a FBA. Guys like Errol Spence, even though his mom's from Jamaica, his dad, no, his dad's from Jamaica, his mom's
That's from
here. He's an
Jamaica. He's
FBA.
FBA.
Uh, just
Charlos,
people
both
who can trace their
Charlos.
Charlos, people who can trace their bloodline to American slavery,
Okay. So like
Boots. You
I
know.
say I
like
say Dog
Boots.
Booty, the one that fight Simonosi.
Yes, yes, dog booty. Yeah, that
They're
nigga
not
trash.
FBAs. They're not being.
Hell
Okay.
no,
No,
that's why
Okay.
he's
I'm a question.
like
garbage.
So
Makabu,
how
he's
about
not
this? How about
FBA.
this?
Richard Comey's not FBA.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
not
they're.
FBA. So
It's like
so so
it's like
Karen
this.
Usman, Usman, the champion, the arguably pound for pound, he's not FBA, right? Or is he?
No,
Is
he's
Nope.
he?
not. He's not.
No,
Okay, okay, okay. I want to say that because someone had the argument like he's not he's FBA right now, but when he loses, he's not. So okay,
No, he's
I heard
never
right.
been FBA, bro,
yeah.
and he's never claimed it. He always
Never
puts the
could be.
Nigeria. Yeah, he always puts the Nigerian flag everywhere he goes. He's never claimed it. We've never claimed it. He's just a cool dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
he's a
still
good.
look at him as a black dude, of course.
Yeah, he's black,
Oh.
but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like Asia, like Asians. There's Hmongs, there's Japanese, there's
Laos.
Filipinos. They even though they all fall under the brother umbrella of
You know
Asia,
what's crazy
they
though,
all
Art?
have different cultures.
But
That's
They
why I
got
like
they got
Japanese people because they hate everyone equally. Like Japanese people don't fuck with nobody but Japanese people. They don't like pick and choose. Like they don't like white people. They don't like Chinese people. Like they hate everyone equally. And I'm like, I can appreciate that
And
because
they hate
motherfuckers.
that's
they hate if
petty
you
as
call them
hell.
Chinese.
Yeah, bro, they'll get on your
no,
ass,
they
and I'm
So
like,
we have a question.
are
So what do you
Go ahead.
they
appreciate that
got
they hate everybody?
they got mad at you when you said you said that post up and said which one is in a way.
About Inoue.
he was like,
That
oh, he's
shit was
fighting his
funny.
cousins.
Yeah, oh, he fighting his cousins though. Yeah, they was on my head for that shit.
Oh
It's like, Art man, you're racist. You always talk
You're
about
racist.
racism.
And then
You're
I
racist.
said what D Hive said, which is noodle weight, and they got fucking pissed
oh
off
no,
when I said that shit.
I said sperm.
Sperm
I said
weight.
sperm
Oh,
weight.
sperm weight. Yeah, and I said noodle
Niggas
weight. They
got
got
heated.
upset.
Dude, there's this
Niggas so
one dude on
mad.
Twitter. There's this one dude
Yeah,
on Twitter who always rides fucking Inue's dick. Like he's Inue's
I know
unpaid
exactly what you're
intern.
talking about.
I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about the intricacies of his fucking top rank contract. I know he has dual promotion. The fact of the matter is he signed under top rank and they let him be with a co-promoter who got this nigga fighting on Tuesday doing
But
fucking
that
no
was I have a
numbers.
question. That's in Japan though. They do shit like that. Their shows. I don't know why they're used to. They do their
But
shows like in
why
the
is he
middle of the
signed to
week.
an American app trying to
That's
be
what
sold to Americans?
I mean. He came to when he was with HBO. He beat but I know it's the truth, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. Even though you don't,
No, I
I
like it in a
know.
way.
Yeah, he
He's
a
a good
good
ass
fighter.
fighter.
Man, I
Well,
thought
I don't know about the truth. We got to see what's cracking with the
nah. What are you
competition
talking
side of the
about, bro?
game.
Like
I
Bro,
want to
his
see
in
him fight somebody
Nonito
that don't
Donaire,
look like
bro.
him.
He beat bro. Man, here's the thing though, bro. Why do you say he look like him? Like, all right, man. I kind of someone said it last time, and I don't know if it's true. I'm not gonna say his name, but he's like, you know why Americans don't like the lower divisions? Because there's no Americans that make noise in those divisions. And I looked at history, bro,
bro,
and I
no
don't know,
Americans
man.
compete in those
Nobody
divisions.
No,
can make
yeah,
that fucking
no,
weight.
but
Yeah,
listen,
we're not that
because it's hard, but
small.
I don't know. But yeah, that is true. That's facts. And I'm like, and I look who's been
We,
dominating. I'm like, damn, it makes sense. Because, like you said,
It's
but there's
not,
some
but
good, decent.
it's not a lot of dudes that can make that weight and that are
yeah,
Americans. So
no human male is supposed to be fighting at fucking 105 pounds. What the fuck? What?
Hell
and
yeah.
dudes get really mad when you say that. Like,
It's
and
true,
And,
and that's
but
why.
I'm
you know,
like,
And
shit. That's
honestly,
why.
the fact of the matter is the reason why them fucking divisions ain't doing no fucking numbers is because there ain't no Americans down there. That's the problem. The niggas ain't doing no
That's not
numbers.
true. That's not true. When Barrera and Morales and Marquez and Jesus Chavez were on there, they were doing numbers. I'm
They
talking
all
about
fought at they fought below 122.
no, they fought no.
Nah, all
Barrera fought
right
at
then.
118. Humberto Chiquito Gonzalez versus Michael Carver broke the
I
record.
mean, you
No,
could
there was
argue
some.
one of the best fighters in like one of the best fighters.
No,
Ricardo
and also
Lopez. He was a good fighter, but that
yeah.
wasn't making no noise back
Oh, I'm
then.
talking about from anything between 126 and lower. You guys are talking
Oh
about like
yeah, yeah.
No. I'm talking 120. I'm talking anything below 122.
118.
I consider sperm weight. Anything below 122, I consider sperm weight.
But that's crazy, bro. The only American technical that they have is like it's always a Hispanic. Because we're some Hispanics are just naturally small. Like you got Bam Bam Rodriguez. You got Michael Carvajal was up there. Ricardo Sandoval. He's
I
semi-out
heard
with the
Bam
belt.
Bam's pretty good. I heard Bam Bam's pretty good.
Yeah, he's good, bro. He's gonna be some damage.
And like I said, I don't have no problem with those weights. I like a lot of I like in a way, I like some of those fighters down in that weight. But let's be real, they not gonna make no noise over here
Well,
unless they're knocking dudes out.
I
I
want to
don't know,
see
bro,
Inoue
because
make some noise.
when Gallo fought Chocolatito, bro, they were promoting the shit out of that here, like in like the Mexican restaurants. I've never seen that since like Canelo or like when Mikey Garcia fought, like stuff like that. And like I don't see them promoting Navarrete Valdez, but when Gallo was fighting, they sure were promoting the shit out of that shit. They were playing that Gallo versus Chocolatito in the club, bro,
In what club? La
in a
Raza or
Mexican
what?
club. Yeah, the
No,
Raza,
okay.
basically.
Well, I mean, what the fuck else they gonna play? I mean,
No, what do you
that's
mean what they're
fine.
playing? They were promoting. I'm saying I haven't seen that in a while. But here's the thing with Mexican boxing, bro. It is supportive, but it's not like how do I say it? It's one of our best, but it's not like it's hard. It's not like soccer though. Even though we're not that like I don't know, people just don't support it like the same way as soccer as other shit. That's what I'm saying. Like I've
Well,
been trying to
I
go with the
support
same thing.
Mexican boxing, just not that much at sperm weight. I mean, I watch the Estrada fights and the Chocolatito fights because I'm a fan of boxing. But to be honest, I don't like.
Like
I
the
like Julio.
promotion,
I like
like they were
Julio
promoting
Cesar
it, bro.
Martinez, but you know.
Yeah, they don't even promote, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were promoting it, like, come watch a Chocolatito fight. I'm like, damn, I've not seen any other Mexican fighter besides Canelo and El Gallo get that promotion in a while, you know? Maybe here that I've seen, but, like,
It's because Canelo got that color complexion, bro. He looked like a
I
white guy.
know. Yeah, I know,
Yeah, you
right?
got the skin, the hair.
Bro, you know what's sad, bro? That's the real thing that people are struggling. You know how, like, America has the same issue with, like, Mexico basically has the same issue as well, bro. But it's like the rich versus the poor, and you know what the rich look like, you know what the poor looks like. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, they got some colorism going on.
No, but they got some races that I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've seen some, like, bro. I got called discriminated in Mexico, bro. Imagine a real, like, by and the dude that was, man, because there's some, you know, that have that Spain background. There's some that got that, but like you said, bro, there is some racism in Mexico within each other.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's going on, brother? Checkmate.
What's good,
Oh,
Check? How you doing?
here's Tank's biggest fan.
Tank's biggest fan?
Yep,
Absolutely. I'm Tank's biggest fan. I'm
yep,
Gary Antoine Russell's biggest fan.
yep,
I'm Boot's
yep,
biggest fan. I'm Earl's
yep.
biggest fan. If you're a great fighter, I'm pretty much your biggest
Yeah,
fan.
but not
Facts.
Canelo, right? Not Canelo, right?
Well,
Come
I
on,
like
man.
Canelo. I like Canelo,
Man,
but my problem with Canelo is he's very skillful, but he's not the best. He's never proven he's the
nah,
best.
he is the
He's
best, in my opinion.
He's
He's the
not the
best right
best.
now.
no,
He's
Look,
just your opinion,
yes, you're
Polo. A lot
right,
of
but
people
he's
say that
what are you
opinion,
lost.
but
looking at? Like, and then you try to say, like, bro, like, here's the thing. I'm gonna keep it right now. No
in my
fighter right
opinion,
now, besides,
Canelo.
I'm not gonna say is
Hey,
gonna do
hold up.
his numbers. What fighter
In
right now
my
is gonna
opinion,
do Canelo numbers? Like I
You're
said, bro,
talking
Spence
about
ain't gonna
doing
do that.
numbers. We're talking about skill sets.
And
It's
skill
two
set, bro.
different
If
things.
anything, bro, I'm gonna keep it 100. It's
Canelo is
Crawford that's
not
next
one
to
of the.
Canelo. Crawford and Canelo are toe to toe, and then it's Usyk. Crawford's the closest thing to be. If Crawford had a better resume at 147, it arguably would have been Crawford, but he doesn't.
But
Ever
if
since he got at
okay,
147, he hasn't done nothing. I like Spence,
let me
but bro,
ask you.
we gotta look at what they
Let me
accomplished.
ask you,
He's been at
Polo.
Yeah,
one
no argument
division.
there on that one.
Let me
Crawford
ask you,
ain't gonna
Polo.
sit at 147.
Let me ask you, Polo. Can you name
Go ahead, bro.
one? Can you name one top level fight that Canelo has dominated or
One.
separated himself in that fight?
Okay,
Just
okay.
one.
Listen, so I'm gonna tell you. So Plant was supposed to be this man with the skills. Remember, y'all. A lot of I bet you
He
were the ones that were
survived. He
saying
was.
Plant
No,
was
He,
giving
I
him
said
trouble.
top level fighter. I said,
Kyler Plant is
listen.
not top level fighter.
No,
Kyler
no,
Plant. No,
no,
no, no.
no. Plant
So
is very inexperienced, but he was bigger. He's a
no, okay,
good
okay. So what's
boxer,
the top level
but
besides?
he's
Okay, name a top
well
level fighter. Why?
a
Name a
high
top
level
level fighter.
fighter. Come
Yeah,
on, come
name a
on.
high
You
level
know, come
fighter
on,
though.
brother.
No, no. I want to hear
Come
from
on.
you. If you're gonna say, I know where you're. Like, what's a top level fighter?
We don't we don't look. We ain't going. We're going to just take Floyd out of the picture. Okay, we're not going to talk about that kindergarten
No, I'm
lesson.
not talking
Okay, we're
about
going.
Floyd. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, like
so
I said,
okay,
bro,
so
Canelo stepped up. I
okay.
haven't seen
Did he
Canelo step.
separate himself versus did he? Obviously, he didn't separate himself versus GGG because I had GGG winning both fights. The second
No,
one was
he didn't win
closer.
that fight. I rewatched it. No, Canelo won the second
Okay,
fight.
brother.
He brought it to Triple
Listen,
G.
my brother.
Listen, watch the first fight. He
But
tried
you
to
asked me a
outbox Triple
question.
G. He did what De La Hoya did against Trinidad. He did it. If you watch the De La Hoya Trinidad fight, what did De La Hoya do in the last 2 rounds that caused him to fight? Do you think Tito Trinidad beat De La Hoya?
We're talking about
No, no, I'm giving you an
Triple
example.
G and Canelo, sir.
Do you think Tito Trinidad beat De La Hoya?
I can't even recall that fight, sir.
Okay, I'll
I've
give you a
seen it,
pass.
but
I'm
I
saying I watched
can't
both fights
recall it.
yesterday, and I see why. No, Canelo won the
so
first fight by a round. The second fight, he brought it to Triple G because remember, Triple G was using this, you know,
Okay,
marketing
let's
Texas
get
style.
back.
Go, let's go forward and
Okay. Oh,
forward.
I got you, my
Triple G,
brother.
but
Okay,
I thought you guys
okay.
didn't rate Triple G. I thought it was Von Blanken. I thought. What do you think of Triple G? Do you rate
Well,
him
it's not
high?
about rating Triple G. Hey, it's not about rating Triple G. It's about what Triple G did in that fight. The first one was a clear win. The second one was closer
Your
because
opinion, I'll
Canelo
give
was
you.
the
But
aggressor.
Canelo won it though
But the
because he
second
was
one,
pushing it back and he showed his skills. Bro, he had Triple G missing it,
yeah,
bro. Triple G is a
okay.
good
Can I
fighter,
get
but he
this out, my
doesn't have
brother?
the boxing skills. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. The second was closer because Canelo was the aggressor. However, when I say who threw the most and landed the most, you know what I mean? It was Triple G. That was it. So just because a person comes forward doesn't mean that person's winning the fight. That's just like looking at, that's why you guys think Isaac Cruz beat Tank. You know what I
No.
mean?
I
Because he
rewatched
was
that fight,
coming
bro. You
forward.
you gave him the wrong rounds. Not arguably, he won the 10-11. The 12 was up for grabs, but he won the first. He won the first and second. Tank did. I rewatched it, bro. I give Tank that. I had it a draw personally, but I see why they give Tank because Tank was giving. He was showing his skills. But here's the thing, though. We were so
Oh,
used to
oh,
seeing Tank walk these guys. He walked out
but
Leo. He walked out a bigger Barrios. He didn't walk out
but
Cruz.
he
He tried.
wasn't.
Watch the fight, bro. He hit Cruz with some shots, and a
Uh,
lot of
uh,
them shots
uh,
were landing on his
He
gloves.
was starting to break
Remember,
Cruz down before he broke his
brother,
hand.
no, bro, he
brother,
was not gonna
my
hurt
brother.
Cruz.
Listen, my
Cruz even
brother.
said it.
Okay,
Cruz
calm
said
down, calm down. Let me
Tank
get.
is
Man,
not
they
gonna.
did.
No, I'm good,
Oh.
bro. No, go ahead, bro. Go
No,
ahead, bro. I
no,
don't mean
no,
to.
no. What I'm saying is, I just wanted to, what I'm saying is, when you look at people look at aggressors, that's like Montiel. People think, oh, Montiel ain't do shit. Montiel didn't even land
Montiel ain't shit,
120.
bro. You're not supposed to go 12
Montiel,
rounds with Montiel. Can you imagine
listen,
if Canelo goes
Charlo
12
threw,
rounds with?
Charlo threw 3 times, landed 3 times the amount of punches of Montiel. It wasn't double. He landed 3 times the punches of Montiel. It wasn't a close fight. He dominated. He just a
No, we
couple of
know
rounds
that.
that Montiel got some good shots in, and that's what it was. You know what I'm
But can
saying?
you
But
imagine if
every
Canelo
time,
lands those shots
okay, let
though?
me finish. Let me get this out. So every
Go ahead.
time a fighter comes forward, you guys take that. Oh, the guy. No, that's just not how it works, my brother.
I
You know what I
understand, brother.
mean?
No, not me. I understand. Like I said, Charlo definitely won the fight. No argument. But I'm saying the way he looked, and the reason why when he fought Montiel, I can't remember his name said, in between, a hard fight, you got to take a tune up. He beat Derevchenko. That was an amazing victory. He looked amazing. I'm like, damn, he can give Canelo problems. When I saw him with Montiel, I'm like, damn, you're going 12 rounds with the dude that's like, and no disrespect, I said,
How many
Montiel's a Mexican
times has
brother, but
Montiel
he
been knocked out,
sucks.
sir? How many
One
times
time
Montiel
by
been knocked out?
Munguia, and I was at
Okay,
that fight in
and
Mexico,
he
bro.
got
People thought he
knocked out,
legitimately died, bro.
and he was
It looked like he had a
147
seizure.
pounds. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and then he
listen,
was older.
he got knocked out. Was a one puncher at 147 pounds. He's a bigger, 160-pound guy. He was taller. Bigger than Charlo, whatever the case may be. He took a lot of punches. You guys, it's like this this moral victory because he lasted 12 rounds. You can't. I don't give moral victories. I look at who won and who lost. And
But
Montiel, it
when
wasn't
you
even
victory though,
close. It was a
whatever it was a close,
wipeout.
yeah. But
But
I'm
you
saying
guys
that, but
always,
it's
I'm not
who's
saying you
y'all?
guys. When I'm
Who's
saying you
y'all? Oh,
guys,
okay,
people
okay.
who don't like
No,
people
no.
who
I
don't
knew he
like
won.
Charlo, or
No, who said I don't
people
like
who are
Charlo?
anti whatever the case may be, Charlo
You're calling
anti
me anti what?
PBC. I didn't say you. That's why I'm
But
saying.
I know
That's
what you
why
mean.
I say you guys, and then I'm clarifying. People
Nah,
who are
you good, bro.
anti
You good, bro.
Charlos or anti PBC,
No, I like the
the
Charles. What do you?
Montiel this, they always bring Montiel up, and I don't get it. If you watch the fight, it was a massacre.
Yeah,
He
but bro,
got a couple
can
of
you
good
imagine
punches in when
if Canelo went 12
Charlo
rounds
had a
with?
broken hand. Listen, Charlo threw most punches he's ever thrown in his career.
He
He
traded him
landed the
with the
most
hardest
punches
he
he ever
could,
landed in his
and he
career,
couldn't get him
and
out
he
of there.
had a broken
He,
hand. Okay,
oh,
so
here we
when you
go.
look at
But
all of that, you guys, but Montiel, he just landed some good shots down the stretch after this guy was like
bro,
pretty
you're
much
not
throwing his
supposed to go
everything to
12 rounds
pitch his
with Montiel.
ticket.
That's the thing that. Can you
What do
imagine
you
if
mean you're not
Canelo went
supposed to go
12 rounds
12
with
rounds when
Montiel?
Montiel went
Bro,
12 rounds?
bro. But listen,
Dude,
the competition to compare to Charlo. Charlo has been in there with better Who has Montiel fight besides James Kirkland? That was his biggest victory, and that's why they gave him the Charlo fight. He won. Charlo won clear.
okay,
I'm just
Well,
saying, bro.
Canelo went all 12
Like,
with Chavez Jr.
come on, man. Yeah,
bro.
Chavez Jr.
But
Canelo
look,
went 12
but what did
rounds
Canelo
with
do to Chavez?
Canelo
Canelo
went 12
arguably won
rounds with
every
Callan.
round.
Come on, my
But
brother.
listen, the shots. What did Chavez land on Canelo? Did Chavez land the shots that Montiel was landing on Charlo? I did not see. I saw Canelo's face
You
clear
saw
as
a
day.
couple of rounds that Montiel landed some good shots, but he listen. The dude landed less than 150 shots. Let me bring this up. I actually sent you that. I
Bring it
remember.
up, bro.
I
Like I
think I
told
sent you
you,
that
bro.
link.
Could you imagine if Canelo went 12 rounds with Guillermo Rocky Fielding? Is Montiel better than Rocky Fielding in
Well,
Europe?
actually,
Answer my question. Answer
Canelo
my
does not
question.
have a high
Answer my
knockout rate.
question, bro. Answer.
Canelo went
Answer my
12 with
question,
Lard. Canelo went
bro.
12 with Trout.
But you're comparing Montiel. I
Canelo went
guarantee you, if
12 with
Montiel
all of
and
these guys.
Canelo
Come
fought
on.
Montiel, he would have knocked
Canelo
his
went
ass
12 with
out,
Cotto.
bro. Make
Canelo
it
went 12
happen, bro.
with
Man,
Jacobs.
let's
Has
make
Jacobs been knocked
Montiel.
out? Yes or no?
Yes.
Who win?
Has Cotto
Montiel?
been knocked out? Yes or no?
Who?
Cotto.
Kodo. Miguel Cotto.
Cotto, yeah,
Okay,
he's been knocked out.
he went 12 with Canelo.
But that was with like I said, like you're saying in different ways. Like you're trying to use, but like I said, bro, he went up. But listen to this: you can't compare Cotto with Montiel. Look, you're comparing a Hall of Famer with Montiel. Who is Juan Montiel? Is Juan Montiel a Hall of Famer? Is
How
Montiel
many
a
losses
multiple
does
win?
Montiel have?
Fought four against. I can give you the names. I can look exactly. So we can't compare. Like that was a cherry pick for Charlo, to look good and knock him out. It's the
My
fact that how
thing
he looked. He
is,
didn't look his best. Here's the thing,
So the
though. Could
losses
you
count
imagine if?
because Cotto
Yes,
got
bro,
like
bro.
what,
Who is
5
from?
losses?
But who are
Manny
the? Look
Pacquiao
at his
got 8
losses, though.
losses.
Listen,
So all
listen,
of a
listen. His
sudden you
losses, though.
can't keep
Listen,
moving the
listen,
bar. If
bro,
Montiel was
bro,
a tough
bro.
guy, he was a tough
Listen.
guy.
Look
It
at
is
his
what it
losses.
is.
Look at his losses, though. Who did Cotto
it's
lose
the
to?
same
Who did
thing with
Yeah,
Montiel
Cruz.
lose to?
Those both
Listen,
of those
listen,
dudes are tough
yeah,
guys.
man.
listen,
You
They
listen,
didn't
listen,
like
listen. Let me
listen,
look at his
okay.
Polo.
losses.
Listen,
Let me look at his
Polo.
So
losses.
for
Let
Listen.
me
you,
look at
it's
his
a
losses.
win because he went
Who is
12
Marco
rounds, not the
Reyes?
fact that he got
Who is
beat up. He
Hold on, let my dude Alan speak real quick.
I said it's to say okay. So the thing with Maul and what's his name, Montiel, and the thing with Tank and Cruz is similar things. They broke their hands. They dominated. Charlo threw 1,000 punches on him, and he was still there. They're both tough dudes. Charlo didn't look his best, but let's be real. You know, how I'll put this. They didn't look as bad as y'all try to make it look. Like these dudes are just food. You know, y'all expect something of these guys, which it's okay, but y'all can't make it seem like just because the dude survived that's like Czech said is a moral victory. They got dominated. They lost. They lost clearly. You know, so you can't really just try to make it seem like, oh well, they had one bad fight. Now what? If anything, that would mean that these guys are gonna jump to fight them, but they're not. So let's just keep it real. Like I can go ahead.
yeah, they bring up Montiel like it was a glorious victory. It's just the weirdest thing to me. If somebody, because he kept coming forward like a robot, but he was taking hellacious punishment. Like hey, you waving a flag because he lasted with Charlo. You act like Charlo knocked out everybody he's ever fought with. No, he hasn't. Charlo only has 22 knockouts. Charlo has 31 victories and 22 knockouts. That means 22 people went 12 rounds. So that means that went lasted distance. 22 people lasted distance. So that means that Montiel wasn't the first, and he won't be the last. Yeah. But let's see. When I was
Man,
coming in, you
Montiel,
guys.
do you think Montiel can beat Chavez Jr.?
Hell yeah.
no.
Montiel will
Hell
stop
no. Hell
Chavez
no.
Jr.,
No,
bro.
he
And
wouldn't.
you
Hell
know this,
no.
bro.
Hell no.
Chavez
Chavez
Jr.
is
has not only
disgraced.
been
Hell no.
stopped by a
And his
bum,
No.
but he just lost to
Who
Anderson
stopped him?
Silva in a
Anderson
fucking
Yeah,
Silva,
boxing
bro.
match, bro.
Bro, but that
and
was
that's
Chavez
the
that was
Jr.
most
is a quitter.
listen. Who
disgraceful
did not
Montiel will
display
stop.
ever.
Montiel will stop Chavez
he would
Jr.
not
Chavez
stop
Jr. is a
him. He would
quitter.
not stop him.
He'll
He's a
get
Bro,
quitter.
stopped in 8
He's a
rounds. It
quitter.
wouldn't even it
no, he
wouldn't
wouldn't.
even
The
be
Like I
dude is
said,
a
competitive.
bro.
quitter.
It wouldn't
Bro,
even
how
be
is he a
competitive.
quitter?
He'll stop Chavez
How
Jr.
is he a quitter?
He quit on Danny Jacobs. He quit. Nigga quit. He said my hand hurt. Yeah.
How is he like he was hurt?
he
Like I
He's
quit
a
in
said, he
five.
fucking
been
quitter,
there.
He,
Polo. Come on,
he
call
quit
it
in
No,
like it is.
5
He's a
rounds.
quitter.
he said he
He
couldn't
quit.
breathe. Listen, he said he couldn't breathe.
Well, he lied. First he said, "Oh, my hand.
My
I can't
nose.
continue." And yeah, and then
I
right after
can't
that, he
breathe.
got stopped by nobody. He got stopped by a fucking nobody. I still don't remember who
How
that
did he?
dude
It
is.
was a cut. It wasn't a stop. They stopped it because of headbutt. How did he get stopped? They
No
stopped it because of
excuses.
Oh, they
headbutt.
stopped because of
Listen,
a headbutt. Okay, weren't you talking shit about
Yeah, they stopped
McWilliams
it.
Arroyo for doing the same shit?
Yes,
Yeah.
bro, they stopped it.
Man, bro, he like I said, Montiel will beat his ass,
Bro,
dog.
the
He just
doctor
lost. He lost
stopped
the
it. What are you
boxing
talking
match
about,
to
bro?
fucking Anderson
Bro, he stopped
Silva.
it. Bro. Okay,
If you lose to Anderson Silva, come on, bro. Anderson Silva was over 40 and not even a professional boxer. You can't even be Anderson fucking Silva.
like I said, there is no. I can't have nothing to say about that. Like I said, Chavez was a world champion. That was a good resume look on Silva. That would be a good win from Juan Montiel. Was a champion, something that Charlo still hasn't faced at 160.
But
Charlo
listen, that's
has
another
been champion, but
talking point.
was
Hey, oh,
Julio
hold on,
Cesar
bro.
Chavez the
Yo, 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 yo,
champion?
yo,
Was
yo, yo.
Julio
He
Cesar
was a
Chavez the
champion.
champion when Canelo fought
Yes,
him?
he was, Junior. Yeah, he wasn't. He won a world title though. He was considered a champion is someone
Yeah,
that won a
Charlo
world
has
title,
fought
right?
multiple people that won a world
No, at
title, bro.
160. Who? Austin Trout
He,
and
he's
What do
fought
you
he's fought
what do you
he's
mean
fought
at
multiple people who
160?
won the world title.
who? Name him. Name him. Name him. Name him. I want to hear
I
his
I
name.
Austin
I'm I'm
Trout,
I'm
A
I'm
Rod.
Are
trying.
they hoarding the
I was gonna say
belts
I'm
from
trying to
Charlo
name
at
them, but he
160?
keeps
Yes or no?
saying
Austin
name
Trout,
them.
but when they won a
Are
world
they?
title, like
I'm
now
asking you a
after
question. Are they hoarding the belts at 160 from Charlo and Andre? Yes or no?
who's holding the belts?
You can, but you're saying who's hoarding them? The zone is hoarding them. Are
No,
they
no, no.
giving
I'm
them the
just saying who's,
opportunities?
but
You're
like I
saying
said,
he
bro, with
hasn't
boo boo,
faced
but
any
who? Listen,
champions. Listen, you
let me
got
hold on. Let me see.
GGG,
Hold on.
GGG, Murata, um, Andre. That's a different situation. It's not about you know what I mean. That's a
Oh,
whole
it's a
nother
different
situation.
situation. What's the
Well,
situation with
let me
that? Why can't we make
let me
that fight?
clarify this situation for you. We all already know the differences in the past, but the
The
thing with
promoter,
Charlo, you
yeah.
remember. I'm just gonna remember with Andre
Also,
when
Sandy
Charlo
Lara
would
is a
yo
champion. He's at
okay
160. Sandy Lara
you,
is a
but let me answer
champion.
your question,
There's
brother, you gonna let me
go
answer
ahead,
your
bro.
question? All right,
Wait, Lara's not a
so
champion at 160. He got a
okay,
Reggie.
No, but he
so
was a
you
champion.
okay,
That's a champion on his
okay.
resume. He
Eddie
won a
Hearn
champion
said when
belt.
Charlo
So
first came to
Reggie belts are now
160,
championships.
They're doing the
He
same.
won
They're
a
doing the
champion belt
thing.
at 154. He won a
They're
champion
Bro,
blackballing
at one.
Charlo.
and you just
brother.
you just said that Charlo hadn't beat anybody at 160, but you're giving Canelo credit for people who've never been champions at 160. What's the criteria, bro?
Bro, what do you
This is
He
mean?
why
said he hasn't fought any
Listen,
champ. Eddie Hearn said
this is why I just don't talk about Canelo with him, because it's gonna go around in fucking circles. There's no
Eddie
point.
Hearn
He's
how's
says
he
no
circles, bro?
fights for you,
Listen.
Charlo,
I'm
at
talking about. Listen,
160,
he
and he
fought Lara
means
when
that
nobody
because
wanted
they're
to fight
trying to.
Lara at 154. But Lara went on to win a
That
world
wasn't
title.
at
Like he's a
middleweight.
player.
You just said
That was
160.
at
That wasn't at
154. But I'm
160.
saying he's at
It was at
160. He was a
155
champion,
actually.
bro. The fact
It
he
was at
fought Lara and he was a
155.
champion.
It
He
was
was
at
at one.
155.
But listen, he fought Lara when nobody wanted to fight Lara. He fought Lara, right? Did he win
And
that
He
fight?
lost to
And
Lara.
Lara went on to
your
He
point was that
lost to
Charlo had
Lara.
fought no champions at 160, but you're naming people who never held championship belts at 160, giving credit to Canelo. So it's either one or the other, bro. This is
Bro,
why
I
I just
gave
don't talk
credit to
about Canelo
Canelo
with
fight.
you.
Listen. If he fights Lara, that'll be incredible. He was a champion, not
There's
at
no
160. But I'm saying,
point.
what champion does he fight that has won a world title in a separate weight class or in a champion that won?
How
Nobody. He
many
hasn't fought.
fights?
None of Canelo's last five opponents did
Oh
that
my
either, and it
goodness,
didn't
bro.
fucking matter. All they had was
What are you
belts. So
talking about?
let's just move on.
But listen, but they
Canelo
were
has only
champions though.
fought two
They were
fighters at
champions.
160 and
So
Listen.
was
justice
Charlo.
And they were
failed.
So let's move
Jacobs. And
on.
let's look at
That
Canelo,
doesn't work.
No,
That doesn't
listen,
work.
Polo,
no. Let's
Polo,
start this.
brother, you gotta
Let's
learn.
see. Look at.
If you ask me a question, brother, let me finish the statement before you
You
start
said,
Go
oh,
holding
but they were
using your
champions.
machine
Charlo's a
gun.
fucking champion. So it's either the championship matters or it doesn't matter and they need a resume. It's not one or the other. It's
No,
that
but
simple.
he's
That's
trying
why I
to
don't
say
like
what if
talking about
we were
Canelo.
arguing about earlier is what defines the top level fighter, and he gave me them like shit. We're looking at
Okay,
resumes, so that's how the conversation. So listen, so what if you're
let's
talking
stick
about
to that. Let's
what do
stick to
you
that. What defines
yes.
a championship level
So,
fighter?
but he was gonna say Charlo. Like, what has Charlo done to, like that's what we're looking at. But go ahead
And
and
we could do
move
that
on
about
to
anybody. We could say, what
no,
has
but he did
Yildirim done? What
no,
has
but
Billy
when is
Joe
the last
Saunders
time,
fucking done?
bro?
What has Caleb Smith done? We can do that with anybody. That's why I don't like getting into these kind of circular arguments, because it's
No,
just gonna go back and forth in circles. You're gonna move the goalpost to make Canelo look good,
like
and
I
it's
said, bro.
cool.
No, we can finish it. Like I said, bro. I can put my face. He can tell me his opinion. But he said, "Why do you think who's the best in the world?" And he was gonna tell me who did he think and why he thinks that. And that's what we got in this argument. So, checkmate. Who do you think is the best fighter in the world and why? Yo,
Excuse me, who I think, well, again, who I think is that's
yeah.
subjective. I can name 5 fighters that I love that I think are the best. You know what I mean? But when I say that there's a clear number one, I don't have a pound for pound list. That's why I destroy pound for pound list, because it's all subjective. You're going to go Canelo,
Okay.
Canelo. So that doesn't make any sense, being as though
Well,
Canelo has
let's just
lost.
use skill sets.
You
Let's
know,
start with skill sets and then
Okay,
maybe
use skills
accolades.
fight.
So
Let's use skills.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
let's use skill sets.
But
Who's
I
the best
agree
fighter in
with
the
you, bro.
world?
You know what? I agree with you. I respect your opinion. I actually do respect that. But I'm saying that why I think he's the best. And then because you said you want to see him in a 50-50 fight, and I asked him what fighters you think could give him a 50-50 fight, or like, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. There's not many fighters that are that
on Canelo's level right now. But there's fighters that can
Yeah,
definitely
but,
give him
but
a
you
fight.
keep saying on Canelo's level, but Canelo is fighting bums. He just
Bro,
went through a
how are they
whole
bums?
Euro
Listen,
bum.
bro?
He,
Listen. So the
what do you
Eurobums.
mean?
Wait,
His
wait, 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 wait.
wait,
They
well,
got
man,
so Billy Joe
listen. This is
Sanders
how
a
we're gonna do
Eurobum.
this,
Listen,
brother.
listen. So
Listen,
Kelvin Smith
when you
and
ask
Billy
me a
Joe Sanders
question, it'd be
Eurobums.
nice if you could mute your mic because you always talk over me, and I have yet to finish a
All
sentence
right, go
when
ahead,
you
go
ask me
ahead,
a
go ahead.
question.
No, this is funny. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, Canelo has not separated himself just because he just went on a Euro tour, a Euro bum run, doesn't mean anything. He only fought 2 fighters at 160, and then he cashed out. He ran. He tucked his tail and ran. Can you give me the reason why he did not fight Andre for undisputed after only fighting 2 fighters at 160?
So I'll answer you the question, not order.
Hello.
So wait. Listen. So Billy Joe Sanders and Kelvin Smith are Eurobums. Is that what you're saying? So Eurobums are fighters from Europe. So
Yes.
Russia, Ukraine. So Russians. So Artur Beterbiev is a Eurobum.
Yeah. Plan is not a
Dimitri
Euro
Bova.
bum. He's American.
No,
Plan is
listen.
not a Euro
No,
bum. He's American.
listen. So any fighter that's European, so you got to be from a certain area to be
No,
trained. So,
listen,
so
brother. That's you know you,
listen.
but
No, no,
but
no,
see,
no. I don't want to. No,
you're
no, no.
playing
You're a
with
bum. No,
semantics.
no,
Who
no, no,
cares
no,
about
no.
how I
Baby,
Bro,
who
listen. No,
cares
no.
about
I'm
semantics.
talking about
what I
Eurobums.
call
We
them?
had
That's
conversation.
don't
No,
I'm
no,
don't
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going down that
no,
rabbit
no.
hole, my
I don't
brother.
want
I asked you a
to. Bro,
question.
I'm
Can
asking
you
you. No,
give
you're
me the
calling me
reason you talk,
Eurobums.
brother? You
You
know? Do
tell,
you
bro.
realize you talk over me every time you ask me a question?
Bro, I'm answering
You
your
realize
question. So I
that?
said,
That's kind of rude, my
listen.
brother.
So
No, you
how is
asked
he?
me a
Are they
question, but I've
Eurobums?
yet
No,
to
no. How are
complete
they
a
Eurobums?
sentence
How are they
without you stepping
Eurobums?
on my words.
Bro,
Listen,
how are they Eurobums?
listen. I
So
asked you a
Eurobums.
question. I asked you a
So
question. I
I'll
asked
answer it.
you why did Canelo?
The
Yo, brother,
unification didn't happen because they wanted to mandate the
do you
IBF
hear
title.
yourself or do
He
you hear
wanted
me?
the. I can hear you,
You
bro.
can listen.
I'm
You
saying,
can listen. When you ask me a question, the polite thing to do is allow me to finish, and then you can retort once I complete my statement, sir. It's very rude, and you know what I mean. It's you know what I mean. It doesn't make any sense when you just talk over me. So again, I asked you again, why did Canelo only fight 2 fighters at 160 and then tuck his tail between his legs when he was
so
sandwiched between? I'm not done. I am not done.
go ahead,
Why
bro.
did
Go ahead.
Canelo? Why did Canelo, when he was sandwiched between Charlo and Andre, and why did he refuse to fight Andre for undisputed? What is your excuse for that?
No, I don't have any excuse. I'm gonna tell you. So he
So
fought
did
the
he
two
duck?
best. He didn't duck. But listen, he didn't duck
Wait,
Andre.
wait, wait,
He
wait,
fought the two.
it
He
was
didn't duck.
undisputed, sir.
How did he duck? Listen,
How can
sir.
you not
He
duck
had
undisputed?
he had IBF Mando that he was trying to get that
No,
WBO belt. Did you
that
not? He
has
was
nothing
trying
to
to
do
look
with
at.
it. He had
Yes, it
all the
does, bro.
belts when
Bro,
undisputed was
no.
available, sir.
They denied him the
He
undisputed
still
match. They
had
were
all
trying
the
to force
belts,
him.
sir.
Bro, they
No,
denied
he
him his
did.
request. Bro, I can show you
No,
the
they
report
did not,
article. Hold
sir.
on. Let me
No,
come back.
sir.
I
No.
gotta go in a few. Like they denied him his request to go undisputed. The WBO
No
denied him.
one denied him any
Yes, it did.
request
I'll
to
pull
go
it up. I'll pull it
undisputed.
up.
That is
They
not
denied his
true at all.
request. That's true,
That
bro.
is not.
He
He
didn't duck.
never
Listen,
requested to go undisputed. Andre was
he did.
begging for the fight. That's not true, sir.
And like I said, he went up to challenge after they denied him to fight Kovalev, which was a harder fight. So you're telling me Boo Boo can beat Kovalev? Which one's the harder fight? Boo Boo versus Canelo or
See,
Kovalev versus Canelo?
that's the thing, man. Y'all
You
would
keep
give other fighters hell for doing that. Y'all would
you keep
absolutely dismantle other fighters for doing what he did.
he only fought 2 fighters at
He was
160,
fucking
and now you're
washed.
going to Kovalev. Kovalev
Kovalev was
lost
fucking washed.
50% of his last fights. Kovalev lost 4 of his
Who did he
last 8
lose to?
fights.
So who did he lose to?
Okay. Did he lose 50% of the 4 of his last 8 fights? Yes or no?
He lost to DeAndre Ward twice, and he lost to the
Okay.
Sandra
Did he
Albert.
come
That's
off a
3.
hellacious
Did he?
fight with a yard? Did he come off a
He
hellacious fight in a less than a
he
90-day
won, bro.
turnaround with yard?
Listen.
Yes or no? Less than a
Listen. He
60-day,
accepted it.
6-week
Stop
Listen,
turnaround
he
it,
with
bro.
yard.
accepted it.
Stop it.
Listen,
See, this
bro.
is the thing that
Listen. He
look,
won.
hold up, Polo.
Listen.
Hold up, man. This is the thing. The motherfucker yesterday was talking about if moving up divisions was so easy, why don't Charlo and Andrade do it? Get the fuck out of here with that
That
bullshit, man. I'm tired of
that is
that.
facts.
This
That is
is
facts. Why?
that's fucking whack, bro. That's whack. Because if Spence were to move up instead of fighting Crawford for the last belt for undisputed, he moves up to 154 and fights somebody. Y'all would shit on him for it. A lot of people would shit on him for it. Stop it. Like y'all don't keep the same energy. You then motherfuckers gonna tell me about it's for one fighter
Who's y'all?
and it should be for the
You
next.
referring to me?
I'm not saying you, but a lot of people do this shit, man. Kovalev was shot. He almost got knocked out by Yard in that last fight. He only had a few months to prepare. It was
And
not
look
the
how
same.
it aged right
It
though.
was
Listen,
not the same.
Kovalev
Canelo
Yard
had
lasted.
he
Yard
had
is
that
gonna
chance.
challenge for
Hold
the title.
hold up, hold
Listen,
up, hold up,
listen.
hold up, hold up. He had the chance to beat Andre for undisputed and make that history faster. But instead, he ran out the division. Like that's insane. He calls Andrade a boring fighter, this and that. Oh, the fans will get mad at me if the fight's not entertaining. Like if you don't know how to cut the ring off, just say that. If you don't think you can beat Andrade, just say that. If you don't want to fight him, just say it. You don't want to fight him. Just say that you don't want to fight him.
He
Quit making up all
he
these
called Andre
excuses.
boring last year though because Andre interrupted his press
That don't
conference. When
mean
did he
nothing
call
though. He
Andre?
had a belt.
But
He had a
bro,
belt before. He
listen.
called Andre
I'm getting
boring
your point.
before that. He had a belt. It don't matter if he's boring or not. If Andre is such a terrible fighter, you could have took that belt off of him. That's an excuse, bro. Come on, you can't say
Like I
that's
told
not
you, bro.
whack.
Like I told you, bro. That is what they said. But like I said, I understand. We said we could have seen Undisputed at 160, but he got denied the request. I'm pulling the article up
He
right now.
never
I remember
requested.
after he beat Jacobs, that's the fight he was going to. Then the IBF all of a sudden they mandatory what's that Ukraine
He
dude
said
after
he would
coming up a
never
lot.
fight. He said
Bro,
he
that
would
was
never
after.
fight
That was
Andre.
fight after.
That was not.
That was
That was
after.
not.
Fight
He
the
has
article, bro. I'm
always
looking at
maintained he would not.
bro.
Remember, he
Let me
was
look at it.
Andre's mandatory when Andre was at 154. The only reason why he even got the WBA belt because Andre was stripped because of inactivity. So he refused to fight Andre when he actually had the opportunity to fight him for the
Well,
title at
let me
154.
ask everybody in the chat this. Let me ask everybody in the chat if Earl Spence beats Ugas, Crawford's the last fight. There's no stipulations. There's no Stanionis, and then Earl drops the belt, goes up to 154 or 160, and he fights like a Marauder or something. If he were to fight somebody like Marauder, would y'all consider that a duck? Everybody in the chat, is that a duck?
If he didn't fight who?
If he didn't fight
Crawford after
Bud
the
Yeah, I would consider it
and
because I mean
Art, if
you haven't cleared
I'll
out
just
your division.
Art, if everybody in the chat, can I just see everybody in the chat's response to that?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna look at the situation because, like I said, bro, they can't come to an agreement. They can't. Like I said, I don't think
No, no,
Stanionis
no,
and
no. I'm
Garcia are
not
gonna
saying no,
separate
no,
time.
no, Polo. No, 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 no.
Not
They
me.
can come to no. They can go unite. They can come to. I'm not saying you can't answer, but I'm not talking about they can't come to no agreement. Everything is good to go. Everything is set. All they have
No,
to
I
do.
don't think it's a duck. I have to see the situation. We have to see what. I don't think it's a dick now that there's nothing standing with. Then it is a duck. But if there's stuff that that they can't come to agree, there's certain like mandatories. Because I'm trying to tell you, bro, the fight at
What do you mean
147 with Spence.
I
Listen,
just said that. I
mandatory?
know, no, no.
Bro.
I just said that
Spence
there was
versus
no
Crawford
Stanio.
fight.
There's
It's not
there's
a
no stipulate.
okay,
Hold
okay,
up.
okay.
I just said there was no stipulation
But,
with the Stanionis, no Butiev, nothing like that. It was clear, set to go. All the paths led to Crawford, and he just
yeah,
moved up. He drops the belt,
and then
moves up.
yep. And
You
listen,
consider that a duck?
with yeah, that is a duck. But listen to this: Canelo had a mandatory that we're trying to force on him because he said the belt wasn't defended within a year of the IBF. That's kind of straight, and they denied him the request. He was gonna go undisputed. Like I'm telling you, bro. When he fights Andre and beats him, are you gonna give him his credit? Yes or no? Checkmate, everybody. So if he
I
fights
would
Andre
give
and
him
beats
credit
him,
whenever I
okay.
listen.
Yes, yes. What
I
did
was a
everybody in the
Canelo
comments say?
fan until he started ducking in
Bro, like I said, bro,
2018.
listen,
Okay,
listen.
when he
I want to see
start
it, but I already know the
cheating
excuses
and
when it's
start
here we go.
cheating and
Excuses.
ducking, that's
Yeah,
when I just
if
say,
he's a cheater,
okay, I got to
if he's a
look at
cheater,
him
bro,
and I
then
can't give him the
listen,
credit. I can't give him the
listen,
credit for beating up a
right?
little teeny Amir Khan. I can't give him the credit
Yeah,
for
that's
ducking
great.
out of
That's fact.
160. I can't give him
Listen,
the credit for beating an old drunker
but
Kovalev who
bro,
said he
listen,
had no
but
shot at winning because his
you
body
were
only
praising Tank
did
when he
not
beat
have
Leo.
a
You were
6 week
praising. Listen,
turnaround.
have the same energy with this fight. You were praising Tank. You were talking about Tank being this when he beat Leo. What division did Leo come from? And so you don't have this energy with Canelo. So like I said, if you're gonna hold your fight to the same
Leo,
start. When Leo
what division?
when Tank beat up, no, I don't want to hear that. Leo
Brother, you're
wasn't a
not.
130.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Listen, I don't want to hear
Can y'all
that.
hear
Yeah, I
me?
hear you.
Listen, bro, you want to
Yeah, I hear you.
like D-Hype,
Okay,
like
cool.
Alan said, hold your fighter to the same standard. You're praising
Wait,
Tank. You were saying
where
Tank
did
was
I
gonna
not hold someone to the same standard?
no,
Where
I'm
did
talking
I
about
deviate?
Allen, and I said what Allen said. Hold your fighter.
Oh,
What
okay.
I meant to say, Allen and D-Hype. What Allen and D-Hype said, bro. Hold your fighter to the same standard. When Tank knocked out Leo, that is a good ass win in paper, but I'm saying he was small. But I'm saying you're not gonna give the same respect when fucking Canelo knocked out Amir Khan. I mean, Amir Khan was a unified champion at 140, and like I
Are
said,
you
bro,
gonna
he
let me
had some good
respond?
wins. Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Amir
So the
Khan
thing
was
about Tank, first of all, Amir Khan had a butter chin. Everybody knew his chin wasn't going to hold up the Canelo. Period. Everybody knew that Amir Khan had came up from 135. Okay. Everybody
and
knew that again, and then Canelo was fighting him at one. What did he fight him at the
160.
155 catch?
No,
So
he
No, he
fought
didn't
him
fight.
at
They
full
met at
160.
155.
he fought him
He
at
did.
160. Come on,
I could,
brother.
but
Listen. So
Amir
Yeah, they
Khan
fought
I
him
was
at
think
full
he
big.
fought
one.
him. He fought him at 155. It was a catch weight.
Listen,
Right.
and
So
Leo came out at
I'm
118 though.
trying to finish. Let me do my dismount, sir. So when it comes to when it comes to Leo Santa Cruz, he has never been knocked out. You know what I mean? Never been stopped, anything like that. And he was actually the bigger guy in the ring at 5'7", longer reach, taller, same, of that nature. So Tank did not have any type of physical advantage
Oh,
in
here
that
we
ring.
go.
Okay, so there is no, you cannot. So 1 minute you praise
Oh,
Canelo for
here we
moving up
go.
and down, for moving up and jumping levels, and now all of a sudden you want to say Tank versus Leo.
No,
Tank
I'm
fought
saying that
Leo
no
at
because you said
130. Leo was the 130 champion. Okay, Leo was the
listen.
130 champion. He was a bigger guy. That's just like saying are you gonna not judge all of a sudden because Bud came from 135 that Earl's not going to give full credit? There's a difference. The reason why we said uh, Amir Khan because he has a butter chin. It's not that he went up the weight classes, it's that because he had a butter chin, like Mikey Garcia. I didn't have a problem with Mikey Garcia fighting Earl. He was what they called him number 5 pound for pound,
He
39
was a four
But
division
we
30
world
all knew.
champion.
kilos.
He was undefeated.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
and
But
he has
listen,
never been knocked out. Let me finish. He didn't have a butter chin, right? So I had no problem with that. But we knew that all Canelo had to do was,
That's nigga.
and what happened? It happened exactly
all right.
the way we knew it would
Okay, look.
happen. So
Can
that's
I
it.
go, bro? All right.
Absolutely.
So first of all, Leo started at 118, and the fact is, Amir
Leo
Khan's
was
actually
at
the same.
118 for
When
1
he
year, sir, and that was
no,
at he left
listen, he
118
started
in
at 118.
2013.
He wasn't sir. He only had one fight at 130, and he didn't even fight a real 130. He was actually
But
gifted
you
that
just
belt
mentioned
because
118.
listen, he came out for 118. You want to do that? No, but I said if you're gonna hold your fighters the same, Leo Santa Cruz was a blown featherweight that didn't even fight a real super featherweight. Look up who Miguel Flores is and what division he fights in. Sir, he didn't even fight a legitimate 130. He fought a 126er
So did Amir
at
Khan
the
fight?
So
Did Amir Khan fight above 147 before the Canelo fight?
yes, he did, but he was already at welterweight. He was already at welterweight. He was
I
already
said, but
past that
did he fight
140.
above 147?
No, he didn't. He
Above.
didn't. He was already
okay,
at one.
Okay.
He was at
okay.
147. But listen, like I said, if you're gonna hold and like I said, we all saw the knockout coming. We know that the weight difference was gonna be fucking different. We all knew Leo was gonna get
But
knocked out because Tank was just at the butt.
Leo and Mikey have never been knocked
Listen,
out before
but
Tank
listen,
and
Leo.
Mikey. I
But listen,
mean, and
what other power
those
puncher
dudes.
has Leo faced besides Tank? Name him if you actually know what
So
power
did you
puncher.
when Tank fought Barrios, the 5'10" guy who went in the ring probably weighing 160, did you say, oh, Barrios is too big for Tank?
I was saying that's gonna be a risky fight. That actually shocked me. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. I'll give him props for that Barrios fight. He picked, the number 10. Like I said, he did his thing. He broke up Barrios. He took advantage of he beat Barrios. That was a credible win because he was a smaller guy. He went up. Now here's the thing. Now if Tank say fights Crawford, would you give Crawford his credit? Would you give Crawford credit for that win? If say like a Tank fought Crawford.
Absolutely. Why would
You would
not?
give Tank his. Will you give Crawford his credit if he beat Tank?
Tank, why wouldn't I?
I,
Why
I,
wouldn't
I
I?
honestly wouldn't
If
because like I
Tank
said,
decided to go
if
up
you
to that
get
weight class and acclimating himself, why wouldn't I? Didn't Crawford come from 135? So why? So if we giving Crawford people, if we're going to give Earl credit for beating Crawford, who came out for 135, why won't we give Tank give
you,
Crawford credit for beating Tank if he beat Tank? If Tank went up to 147, I don't handicap
yeah,
fights like that.
and listen
The
with
only time I
Spence
handicap is when I know a person got a butter chin and they don't belong in there. Canelo has weight bullied his way. He created his own weight class, 155. Have you ever heard of anybody else fighting at 155, Alan?
No,
I
V?
no.
have, I have,
Who? Who fought at 155?
Miguel Cotto did a couple of times when he fought at middleweight. He fought, I think. Let me look it up. What weight they fought in? The Canelo and Miguel Cotto fight wasn't even the true middleweight fight. So did Bernard Hopkins versus I think was it Tito
155. I've never heard of somebody who was supposed to be fighting at the 154 range actually fight at 155. That you could, so he couldn't make 154. So he could have made it, but he wanted to give himself an advantage. So again, Canelo always likes to have the advantage, and he's always been the weight bully, and that's just the way he likes to roll.
Like I said, bro, he went up to 160. Like I said, he's the way, but like I said, he did something. He went up in weight. He proved he fought the best,
and he ran from
the best 160. How did he run from, bro? Listen,
he ducked
if Charlo wants to
undisputed.
fight, bro. Charlo did not have a real belt. Listen. He's not. Charlo's not gonna be the guy. I know you think that you live
he
in
fought
Kovalev
instead of fighting for undisputed, sir.
So listen. So you're saying Charlo could have beat Kovalev?
What do you mean? What, brother? What?
Listen.
See, and that's the avenue that some of these dudes like to go down. So can Charlo do it? Can Andrade do it? Like, come on now, dude. Like that don't make no sense.
Honest, bro.
And you know it don't make no sense.
That's not the discussion right now. The discussion is Canelo did not prove that he was the best at 160. Okay, Canelo did not prove he was the best at 154.
Triple G was the best guy. He beat the best guy. He beat the best guy at 168. Who was the best guy at 168 on paper?
You say he beat the best guy at 168. The best guy at 168 is Benavidez.
No,
he's the best fighter at 168.
Bro. No, he's not.
So,
on paper. No, he's not.
Okay. I asked this question.
I'm gonna finish up. I gotta get going, bro. I'll come back in the stream a bit. I gotta listen. He beat Triple G, that was the best guy, 160, and he beat the second best guy, which was Daniel Jacobs. Am I correct?
He did not beat Triple G, sir.
Yes, he did. In my opinion. In your opinion, you didn't. Like I said, but you have an opinion. I think he beat Triple G. Like I said, there's fights that you.
Well, judge was suspended because of the bad score judging.
But listen. He beat Triple G that second fight. He beat Triple G the second fight. He beat him. He beat Jacobs, right? Two of the best middleweights. He went up to 168, fought the best.
You are a super fan,
super
brother.
Middleweight. Bro, you're a super fan of Tank.
Listen, I have no problem with saying who my favorite fighters are, but I am not going to give them unfair advantages in fights that they didn't win.
Look at Tank's resume at his age, and look at what Canelo has done at that age. Exactly.
Okay, we did that. Didn't we do this before?
Canelo was building a brand. Canelo was building.
Okay, listen. Bro. How many championships did Canelo have at his 27 fight or 26 fight?
First of all, so you're talking about listen.
No. You wanted to compare Canelo and Tank, right? You want to compare Canelo and Tank, right? So at 26 fights, Tank has captured some version of a belt in 3 different weight classes at 26 fights, and he's had 5 different championships. You asked me, brother. You asked me a question. That doesn't mean you roll over me and do you not want the answer? You asked me you wanted to compare them. Canelo did not do anything that Tank has done at this stage at 26 fights. He didn't do it. Was he a champion at 26 fights? Yes or no?
He wasn't a champion, but bro, look at his resume.
So when you compare, Canelo has 60 fights. You think you're proud of trying to make a comparison to somebody who has 60 fights versus somebody who has only 26 fights. And I'm saying that person has only 26 fights. If you compare them at the 26 fight stage, Tank is more accomplished than Canelo was at 26 fights. Is
lesser fights. Yeah, that's correct.
Is that true or no? Is that true or false?
Listen. So
I asked you a question. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Let me get a true or false.
He's he's more accomplished at less fights, but not at age though. You want to compare fights? He's not. How many division champions?
The age has to do with it. Bro, what does the age have to do with anything?
Listen, you said, bro, he was building a brand. He's building a brand. When Canelo was doing the same thing, you were probably talking down on him when Canelo was doing what Tank was doing.
I didn't talk down, brother. You got this notion that I hate Canelo. I hate the politics around Canelo. I hate the artificial anointing around Canelo. I don't hate Canelo. I just don't think he's the best fighter at any division. In my opinion,
that's your opinion. Like I said, bro, he proved he's doing stuff. He's jumping.
But you asked me the question, so I'm just giving you the response.
No, I understand, but
You can
Respect
wave the Canelo flag all you want, but as long as Canelo keep running around these fighters and ducking them and like
like I
landmines,
said,
he
bro,
will
when he
never be
beats him,
great. He will
bro,
never
when he
be considered
beats
the
him,
greatest
when
in
he
his
beats him,
division.
I already know the excuses. He had this much weight. It was
Now,
the
when he
plan. I
beats him,
already
Polo,
know.
No, he
nobody
beat.
on
No,
here
I
will
want to
not give
hear
him
that.
full
No,
credit.
listen.
No, listen, you're
Nobody
not
will
listening. You're
full
not
credit.
listening
No,
to me. When he beats those guys, everybody on his panel will give him full credit.
Okay. Hey, check
100%.
me. I got a question. Check me. Who did you have versus
Yes,
the
sir.
Plant versus Canelo fight? Who did you have in that fight? And be honest.
I bet money that Plant was gonna win, and I lost.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Okay. Another one.
Why did
Another
I?
one. See.
Why did I bet this? Why did I bet? Well, listen. The first of all,
Exactly. And that
the
remember
reason why I
Canelo was
bet is
ducking
that
Plant
first
too.
of all, Plant was. I had Plant winning at the time of the stoppage. Okay, Plant was giving up the body. It's not like Canelo was beating him. Canelo was getting free shots, but I had Plant ahead at the time of the stoppage. So Canelo did what he did, and
That's
congratulations. That was
yep.
no
Yep. Okay.
excuses. It was
Okay.
what Plant didn't do, and it was what
Okay. So
Canelo did. That's it.
okay.
Canelo
But you give
won. There's
Cornetto
no excuses.
okay, I like that. I respect that. Okay. See, exactly. So, people were saying he was ducking Plant. He fought Plant and beat him. Now when he beats Charlo and stuff, are you're gonna give you said it first. No excuses, right?
If
No,
Canelo beat
that
if
Clan
Canelo beat Charlo, guess what? I would say that he's the best 1-6 or whatever. Yeah, he beat Charlo.
hey, and I
Congratulations. I
was
have
and
never.
listen, we've all been wrong. We've all like I said, the day that Charlo and Canelo fights, my brother, I want to bet money with you that Canelo will beat him. I want to bet money. If you're down, let's put out big money, bro. That
Brother,
I know that Canelo.
brother, I'm a professional gambler.
Bro, I'm a professional. Ask Art, man. How many picks I had,
I win
bro?
thousands, brother. I win thousands a year gambling.
Bro, I
I
know how to
win
do this,
thousands
bro.
and
We could do
thousands
this.
of dollars
And don't
a
worry,
year.
bro. I'm not these clowns that block people that run away. I'll pay you. I'll give you my cash app. Like I said, I'm a man of my word. I don't want my street to be like he doesn't pay his. Trust me, I got you. But anyways, like I said, so you thought, and I'm gonna ask you another one. So if you thought Triple G beat Canelo first, that's your opinion. I'm gonna ask you another one. Now that you're on it, when Castaño fought Little Charlo, who did you have winning in that fight? Be honest. Who did you have
I
winning
had
in that fight?
Charlo.
You had Charlo
Charlo.
winning that fight? Okay, like I
Yes,
said,
sir.
that's your opinion. I had Castaño. Why did you have
But
Charlo
but
winning that fight?
but
But
why?
no, I want to hear
Okay,
it.
you asked me.
Exactly.
Let me answer. You said why did I have Charlo winning? Well, first of all, Charlo pretty much controlled like 90% of the rounds. Every time Castaño got off, it was like when Charlo went against the rope, the last 30 seconds of the fight, he got some flurries. All of those fights, all those punches were not landing. So therefore, I don't know what you were looking at, but Charlo dominated 90% of those rounds. You know what I mean? Other than that, that's the only time when they were
And,
in the center of the ring. That was Charlo's fight.
and I have another
Let me finish.
question.
Charlo almost had him out in two separate occasions, or two or three separate occasions. Okay, so when you guys saying that, you look at he landed a couple of good shots against Charlo against the ropes, and you guys, oh, he won.
Uh,
No, he
and a
did
couple of
not.
shots? Only a couple of shots? Only a couple of
A
shots? And
couple
he
of good shots,
only.
yeah. Throughout
Okay.
throughout the fight, you can name a couple of rounds where he had a couple of good flurries, whatever the case
Man,
may
I
be.
want
But
to.
so I don't understand why you can say that he won, because I didn't see him winning.
Okay.
When a
I didn't see
guy's
Charlo.
controlling 90% of the round in the 30 seconds, and Charlo dumbass get on the ropes and let him flurry, whatever the case may be, that's what the eyes and the judges and the public are going to see. Like, he's doing, but you got to
Man.
really count those punches, my brother.
Okay, I understand, bro. Here's the thing, bro. I have another question. Since you're older than me, you probably how does boxing get scored? Because like I said, we look at stats, they don't matter. How does a boxing match get scored? So this is what I've if a fighter lands a fight and everything and jabs and body shots and everything, how do we score fights? It doesn't matter because I look at the stats. Castaño all landed Charlo and everything, but how do we score fights though? That's the thing I want to know. Like example, another Brandon Figueroa versus Fulton. He landed Fulton in
Effective
every single.
aggression, clean punching, ring generalship.
So Castaño didn't have
That's how you.
aggressive
That's how
punching, and then also like I said, that's the thing with
effective
that.
aggression. Effective aggression, Polo. It has to be effective. You can't just be aggressive. Clean punches matter, and ring
Okay.
generalship.
Okay.
Well,
Stephen Fulton landed the cleaner punches. His aggression was effective, and he had
Oh
ring
shit, he
generalship.
trying to say Figueroa won
hey,
some
to
shit.
be honest with you, Alan, I got to be honest with you guys. That was too much for me, because it wasn't no skill in that. It was just like It was just a rock'em sock'em robot type of fight, right? So
yeah.
Well,
I get
there
turned
was
off.
skill on Fulton's end.
Well, Fulton, because he had to dodge a lot of punches. He had to dodge 1,000 punches. So, but with that, I like tactical skill and of course aggression mixed in. But when you just throw,
Like,
swing,
would you call check? Would you call
just,
Porter and would you call Porter and Spence versus Porter a tactical war?
Spence
Or would you-
versus Porter, it was a war. It was all out war to me. It was all out war. I mean, to me, that was a war. Porter versus Bud, that was a tactical fight. But
Yep.
Spence versus
I wouldn't call
but
no.
Spence
Well, I
versus
say
Porter,
my
to me, was
opinion
a
on
war.
my opinion of Stephen Fulton was he was tactical. He was very technical on the inside. Same thing with Spence. Like they were both tactical on the inside, and it's little nuances that you can see. You know,
Well, actually, his he wasn't just throwing blindly. The punches that he landed, he was going to the body strategically, and his placement was strategic. You know, he threw 734 punches. You know what I mean? He didn't throw 1,000 blistering blind punches like he did against Mikey Garcia when he threw 1,082 punches. You know what I mean? But again, but that wasn't when he threw 1,082 punches against Mikey Garcia. That was a different caliber than Figueroa. When Figueroa threw 1,000 punches, he was just throwing, swinging. When Earl was throwing 1,082 punches, it was very tactical.
Yo, bro.
Yes, sir.
So what I was gonna tell you is that when you say anti-PVC, I understand where you're coming from. When people say it's just the thing with why, you know, especially with, you know, Mexicans and Latinos, a lot of you are not fans of PVC is because there's been some questionable decisions. An example, look at, you know, I pointed Castaño Charlo. We already got over that. Another example, who did you have winning in the Ugas versus Porter fight?
I had Ugas winning.
Didn't you say Valdez beat Conceição?
I said it was a draw.
Say that.
Yeah.
I said he beat him.
I said it was a draw. I said it was a draw.
Oh, hell no, bro. That shit was a straight up robbery.
No,
it's a fucking robbery, bro.
That was fucking robbery.
No, listen. There was
highway robbery.
Listen, how are you showboating?
Oh, fuck no, bro.
Nah,
that's some cap right there, dog.
But and like I said, it's just sometimes like it's shit like that, and it's like bullshit ass cards like. That people don't like. I like PBC.
But do you realize there's more Mexican fighters on PBC that are getting there's more Mexican fighters?
Name him. I want.
You don't got to name them, but you look at every card. You don't have to name it. If you look at
that Juneteenth card was a fucking disgrace.
That was horrible, and that little nasty, disgusting belt they gave him with the chain. So you want to remind them of slavery,
fucking
right? But you give Canelo all these beautiful belts. Oh, the native made these. Oh, look at these wonderful belts today, and you give them a belt with fucking chains on it. That was so disgusting and degrading. And
I don't know why Charlo didn't slap the shit out of. I would have slapped the shit out of this shit with that fucking belt.
That was this. I was personally offended. Like, why would you put chains on the belts? Don't you know the natives of Mexican as well were also chained as well? They were enslaved. Won't you give Canelo a native belt with chains on it? You know what I mean? No. So anyway, but again, PBC is more Mexican fighters than black fighters.
No, I don't think so.
Listen, bro. Listen.
I'm gonna keep
you don't agree.
It's not about what you think, Paulo. It's about
it's the truth. You guys can't name the fighters. Here's the thing, though. Y'all can't name the fighters.
We can name every fucking fighter.
Name the fighters, my brother.
Exactly. What fighters?
Listen, bro. Listen.
There ain't no Canelo on PBC. Listen, my brother.
Listen, Polo. I live in Arizona. Listen. I live in Arizona. I spend a lot of my holidays with my adopted Mexican families who adopted me.
I like that, bro.
And I go to church with and all these things.
And I hope they show you respect.
Well, listen, I've been out here 10 years. They show, again, this is my home. I'm never going back to the East Coast. But my point is this, okay? I have nothing but love and respect for the Mexican culture and the Mexican people. You know, Mexican boxing fans, it's a whole nother story when it comes to their attitudes on Twitter. I don't see those type of people in Arizona. I didn't see those type of people, you know what I mean? All the places that I've known and Mexicans that I've dated or whatever the case may be, you know, all over the country. You know what I mean? So my thing is this. You look at PBC as just a black because it has a black owner. even though it has more Mexican and Hispanic fighters than black. Every single card. I want you keep asking the name. I want you to go look at those cards and look at those names. Okay. So
But you said
if
they're
PBC
pushing
is
them more
giving
than. No, they do have, like I said, Mexican fighters. But why are they pushing them like? Because you made it seem like they're pushing more Mexican fighters than black. I don't think that's
they
true
are
because, like I said, you
pushing
couldn't
more
even how
Mexican fighters
name
than
a
black,
fighter,
sir.
name a fighter, bro. That's a
It
star.
just so happened that you know the names of the high profile black American fighters because they have elite skill sets. And people like their skills and what they bring into the label. Don't
So
get
what
me
you're saying?
wrong.
You're
There's a
saying,
lot
but
of
listen,
bums. There's some bum black American fighters.
so you're
They're
saying
bum fighters
Mexican
in every
fighters don't
culture,
got
sir.
skills like that? Like I said, bro.
There are
Listen, I'm
bum
not trying to
fighters in
put.
every culture. Plenty of
Yeah,
black
listen,
American bum
but
fighters.
there's like I said, but it's not that.
Then we
It's
just
just
watched
maybe
the
PBC.
heavyweight bums. Then we watched those coffee fight when they were staring at each other, waiting for each other to. That was one of the worst displays
Listen,
of boxing I've ever seen.
and
They're
that was
both
pay per
bums.
view, and that was pay per view, and that was pay per view, and
Okay,
that was pay per
okay, but they were still bums.
Listen, PBC
Oh,
might
speaking
not
of
have
bums,
the
hey,
best.
real quick, while it's fresh on my mind, you guys know I had this debate with this guy who said that he was trying to tell me Comey was elite. He
Who
was
said
telling me
Comey is
Richard
elite?
Comey is an elite fighter. I'm like, no, he's not.
Who told
This
you
dude
that?
has been arguing with me all day. His name is Carlito. Carlito. If you look at,
Man,
he's
I'm
been
with them,
arguing with
bro.
me like all day about telling me how and why. Because he says he's African, right? And so he has, oh, you're against African fight. You're supposed to be pro black. I said I'm pro fighter. I'm first of all, I'm pro American. Okay. But because the conversation started because I said, well, the reason why African fighters aren't elite is because they don't have elite training and they don't have they don't grow up with elite competition
Osuma
like
Nelson was a
black.
beast. Osuma
Listen,
He
Nelson.
was a beast.
you're gonna have a certain John Mugabe the Beast was a beast. Okay, you're gonna have certain fighters that the cream that rise to the crop, but on a whole, because they don't have that, you know what I mean, the competition that black Americans have and things of that nature, they're not going to fare well. And that's the reason why African fighters generally don't fare well, because they don't have elite trainers training them and and elevating that skill. They're naturally athletic and gifted that way, but they're not really, you don't see a lot of high
The
level
training
skill
isn't.
because of the training. So yeah, so his whole thing was Richard Comey was elite. And I've been like, and I
No,
told my
Richard.
band, I banned him to the kids table. So I banished him to the kids table. You are not allowed to ever talk boxing with me again.
Yeah, anyways. But like I said, with PBC, the thing is, bro, like they have good Mexican fighters. They don't have the best Mexican fighters, but they got Mexican fighters. Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. I think Top Rank has and Matchroom and Golden Boy have better, but PBC got a couple, like, they got Leo Santa Cruz, they got fucking Carlos Castro. He left Top Rank. They got some decent, not always the best, but they got, Carlos Castro arguably I think can give Fulton a run for his money. What's that dude? If Luis Neri gets his shit together, he can make some damage. But like I said, they might always not have the best, but you're right, they do got Mexican fighters. The thing is, sometimes they do got a lot of bums, though. I'm not gonna lie, bum Mexican fighters, though. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, checkmate. Yo,
Bro, listen, I hate the fact that even boxing has become this racial thing, because I'm not a racist. And so I even, it bothers me that, and I was Mexicans fans really eggs this up. You know what I mean? And then especially,
it goes
let
both ways, bro.
somebody.
It goes both ways, my brother. I seen
I'm
it with
talking
you,
about
kid.
for me personally. Listen,
I personally go
you know what I mean?
bro.
Listen,
I'm a boxing fan. I don't, like I said, I got into Twitter and, like, an example, like, I'm not gonna ask, but like, what I'm asking you guys this because I've heard story. I don't really look up what's the LDBC.
I'm not
Lions Den boxing
I'm not a
community.
part of any
But
Lions
like,
Den, but I'm not a part of
but like, why if I've heard like a lot
anybody's
of like,
crew.
and I've seen a couple, but I'm saying I don't really, like I said, bro. I'm more of an MMA guy. But I've seen in MMA, I don't see this shit. I don't see this. I'm in groups, and the only time I ever seen when Cain Velasquez was a champion, and he's a Mexican descent, and I see why there was a bit of racism. But other than that, I've never seen racism in MMA, and I do hate that boxing has turned into this.
MMA is white dominated, dude.
Nah, I don't
It's
think
like
I wouldn't say that because
it's like
right now I got
a lot of white
no. It's a
fans
lot of
gravitate towards
interest.
MMA.
But listen, you
A
got
lot of white
What's
fans
Russians,
up,
you
you
gravitate
got
who
towards
breach,
it.
my brother?
But like I said, it depends on how you look at it, though. The thing is, it's not about that. It's like you can be proud of your countrymen and where they present, but I
Oh
do
my
agree with you, like
god, what the
with the
fuck?
race. So me or what do
That
you?
is no. I'm on Twitter right now.
Oh, but I'm saying I know what you mean. Like, if example, if Canelo wins, that's a victory to whoever supports him into Mexico. Even though some Mexican fans might not like him, it's like you should be proud of where
But the
you're
thing
from
is,
and like
Polo,
your
I
experience. But I know what you mean. That race thing is
listen,
kind of stupid. Like I,
listen to this. I'm not gonna sit up here and down nobody for backing their countrymen. I'm not gonna sit up here and down nobody for supporting, their fighters. Like that's not me. I respect it, but at the same time, you can't do expect. You can't. I can't do that, and then you expect me to be like I still have to support everybody. I don't. I'll tell you, I don't. I
yeah, you.
support black
I
fighters.
can say,
I it's
and you
it's
can.
it's not a racist thing, but I'm gonna have to support my own because
Right,
Polo. If you knew how
your
many
support.
people I can talk to you and we can disagree on Canelo and we don't call each other names or nothing like that. But you know how many dudes have went in my inbox? I've been on
Oh,
channels
and
and
you.
dudes call just scroll. They spam shit like monkeys, monkey emojis, bananas, and this like that. The N word, all that stuff for a difference of
Yeah, that's not
opinion.
right, bro. That's definitely not right. You don't
But
see me getting mad.
that's
We have
this.
disagreements.
I know, Polo, and I know, but a lot of people don't think like that. A lot of people have that mindset where they can spout whatever racist bullshit they want to you, but they'll call me racist for supporting a black American fighter or a black fighter. Period. I'm not saying that like I rarely see black people go that level, and that's just in general. Like in anything, we don't go that level. I let people
And, and,
support their own. It doesn't matter to
and you
me,
know what?
but
And also I've seen,
And you know
bro.
what's
The
so
thing
crazy,
is,
Alan? Is because we're American, okay? We're
yeah,
American, but yet people like people. You Polo, were you born in America?
yeah. I was born in America, bro. I'm both.
Okay, so you're
I got
American, but guess what?
and
You will always root for Mexicans. So
that's the facts.
you will wave a Mexican flag and root for your Mexican, but as an American, you know what I mean. You even though you're American, you will root for someone across the border, even though this is your home.
Yeah, but listen
Okay,
to this.
so
That's not
so
always the
Black
facts, though.
America
Here's the thing.
fighters always face this thing where okay, we're American, but yet we'll still face racism from other ethnicities within inside of America. Whereas with the UK, those guys are always going for UK, Mexicans are always going for Mexicans. But again, especially when it comes to Black Americans, and you mentioned something about the LGBTC. The reason why they exist in the first place is because to bring light to the injustices, with the racism that is in boxing, with the MBF list, the no black fighters list, and things of that nature. Okay,
Yo, I'm
there's
gonna
been
keep
a
it 100.
whitewashing and a Hispanic washing of boxing since Bob Arum started doing the racial segregation in the 90s. Okay, so other than that, everybody, I don't care if you're Mexican, you love Mike Tyson. If you're a white
Yeah, hell
American,
yeah.
you love Mike Tyson. If you was Russian, you love Mike Tyson. If you was Mexican, doesn't matter who you are, you love Roy Jones. You love Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay,
And Roy
you
Jones
love these
Jr.
Muhammad,
failed the
you
test.
love these icons, right? So Bob Arum created this system, the no black fighters list in the 90s with Top Rank, which he started going ahead and this is one of the reasons why Bud Crawford has suffered is because he's been a part of
Yo,
that MBF list where they decided to artificially sabotage his career in order to anoint it in a way
they
Loma
do it with,
and things
bro.
of
They
that
do it
nature.
with Mexican fighters too. They got a list as well. That it's not talked about. An example: how many times did they screw Marcus? Who scored Marcus? Who cheated Marcus? What was the name of the promoter?
No, no,
When
no,
Marcus,
no.
yep, they got the list. When
Is there a
Marcus
fighter?
cheated, who's
Is
sitting?
there a
Listen,
black American
Marcus
fighter
got
who
cheated.
refused to fight Marquez? Is there a black American fighter who refused to fight Marquez?
Bro, you want to go, bro? You want to go? Like I said, there's actually in history there actually was. I can't remember his name. They did it to a lot of Mexican fighters back in the day. Did too. When Barrera versus McKinney, that fight wasn't supposed to happen. They were edged McKinney. You know who Kenny McKinney is? Olympus. He was supposed to fight Barrera. So they do it too as
all of
well, bro. But I
Okay,
say
but
both
listen,
fighters,
but
bro. But
I
I've
was
seen it
wanted
with
to
them,
point
bro.
out to
They
the
do
point
do it.
Alan said, but I wanted the point is Alan said as a black American, he's proud of his black American fighters, he roots for his black American fighters. As a black
That's
American,
facts.
I love my black American fighters. I love all fighters, but yeah, I would say 90% of my favorite fighters are black American fighters. But a great fighter, no matter who they are, no matter what their ethnic group, if you're a great fighter, I'm going to acknowledge you, I'm going to cherish you. Manny Pacquiao is in my top 10 of all favorite all times because of his bravery, because of his heart, because of the fact that he never turned down anyone. He fought everybody, you know what I mean, in his prime and things of that nature. So this is so again, Manny Pacquiao's Filipino. Okay, I love Manny Pacquiao. Okay, I can name other fighters, but my point is, if the majority of fighters I like are Black American because of the style that I like. I like the slick boxers with pop. You know what I'm saying? This is the style, Mexican style. I told you guys the Figueroa fight. I was getting anxiety
Did you
watching
like?
that fight. It was too much. Too much.
Did you like Julio
I had
Cesar
to turn
Chavez?
away. I tuned out to it. It was too much. I can't handle all of that.
Did you like
A
Julio Cesar
thousand punches
Chavez and
around.
Barrera
It
Marquez?
just
Did, did you ever see Julio Cesar Chavez, Eric Morales, Barrera? Did you like their style?
I like Salvador
Barrera,
Sanchez. I like
of
Finito
course.
Lopez.
I listen. I like Barrera. I like who's this Cesar Chavez. I like those fighters. Those are brave warriors. Those are fighters who fought everybody. Those fighters who proved themselves to be great. Those fighters didn't duck anybody. Okay, that's when you raise your hand because that's about the sport. They gave to the sport. However, today's fighters like to dance around landmines and don't want to be the best. And I come from the era that you beat the best fight the best on some King of the Hill shit just to prove that they're the best. I want to be the number one. You think you're the best? Now come on, I'm gonna
Yep.
fight you. Your favorite fighter, don't do that. Your favorite fighter, oh no, you're no good. Oh, you're boring. No, Canelo has insulted Benavidez, Charlo, and Andre. You know what I mean? But
Wait, what
but
did
but
he
yeah,
say
he
about
want to fight,
Charlo though? Did he assault Charlo?
huh?
Where did he assault Charlo? I think he assaulted. He didn't assault Benavidez directly. He said, "I don't get." He assaulted Demetrius Andre. I saw it on
No,
video
no,
because
no.
of
This
that
is
shit.
what when he says he said, "What has he done? What has he done? Who has he fought?" This is what they always say. What has he done? Who has he fought? Well, guess what? Nigga, if you don't fight me, how else am I gonna build a resume? That's the
Yeah.
problem with Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis has 28 fights, and it's sad that he's just getting his acknowledgement because the fact of the matter is people were avoiding him. Okay, but now you guys just know him, Boots. I've been screaming Boots names for the last few years. I've been screaming Gary Antoine. Do you know who Gary Antoine Russell is?
Yeah, the 140. Hell yeah, he's a beast, bro. I think
Okay,
he's the
but
best
guess
one.
what? But he's 14 and 0, 14 KOs. But when they would talk about these KO streaks, you know who they talk about? They were talking
Who?
about um um uh
Better be
Virgil
Virgil
Ortiz
Ortiz.
Jr. and Edgar Berlanga. Oh, they got these knockout streaks. Well, guess what? You got this guy, Gary Antoine Russell. He's doing the same thing and fighting the same level of competition, but you guys don't acknowledge him. That's when that MBF list, that's when we don't want to acknowledge it because we don't want to push him. You know how many listen, there's boxing media writers and they DM me and we have conversations, sidebar conversations and stuff like that. And I
Bro,
ask
but
them,
here's the thing though.
why don't you guys why don't you guys bring these guys up? And they said, oh, I bring them up. I said, well, no. I said, in order for boxing to grow, we need the boxing media need to actually, be
Listen,
accustomed to this new crop. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you
yo, and I
guys,
can
it's
say,
up to you guys to put them out there.
you listen. There's
So
another fighter, and like another example of Mexican fighters that it happens to. I'm gonna name you one, and I can say, what do you think of him? And I'll tell you the facts. Suda Ramirez. Do you ever see the media talk about him? Suda is a 175er. When he was at 160, you think both Darrell brothers, Caleb Plant, Usu Tagi, and yeah, those four, because Benavidez just lost his title and it was Darrell. So you think any of those
Zerto,
guys would have beat Surdo at 160? Any of them guys would have beat him?
Zerto was okay, brother. He didn't look great his last fight. I
He
tell you
beat
that.
Jesse Hart. Hey, he beat the Cuban, but I'm telling you, bro, he was ducked. He was ducked. He was avoided. Why do you think? And a lot of Canelo fans say such. You know why they say such? Because they're scared that He beats Canelo in another. Like I'm telling you, bro, he's been blackballed. They don't now that he's with Golden Boy. He's getting. I mean, he didn't look good, but he beat the dude that was, you know, a 175.
He was a top rank earlier though, right, Polo?
Yeah, but they were blackballing him. Bob Arum did not want him. Was giving him the fights that he wanted. He was trying to get these Eastern European fighters, and he was trying to put him the best fight that I think I've
you
seen.
acknowledge the Eastern. Oh,
Yep.
so you acknowledge that the artificial
Yeah.
anointing. Way to go.
Yep. Bro,
Way to
listen.
go.
When he was at 168, when did Bob Arum, who was he pushing for? He beat the guy like years ago that gave Joe Smith hell. I can't pronounce his name, the Russian dude. He beat him, and he beat him clear. I'm saying they were blackballing Curo. Now he's with Golden Boy. People are starting to realize, like, damn, this might be Canelo's next like future opponent. And I told everybody, Suro's gonna be Bilbo. He's gonna make noise, and people cannot believe me. But I'm telling you, bro, Suro's gonna do damage. Like that's a dude, you know. And look when he fought Hart. People said he wasn't gonna beat Hart. He beat Hart both fights convincingly. And don't sit here and tell me Hart did not beat him. He won both fights convincingly. You know Jesse Hart?
No, I'm not familiar with Jesse Hart.
He's from
I
Philadelphia.
know he is.
Yeah, but after that fight, Jesse Hart was never the same. But I'm saying Curo was blackballed at top rank, bro.
Is Jesse Hart still fighting?
Yeah, he's still fighting, bro. He fought Joe Smith, which was a close fight. He gave Joe Smith,
Jesse
but
Hart.
he's from Philadelphia. He was
okay.
with,
Okay. I vaguely remember seeing that fight, but Jesse again. If it's a fringe guy, listen, brother. I'm attracted to greatness. I'm attracted to the potential of greatness. So this is the reason why I jump on guys early. You know, this is the reason why, again, when I saw Tank, when I saw Tank fight on Spike TV, I was a fan when he was 8-0. You know what I'm saying? And I've been a fan ever since. When I saw just the other day, I saw the guy Frank Martin. I'm like, oh my God, this guy blew me away. I think that was the first time I ever seen Frank Martin fight. Instantly, I'm thinking this guy, he's 14-0, 11 KOs, but this guy is polished. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but again, it doesn't. I'm thinking those guys, but
yep. But like you said, bro, it happens to Mexican fighters. I gave you an example of Surdo. They're trying to do it to another dude. They do it in the smaller divisions too, bro. An example, this dude named Vanilla Lopez. He's the IBF mandatory. He beat a British dude. Guess what they're trying to do? You keep
when I see greatness, I'm gravitate towards greatness, sir. I don't follow trends. I don't go on the bandwagon. If somebody give me their pound for pound list, I shred it apart because it's all subjective. It's never objective. It's all subjective because it's your favorite fighter. You want to have a reason to scoop your favorite fighter. There's no reason in the world why people should put Inoue ahead of Errol Spence and in some place even ahead of you know, they was having Inoue number 2 pound for pound. Like, how do you do that? But again, this because it's all about artificial anointing. You know what I'm saying?
I
so I don't follow those pound for pound
divisions. Yeah, you're right. But here's the thing, though. He jumped weight to weight. Spence has only been at welterweight. That's not his fault.
What did Marvin? It doesn't matter. If how many weights have GGG? How many weights have GGG jumped and he was number 1 pound for pound? Stop. Yeah, okay, you know he's only been 160.
He never jumped once. And
he's only been
you know how he got pound for pound status?
Right.
But he got pound for pound status by beating Dominic Wade.
Pound for pound is about pound for pound has nothing to do with how many weight divisions you jump. Pound for pound have everything to do with your skill level, and you know, based on if you were the same weight as this guy, based on your skill, who would win. But you guys, you know, always you want to make because he got this, he got that. But then when we bring up Leo Santa Cruz, that was Tank's best opponent. Loma never fought a guy who had, you know, those accolades. Oh no, Leo's this, Leo's that. So Leo's a Hall of Famer, but you guys blow him down because
you're the one that said it. Yep, Leo is a Hall of Famer. I was just talking to them. I said, which is a better win, Pedraza or Leo? And I said,
y'all want to hear what Ryan Garcia's manager says?
Yeah. So
what did he say?
No, what did he say?
Come back fight.
Listen to this. That Isaac Cruz shit out the window.
Plan for Ryan Garcia in the first quarter of next year. Comeback fight. He's been out for over a year. He actually wants to fight Isaac Cruz.
Do you think that's a good idea for a guy with a broken hand?
No, I don't think. I don't.
The guy's got a head made out of steel.
I don't think so. But there's something I've also learned that sometimes fighters see something that we don't, and for whatever reason, I mean, he's just chomping at the bit, like you said, and he wants to fight that guy. I'd rather do a softer fight. So right now we're going and we're talking to him about potential opponents, but he'll be back either March or April. once he gets
Plan for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, you see the management already saying like, yeah, even though he wants that
we
Isaac Cruz
want to
fight,
do it. We're like,
we
we're
don't
gonna,
want that shit for him.
bro. I told you, like, it was like Ryan Garcia has the skills to beat him, but he's not gonna beat him. I think the pressure from Isaac Cruz is gonna be too much. And I've heard from I follow people that have actually, their fighters that sparred Ryan Garcia in the amateurs, and they even said it. I asked them, and I can see they can get on here if that's cool. They even said Ryan Garcia doesn't do well with pressure, so they said Isaac Cruz is gonna TKO him. But the fanboys are like, Ryan Garcia's gonna KO him. I'm like, damn, that shit backfires. But we ain't gonna
I
see that
picked
fight.
Cruz to win that fight. I'll
Late
definitely
take
pick Cruz,
kill.
and I'll pick Cruz to win that fight easy, because Ryan is
He
going to be
can't deal
fighting on the
with
back foot.
pressure. Yeah, he can't deal with pressure.
He's going to be
They've
fighting
all
on the
said
back
it.
foot. He's going to get flustered, and he has so much length. He has so much body exposed. Cruz is going to kill that body. He's going to kill
With
those
that body.
kidneys.
Yep. But
Not
back to
only
what
that,
we're saying.
Cruz could probably come over the top and knock his ass down like Luke Campbell did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he
and
will.
knock his
He
ass
will.
the fuck out.
He will. And he's going to keep that pressure on.
Yep,
So that's
like
not
we
a
said,
winnable.
man.
I don't think that's a winnable fight for Ryan. Listen, I don't even know why Ryan's even and when we have these discussions about top
He's
fighters,
chomping at the bit for clout, check. He's doing this for
He's
clout.
just
He's trying to
yeah,
get
he's
his name off
Ryan,
a Tank like he did when he started out. The only
when you
reason he has his name right now is because one, Golden Boy's backing.
followers.
They were promoting him like the next Golden Boy, and then he clout chased his name off a Tank. When Tank was putting in that work, Ryan was behind him like, yeah, I'll fight Tank, I'll knock Tank out. Then they start entertaining that shit. They're in negotiations, and he pulls out the fight.
when your top opponent that you've ever fought was with Luke Campbell, you know what I mean? And that was a horrible fight to me. That wasn't a good looking fight. And even the knockout, it was just like he hit him, he got a good body shot, and it was a delayed reaction. It wasn't like a knockout that you actually going to replay. In fact, Luke Campbell, when he floored him, you could replay that all day, because that, you know what I mean? That was a classic, knockdown. I just don't respect Ryan's skill. He may have potential based on what you see him in shadow boxing and on the mitts, but he hasn't shown that potential in the ring. Now, there's one fight that I did see. I think it was lasted. Was it one round? Was it Santiago? I think the guy Tank fought.
Duno or was it Fonseca?
Fonseca. Okay. Yeah, so that was a quick fight, you know what I mean? And Ryan showed discipline in that fight, and that fight was over fairly quickly. So I couldn't assess him on that. It started out good, he got him out of there quick. But other than that, I haven't seen Ryan really in a full fight. I said, wow, he's showing me elite skill. Like for instance, I saw Martin. When I saw Martin the other day, you know what I saw? Elite skill. I saw Baby Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, check. Like people say, let me say this: one, they say Frank is like a bigger Gary Russell, but two, once you watch enough boxing, skills pop out. They're eye catching. Skills are eye catching. Boots' skill is eye catching. Frank Martin's skill is eye catching. Somebody like Devin Shakur Stevenson, his skill is eye catching.
Absolutely.
And even guys like Earl Spence, and you can look at Canelo. Canelo has skills, and you can look and you can see that this man is skilled.
Absolutely,
Boots and Frank Martin pop out more than Earl Spence. But once you really get down to learning more boxing and watching it more, you see the little fundamentals, you see the little techniques, the little notches that a lot of these guys do. And if you say something like Earl Spence is basic, you don't know boxing. If you say something like not Shakur Stevenson, if you say something like Canelo isn't skilled, you don't know boxing. Those two guys skill might not pop out as much, but that's something that you can see, and you can be like, damn, this dude is a tough motherfucker. And I say even against lower tier opposition, now the thing that puts you with a leap of elite is how does your skill translate against the top 15, a top 10, a top 5, a top 3, the elite level. And that's something that people don't understand. And that's my perspective on it. That's how I can know that I can deem somebody the goods, but that's how I know that they're the truth.
You know what's crazy, bro?
But that's the same thing. It's the eye test. If you don't pass the eye, I don't care about your resume. I don't care where you are on somebody's pound for pound list. When I look at the eye test, when you're skilled, I see either I'm going to see a highly skilled person or I'm going to see natural talent. Natural talent can always develop skill. Okay, but there's certain people who don't have the natural talent, but they just hustle hard. You know what I mean? And they do well just because they have to the upper heart, but you can see that they just don't have the natural talent as others, but they get the job done. Frank Martin, that guy is going to be a champion. And I said the other day that if he and Devin Haney were to fight today, I would pick Frank Martin. I think Devin Haney probably has the larger upside because I see Devin Haney is still growing. I don't see him, you know what I mean? He's still maturing. He's still, to me, just barely getting out of prospect stage. You know what I mean? Just the other fight when he fought Linares, how's my power? Because he's unsure of himself. He's still growing. He's still learning. He's still developing. So,
Man,
when I
I
see
think this
stuff
might
like
be
that, and
Haney's
I'm
last
watching
fight,
Devin
though.
Haney, I see Devin Haney's
At
flaws.
135.
You know what I mean? But I also see the potential for greatness. But
I
as of
think
right
Devin
now,
Haney,
Frank
he's very
Martin,
hard. He's ahead of the curve in that skill department. You got to beat dudes like Devin Haney. You got to beat dudes like
well,
Jerron.
Devin Haney got natural talent.
Yeah,
Devin
but you
Haney
got to
was
beat those
blessed
dudes
with
now,
natural
Check. You
talent.
got to beat them now. This is time to fight them because they're only going to get better. They're only going to have more experience, and their natural talent with experience is going to put them ahead of the curve. These dudes aren't going to be able to be beat coming up. You'd have to put a Jerron Boots in this against a Devin Haney, a Tank Davis, a Frank Martin. You'd have to put him against those dudes for him to be tested. Dudes like
Well,
Linares, they're not really gonna. Devin can cruise to. He could have cruised to victory with that. The thing is, he tried to please the crowd and fight on the inside when he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to make. He doesn't need to go in there and bang with these dudes. He can just box to a decision. But that comes with experience, knowing when to box and knowing when to bang.
right. And Devin is still figuring that stuff out because, again, like you said, he will fight. Oh, I got to do this for the crowd instead of letting it flow, naturally. You know what I mean? He'll do something to force something because I got to
Yo,
do this because they're going to say X, Y, Z. But Devin,
yo,
again, he has natural talent. His skill level and ability is going to continue to grow because I see flaws in Devin. He throws a lot of wide punches. The way his mechanics are, his broad shoulders, his long arms, a lot of times his recoil is a little slower than you want it to be because the punches are wide. There's a lot of things that he do. But I know he is going to get better with time and experience with that. When I see Frank Martin eating only 14 fights, this guy look like he's had 25, 28, 30 fights because he's so polished. And I'm just like, listen, I told you guys, that was my first time seeing Frank Martin fight. Never heard of the guy, to be honest with you. Never heard of him before. So
he
I
might fight
was
Orion next, bro.
blown. I never heard of him before. I'm honest. And I was blown away at what I saw. And to me, I instantly put him in my next up category of my young guns who's going to carry the sport. I put him in there with Gary Antoine Russell. You know what I'm saying? So these are elite talents that people really don't give shine. Okay.
What
And
were you gonna say,
and once
Polo?
I said that he might fuck around and fight Ryo, bro. You gotta keep. I think Ryo is the next Mexican superstar coming up. It's between him and
did you say Ryan?
El
Ryo.
Rayo, Jose Venezuela.
Benavides is our brother.
Yeah, El
Okay.
Rayo can fight. El Rayo can fight.
Bro, I'm
He's
telling you, bro. If you
good.
get a Charlo versus David and then have that as a common event, that's a pay per view. Charlo versus David Benavides at 168.
I don't want to see Charlo versus Benavides at 168. Charlo has only had what 4 fights at 160. Let him dominate that division. Okay, you
Oh
guys,
shit!
I don't like. Listen,
Oh,
he has
I
nothing
see.
to gain fighting Benavides. Benavides doesn't have a belt.
What if it's
If
the
Benavides had
WBC
a,
belt?
let me finish. Let
But
me.
you want to
If
see
Benavides had a
undercard?
belt, let me finish. You got to let me finish, sir. If Benavides had a belt, and Charles said, "I want to challenge myself to greatness. I want to move up and take that belt," then okay, I would support that fight. But Benavides don't have a belt, so therefore, there's no reason for him to fight Benavides. If Benavides had a belt, that's a discussion we can have. Benavides has nothing to gain. Charlo will gain nothing from that fight.
They
Okay,
talking
what, a
about making
moral
Charlo
victory?
versus Plant, and Plant don't got a belt.
I see. I know
Bro,
they've
would you
been
rather
talking
see him
about that
fight?
as well. But again, like, this is my thing. If Charlo fight Plant, he's going to have to fight Benavides, right? Like, you can't fight Plant and then say I'm not going to fight Benavides. So
He's not gonna
my
fight
thing
him.
is, neither one of them have a belt for him to gain. And the boxing industry, why are you guys trying to force people out of an industry? Oh, they had nothing to fight. Well, you got a whole division of people to fight. Just because you don't like the names that are there, he's going to top. People got their top rankings within their the belt orgs. That these are guys he should fight. Period.
But
Okay.
listen, what happens if it was for the
So
vacant
he
WC belt?
Charlo should not be forced to leave 160 because he can't get championship fights. So what championship fight is he going to get at 168? Hello.
He has the WBC belt. He can be going
I
up
asked
and
you, what
challenge
championship fight is Charlo going to get at 168?
the WBC belt after Canelo vacates a couple. He can fight Benavidez.
Yeah, now, but you're assuming Canelo's going to vacate. So
He is
you're
gonna
talking.
vacate.
But okay, well, when those
Bro,
belts
I
come
don't understand
available,
this, bro. I don't
listen.
understand
When those
this, bro.
belts
You
come
don't-
available, then that's a discussion. But Canelo just won those belts, so why are we talking about Canelo
No,
vacating?
here's the thing, though. You don't want Charlo versus Benavidez because he doesn't have a belt, but you want Canelo versus Benavidez that doesn't have a belt. Make it make sense, bro.
Well, aren't they both
you want him to-
168?
you know,
Aren't they
but
both
like I said,
168?
Listen. And then you
Oh
want
no.
Canelo.
You're not.
Finish,
No,
bro.
you're
Let me
not
finish,
going to
let me
slip by
finish,
that.
bro. Let
You
me
just
finish,
said I
let me
want
finish,
Benavidez.
bro.
Who
Let me
else is
finish,
Canelo going to fight at 168, sir?
Bro, listen. Let me finish. When Canelo was making the jump to cruiserweight, you said there's other cruiserweight. You named a contender. What's that on Brandon? Brandon doesn't have a belt. I understand the other ones, but
Blanton.
I'm saying.
I
Yeah,
don't want
he
to
doesn't
see
have a
Canelo
belt.
fight at cruiser. I want to see Canelo master his divisions. Okay,
But
you know. So
Benavidez doesn't have a belt though. Benavidez doesn't have a belt.
So you're saying so? Okay, so let me get this straight. So you're saying if Canelo win all the belts, then there's no reason for him to fight anybody else in those divisions once he gets all the belts. Is that what you're saying?
Bro, he can make a defense whoever and then vacate all of them and move to 175, collect everybody, beat everybody's ass, and then become undisputed in 2 times. I'm saying he doesn't need to stay at 160. He can move up.
Okay, but David Benavidez is the number one at 168.
No, he's not.
Better than.
Bro,
Okay. And I asked you this question earlier, but you
listen,
didn't hear me out. You didn't listen. You didn't hear me.
Does he have? How many times he lost the belt? How many
Listen,
times
I
he lost
asked
the
you.
belt?
Listen,
He's not the best at
brother.
168.
That's your Mexican American brother. You ain't gotta hate on him. But I asked you this
I don't
earlier.
hate on
You
him. I'm
never
just being honest.
responded. Listen. Who would win between Benavidez and Callum Smith?
Shit, we gotta see when we happen. Like I said, bro.
I asked you a question. Who do you think would win that fight between Benavidez and Callum?
I have it a draw.
Come on,
You
Polo.
have it a draw.
Man,
Oh my
Polo,
He
don't
beat
do
Billy
that.
Joe
Oh my
Saunders, but
God.
man,
Stop it.
Who do you think? Who do you have between Benavidez and Billy Joe Saunders?
Here's the thing, though, man.
Answer the question, brother.
Listen,
Before you
I
go,
got
here's the
David
thing.
Benavidez.
Please
I
answer
got David Benavidez,
the
but
please answer the question. Please
listen.
go through my progressions.
Listen,
Go through my
listen.
progressions. Don't
Listen,
go up to the next level,
listen,
sir.
listen.
Who do you think would beat Benavidez or Billy Joe Saunders?
David Benavidez has that chance.
Who-
But I'm gonna add this.
Okay, who do you think would beat Benavidez or Caleb
Let's-
Plant?
Caleb Plant by UD.
You think Caleb Plant beats Benavidez?
Yes, bro. You'll give him over boxing. He'll
Okay.
use his skill. But listen to this, brother. David Benavidez is American, right? He's American, but when he gets his ass whooped, he's Mexican, right? So he's gonna be American when he beats Canelo. But if Canelo beats him, what is he?
He's the
next day?
same as you.
What?
You're a
Polo,
Mexican
that's
American. He's a
crazy, man.
Mexican American.
No,
Come on, Polo. He's
no,
Mexican
they do
American.
that.
Come on, bro.
I don't want to
He's the same ethnic group.
Who's gonna?
Listen,
You
I'm a
think one
black
of us
American.
gonna
You're
say,
a Mexican American. We're
uh,
both Americans. He's
Hey,
not
hold up,
Mexican,
hold up,
and you're
hold
not
up,
Mexican.
check.
Reese got
check.
that victory
Hold up,
over a
check.
UK fighter that you know, the
Check.
UK's been dominant. He was
Polo.
American, but when he got his
You
ass
think
whooped,
you think one of us is gonna be like, oh, when David Benavidez is American? You think one of us is gonna say that?
No, y'all gonna say he's Mexican.
Okay,
Y'all
then.
not gonna say
Who's
he's
gonna?
American.
He's gonna
Bro,
be.
it's the fans.
He's gonna be Mexican American whether he wins or loses. I don't give a fuck. I just want to see a great fight.
And you don't ever want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. Basically, what you're
No,
saying.
I don't mind it. I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna be an entertaining fight. We think it is, but it's not gonna be.
Polo, you want to know what?
What?
Canelo
Bro.
can beat all these dudes that we named. Canelo can beat all these dudes. I've never said he couldn't, but
I'd
was
rather
only
see
one way to
Canelo
prove it.
versus Better Beef and Dimitri Bivol, not Benavidez. Dimitri Bivol and Better Beef, the same guy that you picked Brown to beat. Am I correct or am I wrong? better be
Yeah, I
the
picked
Russian
Brown to
thing.
beat him
I
because I
actually
thought Brown would.
did pick Brown. He was doing
Yeah,
right
remember
until
he said to stop. No, he was
he was
doing
outboxing
right.
him, and he just
No,
kept
but
getting hit
better
to the
be.
body,
Listen,
just
listen.
like
Better
Plant
be.
got hit to the bodies,
Listen. He was
going in
doing great for
clinches.
2 rounds, but then Better be took
He was more
control
than
and
2 rounds,
wrecked him
man.
against the
Stop it.
rock. Man, stop it. He was doing what he wanted with Brown. You said the stuff. I told
No,
everybody, Better
he's
be.
not. Stop it.
Bro,
Stop
stop
it,
it. He
brother.
had him in the car. Bro, he made him quit, bro. And you were saying that, bro,
We didn't
you
say he
not
didn't
in there in
make
the
him
ring.
quit. We're talking about when Brown started out. You
Hey,
know, at the,
you know, Kell Brook was in that fight with Errol Spence before Errol Spence made him quit, right?
I thought the corner stopped it. They made cover quick. I
No,
thought the corner stopped. I'm gonna rewatch it because I remember
no,
he hurt
Kell
Smith in
Brook
no,
there.
quit. He
Kell
quit.
Brook was on that knee, brother. He ain't want no more. There
I mean,
wasn't no
let me
corner
watch
Errol
it.
stoppage.
Spence
Kell
made
Brook
him
say,
quit
"I
just
quit,
like Better
no
Beef made
mas."
him
I
quit.
think Better Beef
They
and
were
Canelo would
both
be an
fight.
interesting fight, or better Bivol versus Canelo. That's a better fight. That's a
Well,
50-50
I'd rather
fight.
see Benavidez and Canelo.
No, you just want to
I'd
see
rather
because
see Charlo and Canelo.
hell no, bro.
I'd rather
That's
see
not gonna be
Bitter Beef
entertaining.
and Bill
He
go
said,
for
look, he said hell no. He said hell no. He
That
do
shit's
not
gonna be
want
boring.
Canelo to lose to Charlo.
You think, bro? We can
How
talk about
could
like I said. He's
Charlo and
not gonna be,
Canelo be boring?
bro.
I don't
Bro,
know.
Did you
he's not
just
gonna
say
be,
Charlo and
bro,
Canelo would be
bro,
boring?
bro. Canelo would make it look
Man, brother,
easy. He's not
checkmate. I
gonna.
don't know if Charlo could beat Canelo now, bro.
Yes, thank you, Armin.
I don't know
It's
either.
not gonna be. This
Listen,
man thinks. Man,
Canelo
that's
just a
the
totally different person
beauty in it.
now.
Armin.
He on
Checkmate
Canelo
thinks.
I
on
know
Checkmate.
super
he's
mode
cheating.
right
I know
now.
he still got the.
Oh,
I
excuses.
know he
Hey,
still got the cheating in the
let me finish,
system.
bro.
But
Let
listen,
me listen.
Art man.
Armin,
My
this
thing is this:
Checkmate
we don't
thinks it's gonna be
know.
a
We
Chavez
want to
versus
see
Major
if
Taylor.
Canelo
He thinks
beats
it's gonna be
Charlo.
Major Taylor versus.
Congratulations, but we need to see that fight.
Man, why'd you be my mic? He thinks it's gonna be Major Taylor versus Chavez, bro. That's just not gonna be close. That's what you think. You would think it's gonna be a back and forth. It's not gonna be a back and forth fight. It's gonna be pretty much one sided. And when it happens, we can put money.
How is it
I
gonna be
don't want to
one
hear the
sided?
excuses.
The
Bro,
the
he
whole
top
weight
box
gap
Canelo.
just got me confused here because I don't know what
Yes.
can. Is Canelo staying at 168 or is he going up there weight class? I'm hearing that Makabu fight is not final.
He's gonna be at 175. What he's gonna do? He's gonna fight Joe Smith. He's gonna see what happens between Bivol or Surdo. Then he's gonna fight Better Beef. He's gonna start from Joe Smith, see what and try to get that, and we might see that showdown. I tried telling you this, Art. If Surdo beats Bivol, he has to see Surdo, right, to become undisputed at 175. But he has to get through Better Beef.
Trust me, if Canelo fight Joe Smith Jr. on Top Rank, Joe Smith Jr. gonna be a legend for beating Canelo.
Why? You think? Oh, here we go again. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm telling you, you watch Canelo try to fight Joe Smith Jr. on motherfucking on Top Rank promotion. See what's gonna happen.
No, he ain't gonna beat him. He ain't gonna
They gonna
trust
do the
me.
same thing that Showtime was doing. They gonna be dick sucking.
There ain't gonna be none of that.
Nope.
They gonna boost you up just to knock you down.
Hey, listen, my friend wants to pay. No, bro, I
Well,
seen
maybe
Joe Smith in
maybe
our fight.
because Top Rank was going in on Canelo. So I don't know.
Going in what, bro? I'm telling you, it's not gonna be. If he beats Joe Smith, then he sees mad. If he comes on the spear at 175, bro, I don't want to hear he beats Better Beef. He beats, whoever the winner of Pseudo Bivol is, whatever Bivol's gonna do. I don't want to hear excuses. But I'm trying to tell you, bro, Charlo's not gonna be the man. I don't know what fantasy land you live in. They say
I
it's
don't give
gonna
a
be no
fuck who's the
major.
man. I just want to see these fights.
No, I want to see Better Beef and Bivol versus
You
Canelo.
can't
That's gonna be a 50
like Polo. If
fight.
it's a good fight without controversy, then I'm gonna be like, okay, like it's a good fight.
Man,
Like I don't
all
give a
right,
fuck about them being the man.
bro. Hey,
Like, do you think we just want Canelo to lose to everybody?
low key, I kind of have that feeling you guys don't want to see Canelo. You guys want to at least see him take Canelo. I do feel like that sometimes. Like to your
I think
favorite fighter.
Andre should move up to 175.
Fuck it, do it, and he
Fuck
should
it.
fight Bivol or Bitter Beef. and they go undisputed. That'd be impressive, bro. If
He could
Andre
fuck
does that, bro,
Bivol.
I'm gonna give him respect. If he moves up and wins the title, I'm gonna give him mad respect. I'm gonna push for that.
Okay, Polo. So so Canelo's not going back down to 160, right?
He's going to 175. Yeah, that's what I've been
So
trying to tell you. I
so
don't know
why
what
is he
fantasy
why is
land,
he still
my
listed
fantasy
right
land.
now as the
Where is he
160
listed? Listen,
franchise
bro,
champion?
where is he listed, bro? I'm looking at you.
Go look at all look. He's still
Look
listed
at
as the 160 franchise
what
champion.
website are
Go
you
look at
using? What website? What
You
website are
can
you
look
using?
at all of them. I'm
What
looking at it
website is
right now.
that?
He's listed as
Give me a
the
name.
franchise
What's the
champion.
website? What's the website?
Just look up anyone, sir. You want me to? I
I'm
can.
done. I
What do you
looked up
mean? Look
Mexican
up.
video. It
You
says
can look at
Charlo. I said
boxing scenes. I'm
nope.
just
I
saying.
saw
Look at it,
Charlo too.
brother. Just look at boxing scenes. Look at all of them.
Hey, Ardman, he thinks Charlo versus Canelo is going to be Magic Taylor and Chavez of our generation. That's what he's thinking.
Well,
Ardman,
listen.
he really thinks that. He thinks Chavez versus Canelo versus Charlo is going to be this generation's Chavez versus Taylor.
You said what?
Well,
He
our
said that
man may
he
not be
thinks
that. Don't think he can because of the strength situation.
Charlo versus
Wait,
Canelo is
we
going to
think you
be.
can be who?
No, he said that. I said that he thinks this Charlo versus Canelo is going to be this generation's Magic Taylor versus Chavez, like a toe-to-toe
I
fight.
never said that. Canelo
No,
don't
Nah,
throw
I'm not
enough
saying
punches.
that at all.
Canelo don't throw
No, I'm
enough
saying
punches.
technically.
Canelo is not active enough, and Charlo is going to be. Charlo's
Like I
going to be
said, bro, I'm
throwing
gonna hold you. Hey,
more
hey,
punches.
remember, Caleb Plant was gonna be the man. He was gonna box. Like I'm saying, it's not gonna be competitive. I'm gonna
We
put
know
money on
why.
it.
Come on, brother. We're
Oh
not
my
comparing
God,
Caleb Plant to
bro,
Charlo.
my God. Hey,
Charlo is a
Plant has
better
better
fighter
skills.
than
No,
Caleb
he's
Plant.
not. Plant has better skills,
Yes,
bro. I
he
don't
is,
want to hear
bro.
it.
Charlo
Oh
is
my
most
God, I'm
definitely a
done.
better fighter than
You
Caleb
think
Plant
so?
because
Listen,
y'all all knew coming into the fight that Caleb Plant didn't have enough power to even hurt Canelo.
Bro,
Y'all
like I
all knew
said,
that
bro,
shit.
like I said,
But
bro,
you
when
know
the
when it
fight
comes to
happened,
Charlo, you know he got power to knock somebody
he
out,
got power, but
regardless if
he's
he
not
threw
gonna
1,000
hurt
punches
Canelo,
against Montiel.
bro. Like I'm
Everybody's
telling you,
not
bro.
Montiel.
Listen, my brother, we can argue that and say when it happens and it's not as you think, it's competitive. What's gonna be the excuse? You even said you're not sure if he beats him.
but you've
I'm telling you.
already
I'm just saying, if Canelo had the same confidence as you, we wouldn't be talking about franchise champions today.
exactly
Okay,
bingo.
like I said, bro, that's cool. Like
Bingo,
It's
I
he
that
would
said, bro.
fight
simple, bro.
them.
Hey,
Like, I don't know
He
why
would
Canelo keeps
fight
trying to
them, and
erase
we
that
would
finish.
respect Canelo. I don't respect his movements. I don't
bro.
respect him dancing around the chessboard. I don't
You
respect him
gave him a chance, but bro,
dodging the
y'all had fun
landmines.
winning,
I
bro.
don't
Y'all had fun
respect him
winning.
only
I
fighting
watched
two
all these
fighters at
streams. They were saying
160
that,
and then
oh, he's fucking
franchising
Plant.
out to
Plant
avoid
is
the
awesome.
Mandos.
Plant
I
is
don't respect
America's
him
style.
from
Plant is a
for
beautiful.
getting
Canelo's doing
stripped for
something that I
refusing to
haven't
fight
seen a fighter do.
Devchenko.
What?
I don't
Canelo's doing something that I've never seen a fighter to do. Instead of getting cool with the commission, he got cool with the sanctioning body, the WBC. Like, that's wild. Now you're just, you can do whatever. You could be mandatory for whatever WBC champion. You can fight a mandatory that's trash if you want, and you can opt out of a hard mandatory like Charlo. It's, Canelo, he did the right thing by teaming up with the WBC. He should be a co-owner of that company.
Yep, he's gonna own it when he's done all said and done. He's gonna be the
He should be the owner of that company.
right. He owns it. He's like he called the shot. He's like, I'll
When
call
Canelo
this.
retires, some new Mexican
own
gonna be
it.
fighting for the Canelo WBC belt.
The computer all WBC Pride belt.
Yep. All that. It's gonna be the one that makes the most, that keeps boxing alive in America. Yep, all that. Yep. Hey,
I get it though. I would like
I'm
Canelo
gonna
too
tell
if
you
he
this.
was putting money in my pockets.
Bro. Listen, our man.
I mean,
I'm
he
telling
is
you,
now, but you know what I'm saying? The type of
when
money he
Canelo,
put in the
our
WBC
man, when Canelo leaves
pockets.
boxing, you're gonna see the energy. What's gonna happen, bro? I told you before where all the fans are gonna go to. You're gonna be like, damn, he was right. You're gonna be like, there's gonna be no more Rasta. So it's gonna die down for a little bit until somebody comes in and replaces Canelo. That after Canelo leaves boxing is gonna die out a lot, and a lot of Rasta is gonna jump ship.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking. Where's Rasta gonna jump to?
To
Who
MMA,
they gonna jump
bro.
to? Mugia?
To MMA, bro. They're gonna go to MMA because I'm telling you, bro. Rasta's, because I'm telling you, I told you, and I can say his name. Who they're gonna jump after Canelo leaves? They're all gonna jump to MMA and support the dude that's gonna be the star over there. I'm trying to tell you this, but you don't want to listen to me. So be appreciative that Canelo's around, keeping boxing. Even
If Canelo retired today, will he be the greatest Mexican boxer ever that ever touched? That ever came from Mexico?
He'll be number 3
They
because
crown him like
Chavez
that.
is number 1. Salvador Sanchez arguably he'll be like in the between 2 and 3, not in the 1 because, like I said, the competition. I'm not gonna lie, was a bit better with Chavez and Salvador Sanchez, but he did something, and he's doing helping Mexican boxing, doing stuff outside, not just in the ring. He'll be arguably 2 or 3. I don't say the best. If he goes undisputed in another division, arguably he is the best, but he's number 3 or number 2.
Badu said Canelo's fight smarter, not harder. I can't say I disagree with it because
he's smarter. Yep.
My thing is, it's like this. Yeah, Canelo is doing something that He's
He's
putting
also
himself in
Mexican
position to make a lot
boxing,
of
bro.
money and
Yeah,
have
he's
least
helping.
resistance. But you got to think
Listen,
about it. That type of stuff comes with a tarnished legacy. You can have all the money in the world and all the media saying you what's up, but at the end of the day, when we have conversations like who's the greatest Mexican, major Chavez fans and Marquez fans gonna be looking at you like, man, Canelo really ain't that guy because
oh,
he
okay,
didn't
but
fight
here's the
the
thing.
tough black guy that he was supposed to fight and beat him.
Look, they didn't say that, bro. Stop making narratives. They ain't gonna say that. They ain't gonna say that. Stop making narratives,
Has
man.
been
Just
I'm
Canelo
gonna keep it
been
100.
ducking the
I
black
heard
American
Jim
listen,
fighters?
Rossi
Yes
say
or
they don't
no?
like Canelo
bro. But
because he's not
listen, why
fighting
you
Charlo.
listen? You're just making narratives, bro. Stop making.
Have
Make them tell
Canelo
you. Make
been
them.
ducking the black American fighters? Yes or no?
What was
Undefeated
trying? What was
ones.
Jacobs? Oh, here we go with the undefeated.
Yeah,
Like I said, bro.
undefeated skilled ones, bro.
When all hands is done, you're gonna make excuses.
Has he
You're gonna
been
make
ducking
excuses,
Charlo and Andre since
bro.
154? Yes or
He's
no?
not ducking them. No, he's not
How can
ducking
you
them,
not
bro.
duck somebody when you was the
Bro, when the
mandatory for
fight, bro,
Andre's
listen,
title at
listen,
154 and you refused to
bro.
fight for the title? That's a duck.
Listen. He fought Lara, the one that Andre didn't want to fight. Then he took a
Canelo, you
long
know
layoff
Floyd
because
told
of
Canelo to fight Laura, and then I'll fight you.
what?
Canelo told Floyd. Floyd
How
told
come
Canelo.
Canelo never negotiated any of these fights? He never sat down and negotiated any of these fights, Charlo, Andre, or Benavidez.
Like I said,
But
thank you,
he
bro. When he
tried
beats
multiple
him,
times
listen,
to make a Plant fight, tried multiple times to make a Kovalev fight. Like, he was really adamant about making a Kovalev fight, bro. Like, there was
yeah, he made
multiple
history.
negotiations. There's zero negotiations with Charlo or Andre.
It was like a 6-week notice. That was such a short turnaround. Kovalev said, "I knew I had no chance to win." He said, "My body is not recovered. I just went through a war. I knew I had no. I just took the fight for the money." That's
Yeah,
what
he had
Kovalev said
a
himself.
pending court case too. Shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
but he just got beat up by Yard. He was in a very very tough fight with Yard that he barely won. Almost got knocked out. His
And
body, you can't turn around on a 6-week notice from that fight. Canelo took advantage of the opportunity.
it's crazy because you saw how Kovalev performed in that fight too. So
Kovalev was winning
Yo,
yeah,
he said undefeated
with the
one.
jab.
All right, man, I'm gonna tell you something. So if Canelo beats Boo Boo and Charlo, will you give him his credit? And he beat Charlo, and is Charlo not skillful? He was undefeated, coming
Polo.
back from his biggest win.
Dude,
From his biggest win.
we'll
From
all
his
So
give him
biggest
his
win.
so
credit.
so are you
We
gonna
just
Listen,
want to
keep
see the
asking,
fights, my
hold up, hold
brother.
up, hold up? Are you gonna keep asking us until we say no? Because we said yes
no.
multiple times. You're gonna keep
Okay.
asking us until you say no, and they're gonna be
No,
like,
because I want
"I
to be
told
clear.
you."
No. I want to be clear because, like I said, things change, and then
Yes,
stuff.
yes, yes.
But undefeated, I don't know about that one because he fought Charlo, and Charlo came back from it. But like I said, bro, I do want to see the fight. We'll see when he beats him. Like I said, I already know he's gonna end up fighting, and you don't believe it, but I try to tell you,
As
he
long
is
as
gonna end
it's
up
like, as
fighting.
long as I don't see nothing suspicious, I'm gonna give him full credit. You beat Charlie. Dude,
I
that
want Charlo to
duck.
jump up and
You
win,
beat the
though. I
dude that
don't.
for ducking, and you beat him convincingly. You if you knock him out, if you outbox him or whatever the fuck, then there, yes. The same with Andrade. You know, if he beats him, then
Both
he credit beats them convincingly, beats them clean, no controversy. I can't still be looking at this fight with my own eyes and say, man, Charlo is winning. You know, we can't just look and Andrade is winning this fight. And then Andrade's down on all the
But here's the thing,
scorecards
though.
with
No, I understand. But here's the
review the
thing, though.
fight.
You're gonna see the fight on how you want to see it, though. That's the thing. Like I know
Yes,
what
those
you mean.
plants
Yeah,
cards.
because
Did you see those
you told me
plant
here
cards were
that
disgusting?
we
I'm
don't
going
agree
to
on.
pay for both fights. I will pay for both fights. I paid for Canelo and
Dude,
Man, that fight brought me so much money, bro. I'm just happy that shit went down.
of course it brought
dude,
you so much money. He was up. Canelo was ahead on the scorecards regardless.
listen, Charlo and Andre are both willing to fight Canelo at 168. Okay, so that's not going to be a problem. They're not asking him to come down to 160, even though he only fought 2 fighters at 160. But I guess with that clenbuterol in your system that you no longer get tested for, so therefore, because the it was elevated, he's got a clenbuterol cycle that's acceptable now. But guess what? Because if it's reached that new elevated levels, they won't even report it. So Canelo, you saw the video. I posted you the video that showed that you heard Mauricio say, "Hey, clenbuterol, it turns fat into muscle. It grows. It makes you big." Okay, so first the excuse was he got it from eating tainted Mexican meat, and he only, tested twice for that ever in his life, and that was versus GGG. He didn't bother to cheat with anybody else. All of a sudden, GGG he tested out and failed twice, and now they elevated it, so you'll never know. So all it takes is cycles. You benefit from clenbuterol or any other PED in training camp before the fight. You don't benefit like, oh, I need to take this now. No, you take it so you can get your reps in, so you can get bigger, faster, stronger, and then you just maintain that going into the fight. So he know his cycle, and I believe that's the reason why he didn't take the plant fight in September, because he was cycling out of his clenbuterol.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it, Check. That's what I always say. Don't nobody have no rebuttal for that.
I'm telling y'all,
no
dude.
excuse.
When I was watching the training for Canelo versus Triple G1, it was different, man. It was real different. My bad, I'm smoking on this gas. But shit, the training was just real different, man. Real different. Canelo was fast. He was doing everything.
Mm-hmm. He popped twice.
And then pop.
Twice.
And then, you know what? It's so crazy. You know what's so crazy, man? I honestly believe like they deleted the training, some of those training videos that he had.
Well, listen, I think every fighter should be able to take clenbuterol up into the limit. Then, if that's the case, if it's going to turn fat into muscle and grow and make you big, every fighter should use clenbuterol to the WBC limit.
Let Charlo and Andrade take clenbuterol and go up and challenge
bro. So clenbuterol is a PED. So like I said, bro, here we go again. What school did you go to for you're a nutritionist, right?
Oh God!
Why do I need to go to school?
No,
didn't you hear? Listen? WBC Mauricio said clenbuterol turns fat into muscles, it grows, it makes you big.
You know that
it's a PED, sir.
Bro, sir, look at your history, do your research, do what clenbuterol is, and it's on the combinations that has been in the food and all that stuff. You're telling people here, like I said, bro. I respect where you're coming from, what you're saying, but like I said, do a little bit more research on it. Then you could, but you're saying some facts, but you're not all the way saying like, because now you're saying he's on it. Now you're like, man, here we go again. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see the Charlo fight, the Boo Boo fight, because of this reason. He was on it. Like
can I
keep your fighters away from them, bro? Like I said, remember, you don't want your fighters fighting PED users. That's fine, bro. Put it over.
Can I ask you a question though?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Polo, do you think it'll be fair if a group of black fighters got caught with a certain type of, performance enhancing drug in their system, and
so fighters,
and then they changed the rules for black
boxing,
people?
Just
wouldn't you feel a certain type of way?
Okay, hey, listen, bro. Listen, just boxing, or are you talking about all combat sports?
I'm talking about boxing. Like,
okay.
Imagine everything that's going on with the meat in Mexico. Imagine all that. Imagine if that was black fighters.
You're looking. Listen.
How would that work? How would that pan out?
You are right. It would be, but listen, bro. You're talking about a third world country that doesn't have the the stuff that the USA has of stuff. Be honest, it's a third world country. USA has better almost everything. But like I said, the nutrition is in Mexico for boxing is poor. The dieting of the athletes is poor. That's why. But I know what you mean, bro. There was a team of NFL players that played in Mexico that actually tested positive for that. But I know what you mean, bro. It would be a little biased. It would be like this and this and this. But when I remember, bro, when Roy Jones Jr. tested and Antonio Tarver, they didn't get so much backlash. Roy Jones Jr., when he tested positive for that, whatever he tested positive, he was still on the #1 pound for pound list.
Is Roy Jones Jr. on the pound for pound list today? Is he still fighting today?
But listen, when he tested positive, they didn't make a big deal about it. And I remember because I used to watch HBO, the documentaries. They said some stuff, but it wasn't. They forgot about it. They swept it on the rug. He's in the Hall of Fame. But I'm saying, okay. I know what you mean. Right now, today, it would be a little bit. I don't know. We haven't seen, like I said, like.
Has Marquez ever tested positive for clenbuterol?
No, because like I said, he
has Julio Cesar Chavez ever tested positive for clenbuterol?
No.
Canelo in 60 fights, how many times does he test positive for clenbuterol?
He tested when he failed that test twice. The only time he
for
twice
GGG,
was-
right? So for the strongest fighter he ever fought, right?
The
So why
strongest-
all of a sudden is about a third world country? So all of us, oh, it's a third world country, but it wasn't a third world country for all his other fights.
What are you talking about? That's the only time he tested positive for the.
So
like I said, you wanna
why is
believe-
that an excuse then? So why is that an
Bro,
excuse
listen.
about?
He
Oh,
proved
it's
himself. Bro, he proved himself. He showed the clear. So I'm saying he showed the facts. Like you can do a little bit of
What
research in
facts?
history. Bro, he proved. Bro, he put all the like he proved himself to be clear. Has he tested positive ever since?
Just like the
You know, they that Mauricio Suleiman raised the levels
Let me
because
look.
Right.
five Mexican athletes tested positive from Khabibulov.
Yep.
So guess
Okay,
what?
so how do we know?
I
Do we know the threshold that it's been
Yeah, how do we know? Is he still taking it?
like? What is
Of
the
course he
threshold?
is, but they
Like-
won't
Like I
tell
said,
you
bro, you can use
if he
theory-
meets the
theory.
threshold.
Bro, like I said, you
I
gotta
guarantee you,
theory
only
deep into that.
Mauricio Suleiman, Canelo Alvarez, and fucking Eddie Reynoso know that threshold. So
And guess what? I listen. I want Charlo and Andre and whoever else fight Canelo has to move up. I want them to be able to take clenbuterol up into that threshold.
Let him take. Yeah, let him take it. Like I said, interesting.
I want them to take the. I want them to be Clemmy
Let them
babies
take
hey,
it.
up
Listen,
into the
they lose
threshold.
on hey Polo. If they lose on Khabibulov, they lose.
Yeah, and what's
I
gonna be the
want them.
excuses
I'm
now?
gonna tell them take some clenbuterol.
Yeah, I can tell them exactly where
Mauricio
to
said
find
it turns fat into muscle, it grows and makes you big. That is the definition of a PED, sir.
Performance enhancing drug.
It's just crazy that he said that shit. But that's not even the craziest shit he said. The craziest shit is what he said.
And he
Mauricio,
was
the
smiling
thing about
about it.
Mauricio,
Bill.
he
was
don't leave
happy
nothing
about
in the
it.
ether. He lets all this shit go, and nobody says anything about it.
Hey, because listen, this guy is a master manipulator. You know what I mean?
He's a
This is
fucking
what
crook.
He's a snake.
brainwashing and propaganda is all about. They
He's
will
a
make you
fucking crook.
believe the lies are the truth. They will make you believe cheating is legal.
Yep.
There needs to be a class action lawsuit against the WBC for a lot of
Yep.
things that they do because
Yep.
they're racist, they're pro-Mexican, and everything they're doing is
okay,
bent
okay.
towards.
They're
It's,
pro
it's,
towards
it's
that.
true, Polo. They are pro-Mexican
They are
because
pro-Mexican.
they are based out of Mexico.
Oh,
It's
the other
true.
section. Listen, I know the other section bodies aren't okay. No, that's cool, bro. Like I said, you can favor. I don't want to get into it because, like I said, I can show because, like I said, you're saying the corrupt.
If
But
the
in
IPF,
history,
do you
there's
think the
only been
IPF
one.
is pro
Listen,
Black American? Do you think so? Do you think the IPF is pro Black?
like I said, bro. But listen. I don't think they're pro, but they're the only ones that who the ones that got caught and went to court for it, and their president went to jail. If I heard, and where's the IPF located? Where's the IPF
Was
located?
that woman
again?
who's transitioning to a man who beat with the Marshawn Cruz fought
Rashawn Cruz concerned, that was Alejandro Jimenez.
Alejandro, right? And when
Yeah.
when I first saw her and I heard her voice, oh my god, her voice is deeper than mine. I'm like, oh my
It is.
god.
You know,
Right?
Mauricio.
I was like,
Mauricio helped cover
I
that
know
up.
she
Then
gonna
he tried
pop.
to say that, oh, you guys are being homophobic. You guys are bullying her.
Yes. Like, hold up. I saw the
But
pictures of her when she
how
was
is she a man? She's a
younger,
woman.
and I saw the pictures of her when she transitioning. I said,
She's
there's
transitioned from
definitely
a woman to a
steroids
man.
juicing. And guess what? And
But
then
he said
you
he
see
was
them
there
in
when
all
she
the
was
excuses
born,
of the
right?
I don't even
world.
know much of her history.
What'd you
Did
say?
he say he was there when she was born?
He said he knew her daughter. Like he said she has a
Suleiman, right
daughter, this and that. But the thing about it is she clearly, I saw the pictures where the way she used to look when she first started boxing. She looked like a woman. She no longer resembles a woman. Okay. And when she failed, he still hasn't have we heard anything about? Has she been
That bitch
banned?
looked like Jaime Munguia.
Exactly, brother. I made several videos about her before my name got banned, so I can't bring those videos up anymore. But I mean, the fact is, this is WBC's corruption, and then they delay the results, and then with Francis Cruz, whatever the case may be, you still don't hear anything about Jimenez, and it's unfair. That's the thing that they're doing. There's some I'm thinking a term to use when you again the workplace, something you do. I said it earlier. I actually said it in the post earlier too. But the WBEC, it should be a class action lawsuit because again it's unfair practices and it's obvious. When you tell somebody your franchise, you don't have to fight this guy. You only do that when a black guy becomes the mandatory. All of a sudden, I'm gonna make you franchise, but you don't do it across all the boards, across every single
He literally called Charlo
division.
a useless mandatory.
Not only that, but he's doing the same thing to Devin Haney. He's reclassifying Haney. You're cheapening your own body. You're cheapening.
He called him
This
the
is-
Pride champion.
Yes, like what, are you going to go Rainbow San Francisco Pride now? Yeah, listen, brother. Listen, you have to acknowledge that the WBC is pro-Mexican and they're doing everything to bend their rules to help elevate their fighters. You got to admit it, brother. The T, the phenamine T, whatever the case may be.
Like I said, bro, but I'm saying like, damn, there's just no, but I just find it.
I know
funny
it's a
how
lot of
you're
information
attacking-
to take in.
No, who? Me?
No, I'm just saying it might be a lot of information to take in, but it's true, man. Like the WBC is fucked up.
Information is not like I said, bro. That's
It's
funny.
corrupt.
Like I said,
They're
if we're
corrupt.
gonna call WBC, call the other manager. That's crazy how you're
Well,
just focusing on WBC.
Have they been letting people get away with computer use?
The WBA is corrupt as well. We not gonna let none of these sensitive bodies go.
No, y'all just talking about.
Listen. We
we
can get to the WBA because they're racist.
Polo, haven't you been on here when we
listen,
were talking about how corrupt the
failed.
WBA is?
Nah,
We were just
I
talking.
haven't.
We were talking about that.
But listen,
I think I've missed
Valdez.
that.
Listen. Valdez failed a PED. He failed, and they still allowed him to keep his belt.
But did you see what he failed? Is that a performance? Is that a steroid that he got tested positive for?
What
Yeah, I know he still
Victor
failed
Conti,
it, but
everybody says a PE. Of course. It helped with, of course. It's if it's listed as a PED, is a PED, sir.
Like I said, there's a
The
lot
company
of
that
things
the
listed as a
WBC
PED that are
hired
not necessarily steroids.
found him.
Yeah, they did.
Victor Conte, Mr. Drug Cheat himself, the man who fed Barry Bonds and all these other athletes PEDs. He said
And
himself
Luis
that the
Ortiz, Knox,
phenamine was in fact a PED. So it was cheating. And then he said with the tea. So let us know what this tea is. Why can't we find this tea? Oh, I drank some tea. Okay, so what's the name of the tea?
Yeah. What's the name of
Show
the tea?
me where you bought. What's the brand so we look it up and we can get some of this tea ourselves. So we can look at it. But he has yet to tell. He has yet to swap me.
And then
swap me,
man.
Well, he would
Top Rank so flip flop. Top Rank so flip flop that they had this nigga do his own little 60 minutes, explaining the performance enhancing drug. He's talking about some. I've never put anything in my body, man. What you mean you ain't never did anything? The whole reason why we having this conversation because we're accusing you of putting something there. The test came back positive.
Look, give me the brand of tea. Show me the box.
Matter of fact, why is his voice so damn deep? Oscar Valdez, y'all ever thought about that?
Bro, he talks like that. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, damn, he kind of small to be sounding like that.
Man, what does that got to, man, this dude, man.
Listen, Eddie Reynoso has a lot of cheaters. Eddie Reynoso has a lot of cheaters.
Bro, here we go again. Here we go.
But it's true, brother. It's true, my brother. Listen, they know how to cycle.
That we're understanding.
They know how to
bro.
Listen.
You're like the dude that got
cheaters are all over the sport.
You're like the dude that got on here. Listen, bro. You're saying stuff, bro. If you're gonna say, you sound like the dude that was in here the other day. Castaño robbed Spence in the Olympics, man. Here's the funny part, my brother. Castaño was never in the Olympics. And,
we're talking about PEDs, people who actually got caught cheating.
Bro, listen, in our man's channel,
what does that have to do with PEDs?
Ever. No,
what lies?
You say one thing here, and then somebody listens to it, and they go somewhere and say it.
Reynoso got like 4 or 5 fighters that pop for PEDs. Am I correct?
But when they were training, listen, name them, bro, name them though, name names when they were with him. Name them.
Canelo,
Valdez,
Neary,
and that's it.
There's another. There's like
Neary
2 more, but their names
Julio
bro, listen,
Sergio Martinez.
It's more.
Was that one?
Was 4 years ago. That was before he was with him. That was years ago. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're not under his tail, but you want to
Listen,
fit
Eddie
this
Hearn.
narrative and be like, listen, bro. You want to fit this narrative so people can be like, and you're just saying that because they're with
What
Eddie right
narrative?
now.
These are
No,
facts.
Dude,
bro,
These are
he
Matchroom
facts.
is
wasn't
the
with. Bro,
house of
no, they're not.
PEDs.
We
Listen, my
ain't not
brother.
we
Listen.
you're not making this stuff
Matchroom
up,
is
Polo.
the house of
You're
You're
not
not
making
pulling
sense.
this stuff
Listen,
out of
It's
our
listen,
ass.
bro.
fact.
Bro, you're not making sense, bro. Listen, you're
Matchroom
saying
is
that
the
they
house
Like,
of
listen
PEDs,
with
and
fight.
so
Bro,
is
we're
Eddie
not even
Hearn.
Bro,
talking about
that was
Wilder. What
years
the
before
fuck?
with Eddie. Bro, listen, my brother. You're saying the first. They weren't with Eddie Reynoso at that time when they fell. That was years ago. You're talking about something that happened 5 years ago. They wasn't with Eddie, bro. They joined Eddie years later, not with when they were with him. So that doesn't make sense. How is that a fact? You're saying that his fighters, bro. There's only Valdez and Canelo, which, like I said, they fell, but you're saying multiple,
who's
right? You're
talking about
saying this
Wilder? Get
lies
the fuck,
narrative.
get this dude the fuck out of here. Who's
Who
talking
said
about
Wilder?
Wilder?
Yeah, I
Look,
got him
who's
out of here.
So,
who's
me?
talking about Wilder? No, not you, Polo. The comment.
Bro, hey, Arman, you got some weird ass, bro. On Twitter, like, man, some of the shit I'd be like, what do you do to these people, bro? Like, you just be basically like, what? Talking
I
about
have
like,
I don't know
man,
because I be thinking to myself like, there's a lot of people on boxing Twitter too. Why do they be coming at me like I'm some type? I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe because I
bro.
told
And then they're
myself
like, you
like I'm
gotta
their
fight this dude.
subconscious.
You
They
know
don't want to
who? And I'm
believe
like,
it,
what
but
did
they
you
just
do,
listen to
bro?
it until they find out it's the truth. Because
Bro, just for me
they feel
saying that,
uncomfortable when we talk about
just for
race and
me,
shit. But I
just for
won't
me
even bring it
saying I
up.
was cool with you.
You said what?
I remember back in the day, like, Art Man. I was like, yeah, he's cool. They used to kick me out of boxing group just for the fact that I said he was cool. They'll be like, "You cool with Art Man?" I was like, "Yeah, he cool." I was like, "Fuck you." Then I'm gonna kick you out. I'm like, "Damn, what the fuck do you be doing?"
This
Like,
dude
simple
said
fact that
today.
I'll
He
be like,
said
"Yeah,
he
Art Man's cool," and then they kick me out.
this dude that hate me. He said he agrees with me today, and he ain't get no fucking likes on that shit.
Who
And
was
he
it?
usually get like 50 likes and shit.
Who?
What's his name?
Yeah,
Ryan Gills.
Oh, that
bro. Remember?
clown.
You stream that shit. Show me proof. Show me the receipt. I'm like, damn, man. Like, remember? You didn't buy that shit. You streamed it. Show me proof. I want the receipt. I'm like, damn.
They said that to you, Art?
Yeah, they said this
Yep.
dude tried to say I fucking streamed Luis Ortiz versus Frank Martin. Charles Martin.
Who said
I
that?
didn't. I
Who
actually
said
didn't. I
that?
was at my dad's crib watching it on Fox.
Some random dude. Some UK dude.
Them
Yeah,
dudes
just
don't
some
even
random
buy
UK
nothing. They be
dude.
streaming stuff themselves.
Bro, that same dude is home. I don't know. Them UK dudes, some of them cool, but some of them are a little weird, bro. Like, I was joking with him, and this dude just started straight up, like, calling me a bunch of racist shit. I'm like, damn, I was joking. He was like, fuck you. I'm like, damn. Because I
Them
posted
dudes
the
are weird, Polo. Them
Barista
dudes are
versus.
weird.
No, some of them cool, but yeah, bro, that dude was weird. Like, when I say, I think I showed you, you was calling me a bunch of names. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker racist as fuck.
Bless you.
Bless you.
They be doing that because they across the pond, Polo. They wouldn't say that stuff to your face.
No, I know. I called them out, and then I told this homie,
Polo,
Vammer,
you think it's
but
weird,
man, I
nigga?
ain't
They
worried
took a
about them
picture of
dudes.
me at Wilder versus Fury, bro.
I
Talk
saw when
about
you
weird.
posted
Bro, I
that.
saw that. That was creepy, bro.
I
Bro,
saw when you posted that.
bro, remember when that dude called you like no homo, bro? When he was like, "You kind of built and thick." I'm like, "Oh hell no, bro." I
Who?
remember you posted that.
Wait,
I was like,
what?
"This shit gay."
Oh yeah, he said thick, but no, that's what
Some
they
dude
call
called.
stupid in the UK. They say thick is, I guess that's
But
the
when I
word of
saw that, I was
Nah,
it
like,
means stupid.
nah.
But
That's
I was
nah.
like,
He
nah,
that.
nigga, that shit pause over here
Yeah,
this side.
pause, man. Don't call another man thick.
It dude got bad as hell because when I was clouded as I was like, yeah, nigga over here, that shit means something else, bro. You're
You
weird,
call
bro.
a
Get
nigga
off
thick
that
over
shit.
here, he gonna put his hands on you.
I mean, you're looking at his booty. He's thick.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
all
niggas
right.
supposed to be
Did
no
you see what
different
they
from
did
there
to
if they
Southern
weird.
T, man? That what they were doing to Southern T was like, man, that was some pure homosexuality.
what
Yeah,
happened with
dude.
Southern
When I
T?
first started doing this live shit, I used to get people in here. I didn't know too much about like adding people with the StreamYard and shit. So I click it. Somebody click on. Next thing you know, they fucking twerking and shit in the background.
Oh,
And
bro,
I used to be like, what the fuck?
there was this dude that was on BFTB once, and he had the picture. His StreamYard picture was a picture of his meat. It was a UK
Pause.
dude. Them dudes, they're like weird, bro. Like I don't
They think that's
understand. Like,
funny.
that's not funny. Like, do you not have fathers in your house? Like, how many dudes on boxing Twitter grew up without their father? Because they sure act like it.
"Yo, the thing that got me mad is I saw the picture of Ricky Haddon when he was kind of, kind of. What was that?
Oh my god. and they laugh at stuff like
Oh,
that.
with the
Like,
ball gag. Oh,
Yeah, I
with the
was like,
ball
what the
gag
fuck
and
was that? No,
and
Art,
then
when
they
that
picking
dude
yes,
made that
bro. I
picture
was
of
like,
you, when that
yo.
Hamanite dude made that picture of you, like them dudes thought that was funny. Dudes over here, like you know that dude we was debating yesterday, he thought that was funny. Like that's not funny.
and
That's weird.
it
Nah,
ain't
that
I
worse
shit
than
was
know.
kind of
Oscar with the
suspect.
I
I was
seen
fishnets
like,
that
though.
shit,
ugh,
and
right?
dudes
It
was
ain't
like, "Oh, I knew
it
that
ain't
was
worse
Art,
than
man."
Oscar with the fishnets.
I was like, "Bro, what?"
Like, who has time to
But
make a
Oscar
picture
with the
like that?
fishnets though, that's next level.
Like, no straight man makes a picture like that.
And they, you know, it's so
Hey, Iron
crazy because
Man, I like your skills,
it
man.
take
I'm
time
from
to
the
make these
UK.
pictures.
Yeah, it takes actual time to make something like that. You got to have that image in your mind.
And he was like, "Yeah," and he
But
found out the type of
at the end of the day,
glasses,
bro,
all that.
man, that shit suspect. Man, that shit. And then, bro, why when they made that picture with the pig? I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna keep. I was like, man, who has time to do this? They were like, they made some of that shit up though.
They were like, "No, man, it's funny. Like, that's funny to you."
No,
I'm
no,
like,
I'm
this
talking about
this.
the pics when it was
No, I'm talking
like the
knowledge
pics
Poe.
of.
I'm talking about those dudes. I was like, no straight. I put under there. I said, no straight man has time to make that. He's like, no, this is funny. Like, this is funny to you dudes.
Yeah, it's funny. Art man, that
Man,
bro,
who
that
what
post
started it?
went
It's just
fucking
funny, bro.
viral.
I just think it's funny, bro, that we all started in a boxing group and we're like in there with people from like Australia, the Philippines, Mexico. Like straight up, we just were all like in a. We started off in a boxing group because I'll be honest, I followed the like sport, but I never was into boxing. I just thought they were always like, you know. But then I got into it. I'm like, damn, like, you be seeing some interesting shit, like just the things people post, like the. You know the nationality shit. The Mexico versus the UK. Man, I'm like, damn, bro, this is boxing.
Yeah, that shit crazy. A lot of people don't know this shit used to be real boxing, real truth. I had a little group on Facebook, and then they deleted that shit, and I was like, man, let me get on this Twitter, and the
Why?
rest is history.
Why they delete
Cause,
it?
cause motherfuckers
Man, you
kept,
know why.
you know when people would debate, motherfuckers was cussing at each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? And Facebook, they don't play
I
that
remember,
swear word
bro. I'm
shit.
not gonna lie, bro. I fuck with you, bro. But you would start a lot of shit like you would get people worked up and stuff.
Yeah, that's before, nigga. We was just on here
You
just
would
going
hype the shit
crazy.
out of fight, like yeah. We were just like, yeah. When you did the UK versus Mets, I'm like, bro, that shit was hilarious. But it was, man. I've never like I had these, but I'm like, damn, I didn't know UK fans were that racist.
Yeah. But shit, man, I'm about to
We
cut
start,
this live because I
yeah.
gotta fucking get some food.
Hey, long live real boxing, real truth.
All right, my brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they deleted that shit.
Yeah, then did you make another one? Then they deleted that one too. And that's what you made. But bro, you don't be posting like you made another
Nah,
one
now
and
I
then they
got
deleted
a
it.
different group on Facebook. It's just Art Man Boxing
I've
too.
never
Oh,
done.
no,
I
but
don't do Facebook, bro. I don't
Yeah,
mess.
don't do it,
no,
man. You
you see
going
the
you
Now,
Mm-mm.
checkmate.
they
you're
You
gonna
have
gonna get
regret it.
upset.
Facebook will let white
Twitter,
supremacists have all them type of groups, but your group will get deleted.
Twitter and YouTube is the only social media type of thing I do. I don't do Instagram. I don't do
I
none
do
of that.
YouTube more than Twitter because I don't like going back and forth with them clowns on boxing Twitter. They don't know nothing about nothing, man. And they just have a whole bunch of dick riders, squatting with them. So
Exactly. But shit, I gotta get up out of here, y'all.
all right, Art.
All right, man.
Peace check, peace polo. Thank y'all for having me on.
All right, Al.
Peace
Yep,
out,
no
bro.
problem.
Yeah, you gonna
All right,
do another live later, bro?